Cloud9 off guard in the lower bracket. North America against Europe.
Yeah, we haven't seen Min Poike on the Restoration Shaman too much. Hopefully he has a lot of practice, because it could quite possibly be the hardest team he's ever gone against. Cloud9, Cubsy on the Restoration Druid, Chanimal on the Destruction Warlock, and Wealthyman on that Frost Mage. They've been able to win every single LAN tournament this year that they have been a part of. Definitely a really good team. Aztech has their work cut out for them.
First time we're going to see Cloud9 on the BlizzCon stage. Let's see if they're feeling shaky at all here against Aztech. Aztech in the earlier seasons, the spring season in particular, they were known as the Rogue Mage Druid Menace, but Rogue Mage Druid at the time wasn't too phenomenal, and I had said throughout the year, if it's a Rogue Mage Druid meta, Aztech is going to be the team to watch, but it just feels like they've fallen off a little bit in terms of their Rogue Mage. Now they're relying heavily on Valet, on Shadow Priest. Can Valet carry the team?
Well, the thing is, if you want to rely on anyone, Valet is definitely the type of player you can rely on. He's been so consistent throughout the year. Dan last year, I know Healing Stat was talking about him potentially being the best Shadow Priest in the entire world. And in these land environments, he always shows up. Cloud9 looking to get aggressive early on, dropping out the Infernals, the Demon Soul as well. Big damage available, but Aztech, they're actually going after Cubsy. Cubsy could be in a lot of trouble. He's caught into a kidney shot. They're really trying to punish his greed. Garrote Silence comes in. Cubsy could easily fall. And Aztech, a complete... That was amazing! They managed to put their first point up against Cloud9, really punishing Cubsy.
Aztech look to stand against them. Cloud9 have won LAN after LAN, both spring and summer finals. A surprising early kill for Aztech. Cloud9, as Vinruki has pointed out, just needs to shake it off and get back into gear.
Yeah, exactly. For Aztech, they need to keep punishing Cubsy as often as they can. If they can force him to play scared, that is the winning strategy. As you can see, Cloud9, they're not looking too afraid. They're pushing in. Once again, Aztech, they're going after Cubsy. Is it going to be a repeat of the last game? Cheap shot into silence. Cubsy in bear form. Iron Bark connects. Still has his bark skin as well. Things are looking a lot better here for Cloud9.
All right, Aztech showing they are not afraid of Cloud9, despite the back-to-back champions. Going all out on the healer. Now pulling back for a moment. Shadow stepping back in. Valet in void form. It's going to be a lot of damage from the Shadow Priest, but Acro seems reluctant to push out. Cubsy jumping in to stun up the team. Rain of Fire. Chanimal on the left. Wealthy Man on the right, and they've got Aztech cornered around the pillar.
Yep, but for Aztec, they should be able to hold on. I mean, this is something Restoration Shaman kind of shines in. He can keep his team alive with a lot of instant cast spells, and I think especially with the additional healing Valet brings to the team, Aztec should be nice and stable as long as they're hiding behind the pillar, at least at this point in the game. Acro taking a huge hit, forced to trade out his trinket. Big damage here, once again, from Aztec onto Cubsy as they find the kidney shot. Cubsy kind of disrespecting a little bit, holding on to his bark skin, but doesn't want to trade unless he absolutely has to, and those are the decisions that make Cloud9 such a phenomenal team.
All right, Aztec going for a hit and run strategy. Cloud9 are going for an all-in. Demonic Gateway from Chanimal to get right on top of his opponents. Looking to land some Chaos Bolts here shortly. Acro desperately stuns up Chanimal to try and hold him at bay and deny this assault. Double Mortal Coils have been secured. Chanimal looks to set up. Where are the Chaos Bolts? Not looking for them just yet. Aztec surviving that push from Cloud9. Cubsy looking like he wants to make his way over, but Acro will immediately punish him, so Cubsy is going to pull away from the fight for now. Likely in this match, Cubsy will need to drink frequently. Triple Shadow Fury by Chanimal. Beautifully set up, but Chaos Bolt not going to be doing too much damage, unfortunately, there for him. Delay interrupted for a moment as Aztec look to just avoid Cloud9 at all costs.
Yeah, I feel like for Aztec in this game, their main strategy is just going to be go after Chanimal if he overextends. And if Cubsy overextends, that's their primary target. But Cubsy is not making it easy. Aztec is really forcing Cloud9 to overextend, get out of position. And I think they kind of want to bring it to later on in the game, unless Cloud9 puts themselves in a very vulnerable situation.
All right, Chanimal looking for a fear, trying to get through the interrupts. Acro not getting faked out, landing that kick onto Chanimal. Now Chanimal immediately responding with Chaos Bolts and a Cataclysm. He's going to activate that Demonic Soul. Big damage here. Chaos Bolt connects onto Acro into a fear. Beautiful combo. Holding Acro at midfield. Wealthy Man taking some hits while Min Poike sits through a clone into a fear. Delay is still low on health. Cubsy, though, confidently sitting through a blind. This may end up being a mistake. It could cost a significant cooldown. Wealthy Man's avoiding the fight on the far left side. Cubsy knows he's going to be swapped to, so he repositions into midfield. This is typically not where you'd want to be if you're a healer. You don't want to be free cast onto the midfield, but the way his composition works, his team can only support him if he's in line of sight. So it is his best defensive position to be out in the open, so Chanimal and Wealthy Man can assist.
Yeah, I really like what Valet's doing. He's putting Mind Bomb onto Chanimal when they go after Cubsy. That additional crowd control stops Chanimal from getting the fears, the mortal coils that will ultimately deny Aztech. So really good adaptation. You can tell Aztech, they've got the strategy they need to win this game. Look at mana. Cubsy, he's already around 40% mana, burning his Innervate. If you look for Aztech, then Poike 100% mana, doing completely fine. But with this positioning, with the way Aztech is playing, I feel like for Cubsy, it's going to be really easy to just get away and drink. And you can already see he's positioned behind the pillar, going to be completely resetting his mana.
I think the main plan here for Minpoike is make it deep into dampening with full mana and spam Purge along with the Shadow Priest and just overwhelm the Destruction Warlock. Now, whether or not that's actually going to work is yet to be said. We haven't made it deep enough into this match, and we may not be able to if Cloud9 close it out here. Triple crowd control, Valet fading away out of line of sight, but Cubsy is there, and Feral Affinity is going to be doing a ton of damage. Valet jumping into Void Form, trying to force Cubsy back. Cubsy respecting it, but not able to escape completely. Acro catching him. Cubsy going to respect this stun lock, using Bark Skin to reduce damage, but it may not be enough as Acro goes for the Shadow Meld into restun. Cubsy makes it away with only the Bark Skin. Battlemaster as well, pretty significant trade on that assault. Aztech retreat once again around the corner. They cannot afford to be free casted on by Chanimal. Aztech focusing on just avoiding the Chaos Bolt as long as possible, jumping out for a quick hit, and then immediately retreating back to safety.
Yeah, here's the thing for Aztech. If they do play out in the open and they continue to push onto Cubsy, Wealthy Man, Chanimal, that's when they get caught in extended crowd control chains. So you really can't blame them for this strategy. It is probably their best bet to win this matchup, and you can tell this is a strategy they have prepared. They're not getting overly zealous in the match. They're sitting back, playing nice and patiently, and for Cloud9, I feel like they need to do the same. They need to be patient. They can't get overzealous, and if they do, that's an opportunity for Aztech to really close out the game. A full bash over onto Minpoike. You can see Cloud9, they're looking to get aggressive. At the same time, though, Cubsy caught into a kidney shot. Which one of these healers is going to fall first? Demonic Gateway for Cubsy brings him across the map, and he should be able to completely stabilize. In the meantime, though, Minpoike did trade out his Gladiator's Medallion. That's a big victory for Cloud9.
Yeah, Minpoike could be susceptible to death in the near future if Cloud9 can continue their attacks and continue the pressure that they've built towards Aztech throughout the first 5.5 minutes of this match. Do remember that this is an elimination series. Yes, Cloud9 in the lower bracket. They were knocked down by Wildcard Gaming, and now they will have to do a long haul trek to the grand finals for a match against Method Black later on today. By the end of the day, we will have a BlizzCon champion for 2019. Aztech showing that they have signs of life in the competition, taking game 1 here against Cloud9 and showing a solid display so far in game number 2 in terms of maintaining themselves against the assault of Cloud9.
Yeah. Right now, we're at 7% dampening. Acro does get topped off, and Poike's mana, look at it. It's just so good in this position. Doesn't ever need to escape for drinks, and that's one of the strengths of the Restoration Shaman. For Cubsy, on that Druid, he's going to continually have to go run, reset his mana, but unfortunately for Aztech, their positioning doesn't allow them to deny it at all. So Cubsy, I feel like at this point in the game, he's going to be able to continually reset his mana over and over in this match. At some point, I feel like Aztech needs to try to slow that down, or they can just try to push in with all-out damage. Like you said, Sid, if Minpoike has enough mana to just spam out Purge later on in the game, that is a huge potential for Aztech to get a win.
All right, Wealthy Man, the target of choice here for Aztech, as Aztech mixes up the strategies. Cubsy sapped out of Mind Bomb. Beautiful play by Acro. Minpoike trying to line up some lava bursts. Not able to find it, but this could easily be the first block, and it will. It may even be the end of the match if they can get a Mass Dispel. Valet unable to find it. Wealthy Man sits through Ice Block, immune to damage long enough for Cubsy to get out of crowd control and save him. But Aztech are now showing that there are multiple targets that they can kill, and that's going to be added pressure to Cubsy.
This is the best version of Aztech I think we've seen. They're looking really good. I mean, Wealthy Man, he's only got 1 Ice Block left. We're at 14% dampening. All they need is 1 clean setup once again, and they might be able to take down Wealthy Man. 7 minutes and 22 seconds have elapsed in the game. Acro, 50% health, still just trying to get in line of sight of Minpoike. The thing is, as dampening gets higher and higher, it's difficult for Minpoike to actually top off his team. That's when he has to start spamming out the heals, and that's when he's vulnerable to the interrupt of Wealthy Man and Chanimal, and that's when things can really spiral out of control for Team Aztech, so they have to be careful. They really have to pick their moment to go all in. I don't think they can wait too long.
Chanimal and Wealthy Man are pulling back with the team, relaying the Demonic Gateway for a more safe escape pillar to pillar. So interesting reposition there from Chanimal. Cubsy's jumping in for the team. He's going to be initiating with that Rake Stun. Cubsy is a very important member of the team with that Feral Affinity, as Chanimal and Wealthy Man are so limited on their stuns. Here's a blind play by Aztech that will get the Gladiator's Medallion of Cubsy. Now leaving him open to a swap, but it was Vendetta from Acro, so a swap won't be nearly as potentially lethal for him in the near future. So I would like to see Cubsy and Cloud9 start to get aggressive here, push forward on top of Minpoike, because even though in the past they usually win later stage games, I don't think that they've faced this composition in some time, and Deeper and Dampening with Purge, they may not be able to survive the pressure. Cubsy stunned up once again. They're going to get Barkskin on that attempt. Aztech are looking solid. Like you said, this is the best version of Aztech that we have ever seen, and it may not be too little too late for them in the BlizzCon composition.
I mean, if you're going to play well at any tournament, this is the tournament to play at. And for Aztech, things are actually spiraling out of control just a little bit. Minpoike is really struggling. He's caught into a full bash. If he has to use his Gladiator's Medallion, it could be disastrous. Still has the Spirit Link Totem if he needs it. Acro still has a lot of cooldowns to work with. They're going after Wealthy Man. They do manage to find the kidney shot into a smoke bomb, but Wealthy Man easily gets out of that with his trinket, as every man for himself, and the shimmer that gets him out of the smoke bomb and allows Cubsy to top him off, and that's exactly what happened. 26% dampening, lots of AoE damage coming in from Chanimal. Wealthy Man, finally the Frozen Orb and the Blizzard just really shredding through the hit points of Aztech. And like I said, Aztech, they cannot wait too long to go for an all-in strategy. At some point, they really just have to go for it.
And Minpoike still has Ascendance in his back pocket. That's going to be a great cooldown to recover through the type of damage that Cloud9 is dishing out. But Minpoike wants to make sure that he uses it at the absolute most high-value time, because he won't see it again for 3 minutes. So he's trying to power through this difficult moment and has managed to recover his team. Cubsy looks like he may be repositioning for a drink here in the near future, making sure that he's at his absolute best. Re-stealthing, jumping in, initiating the fight here onto Acro. Chanimal moving in on the left. Wealthy Man already surrounded on the right. 3 members stacked up, but Aztech look to punish. Immediately going after Cubsy in the kidney shot. Cubsy doesn't even need to Barkskin. Acro's in trouble. Bursted down by Chanimal, looking to try and escape the safety in the near future by getting feared back into midfield. This fear is sitting for some time. Chanimal lining up a Chaos Bolt. Looks like Grounding Totem going to soak it. Acro shadow stepping over. Needs to be careful. He's very low. He still has Cloak of Shadows to trade. Confident in Minpoike's ability to recover. Holds on to it.
Yeah, but there's a full polymorph in Minpoike. He's got no Gladiator's Medallion. Valet, can he find the Master Spell? He gets interrupted on the Vampiric Touch. Beautiful Void Life Grip onto Minpoike, bringing him in to the Frozen Orb, breaking that polymorph. Really good backup there by Valet, keeping his team in the fight. Acro managing to hold on to his Cloak of Shadows as well as that Banish, but he's getting low. Wealthy Man putting out a lot of damage with those Frostbolt, the Flurry combos. Acro caught into a stun. Still big damage here for Cloud9. They're looking to tie up the series. Acro forced to trade out his Gladiator's Medallion as well as the Cloak of Shadows, and Aztech in this situation, they're really struggling to recover.
They're going to need to rely on Spirit Link Totem and Void Shift, but if all 3 members of the team are low health, those cooldowns don't do anything. So when that's what you need to rely on, when Cloud9 are pushing for a triple kill, I'm not sure that this is going to be good for them. This is looking dicey. Chanimal pushing forward. Mind Bomb on Cubsy as Aztech look to counterattack. Can they get a sap off this Mind Bomb from Acro? Doesn't look like he's even going to try. Rather saving it for Blind in the near future on that power play. Aztech have been banking for a deep dampening Purge kill. They've played it out for so long. Can they just push it all the way through and take Cloud9 to a match point and potentially a 3-0?
It looks like they're going after Chanimal, and this is when the Destruction Warlock is really vulnerable. The Assassination Rogue going to be able to do a lot of damage, and this is where we see a lot of Destruction Warlocks struggle. For Chanimal, Cubsy, Wealthy Man being able to back him up is going to be huge, but still, it is a lot of consistent damage from that Rogue, from that Shadow Priest, and if you can purge off the heal over time effects that Cubsy has available, that's when Chanimal becomes very vulnerable, and he can't overstay his welcome. He's going to start taking a lot of damage, Sid.
Acro getting stunned up on his push here, but Cubsy soaking a Vampiric Touch Dispel into a Mind Bomb. That's going to put him behind on heals. Wealthy Man's trying to carry the team right now, looking for crowd control. Not able to find it, just stalling damage on Valet instead. Minpoike's mana is still in a solid position, but Acro's health isn't. How is Acro going to escape? Cubsy jumps in. He's in a lot of trouble here. Minpoike is bashed. Trinket, Spirit Link Totem, but their health is all low. It's not going to distribute too well there. It does manage to at least allow them to survive, but if Cloud9 get on top of them, they are going to shred them to pieces.
Yeah, you can see Wealthy Man, he uses the Shimmer to get on top. Kona Cold, big damage, but Aztec are looking to reverse it on Chanimal. Cubsy trinkets out of the blind into a full silence. Chanimal getting lower, doesn't want to wait too long on that unending resolve. This is the moment Aztec really needs to push forward. Vendetta gets pulled out, Acro getting low. Big Void Shift there for Valet, exchanging his hit points for Acro, keeping his team in the fight.
Huge play, now Chanimal in trouble. Despite being in trouble, is trying to gun for the kill. It's a race to the finish. Both Chanimal and the entire team of Aztech in trouble. Cubsy has almost no mana remaining. This could come down to cross kills in the lower bracket in the near future. Minpoike healing on fumes. He doesn't have mana to purge anymore. The aggression of Aztech, it's starting to subside. Cloud9 are trying to assert dominance in game 2. Valet disperses away. Minpoike barely recovering, stunned up, a full bash. Cubsy looking to close out the game here. Wealthy Man blinks into support, sniping with the Ice Lance, and Cloud9 tie it up.
What a fantastic game as well. I mean,
they shook off game 1, they came back strong in game 2, and let's go game 3.
Yeah, let's see what they can do, but Aztech, this is their map pick. We're on hook point, and this smaller map is going to allow them to go after Cubsy, and you can see they're going after him very early on. Kidney shot does get secured by Acro. Do they have the follow-up damage? Cubsy immediately with the bark skin, denying that incoming damage hit. Aztech just not able to get that same pressure we saw in game number 1.
All right, Cloud9 just pushing forward onto the opposing team. Wealthy Man disrespect Shimmer into the opposing team. Aztech have locked a very small map in to deny Cubsy from drinking and then turn up the heat and crank out the aggression. But Cloud9 answer that aggression with more aggression because the entire team is hovering at 70% health currently. Cubsy getting out of crowd control and looking to jump into the fight again shortly, I would imagine. Spelling off the Hex applied onto Wealthy Man. Blizzard, Frozen Orb cleaving down all 3 targets. Wealthy Man maximizing his damage. Chanimal getting up on top, getting in there. Cubsy adding in a ton of damage. Minpoike in trouble. How is he going to respond to this assault? Looking to escape without any significant trades. Healing Tide Totem. A good area of effect recovery there. No panic attacks for Minpoike. Another Mind Bomb attempt on Cubsy. Wealthy Man appears to be the target, but he's got full control of Acro for now. Blind on Cubsy, but not full duration, unfortunately. And that's going to be a bit of a blunder on the side of Aztech that Cloud9 can look to punish.
Yeah, that's a big mistake by Aztech, messing up that blind. Cubsy able to easily get out of it without trading the Gladiator's medallion. That is super unfortunate for Aztech. And I love watching Cubsy, although he fell so early on in game number 1. Look at his position. He is just on top of Aztech in this match, and this is what I was talking about. Cubsy cannot play scared. If he can be this free in the game to play as aggressive as he can, that really enables Cloud9 to get this kind of pressure and momentum we're seeing.
All right, Wealthy Man stunned up. Cubsy silence. This is a good opportunity for Aztech to make a push, but they're just not finding the damage. Wealthy Man has full control. Wealthy Man's basically 1v1ing Acro, Mage versus Rogue, and Acro is getting not the better end of that exchange. Cubsy is just dotting up multiple targets with Cat Form, then immediately retreating away to his team, allowing their damage over time effects, Rain of Fire and Blizzard to do most of the heavy lifting. Now, the most difficult part of this game for Cloud9 is getting Cubsy's mana back to maximum. It looks like he's currently trying to do so, and I mean, Aztech aren't even looking to deny it. They're not capitalizing on the small map whatsoever. Cubsy's going to come back from this with a decent amount, but not nearly as much as I had anticipated. It looks like Minpoike was able to find him with an Earthbind, but triple Shadow Fury. Chanimal MVP play here for a big power push. Acro bursted down to half, but now looking to reverse with pressure onto Cubsy. Valet supporting in Void form. Multiple stuns incoming. Minpoike probably going to purge a bit here as well. Cubsy, Bark's getting a bit late. Can they capitalize on it and finish it? Doesn't look like it. Acro going to abandon the kill for now.
And Cubsy just pushes in once again, still getting the damage rolling, but he needs to be very careful. Although he has the trinket and the bark skin, Aztech has the capability to just blow him out of the water with that vendetta. But Minpoike gets swapped to Astral Shift. Has to be enough for him to survive. The Gladiator safeguard does proc, and now he no longer has that safeguard available in the match. Feared up. Cloud9 still looking for pressure. Cubsy's going to be sitting down for a drink. This is just domination by Cloud9.
Cloud9 in the driver's seat here against Aztech in the lower bracket. Both these teams facing elimination. They cannot afford to lose in any series of the day if they want to make it all the way to the grand finals to face Method Black for the coveted title of BlizzCon Champion 2019. Cubsy showing that he is fearless here against Aztech, despite a composition that is crafted to be able to annihilate a Restoration Druid. Cubsy consistently weaving both offense and defense perfectly. Bit of a mistake in game 1, but now he's looking clean throughout in the series.
Yeah, full blind onto Cubsy. That's rotated back up for Acro, but Cubsy, he's just going to be sitting it. He realizes in this match, he is the primary target. He wants to hold on to the Gladiator's Gladiator's medallion for as long as possible to avoid the all-ins from Aztech. But Wealthy Man, in the meantime, might have to trade out an Ice Block. He is getting low. Ironbark trades out by Cubsy, and that's enough to keep Wealthy Man alive. You can see Acro just sitting patiently in stealth right now, looking for an opportunity. And despite that, Cubsy still in cat form, sitting on top of Valet and Minpoike. Cloud9 are very confident in this match.
Minpoike stunned up, but on diminishing return, the cheap shot's not going to be too dangerous. Acro's not going to get anything off of that attack. Now Ray of Frost pinning Acro at the pillar for Chanimal to free cast. Not able to find any chaos spots, unfortunately, as we see Chanimal repositioned to the left, Weltyman on the right, Cubsy going dead on in the center, potentially, to push for a stun. Looking like he wants to re-stealth first, making sure he capitalizes on that Feral Affinity. Now stunning Valet, allowing his team to focus fire. Still not finding any big damage spells just yet. Of course, Minpoike on Shaman will have Grounding Totem, which at any moment he can place on the ground to redirect Chaos Bolts and big flurry combos. So Minpoike will be holding on that Grounding Totem for some time. Acro pouncing on Cubsy, stunning him up, but immediately polymorphed. And that's from years and years of teamwork. Weltyman and Cubsy now going on 5 years in terms of LAN experience as a dynamic NA duo. Now Acro being isolated. Big burst damage over onto him. Huge combo. Is he going to trade? He is going to be forced to make the trade on his most valuable cooldown. Cloak of Shadows out of the way. Now Acro is going to be playing scared.
Yeah, he's going to have to be a little bit more careful in this matchup with no Vanish, no Cloak of Shadows. There's no lifelines left. Valet caught into a stun. All three members of Aztech getting low. Cloud9 pushing in to close out the game off the back of that Infernal. But once again, Aztech, they're going all in onto Cubsy. There's a kidney shot on Cubsy into a silence. But a massive heal. I think it was a Hellstone or a Battle Masters, which does keep Cubsy alive. But that was a big trade by Cubsy with no Battle Master and no Bark Skin. He needs to be a little bit more careful for the time being.
Yeah, Acro, though, is in more trouble. Huge hit. Valet saves the day. That's why they've got him in the game to carry. And now he is in trouble, though. He's traded his health to Acro. Maybe Acro just dies through it. This is dangerous. Minpoike, what are you going to do? Acro on 10% Ascendance, but he's bashed on it. Acro in a ton of trouble. If Chanimal gets in line of sight, it could be curtains for Acro. Minpoike fully feared. Acro line of sighting, avoiding the damage for now, but Valet is still low. All three targets in trouble. Cubsy jumping in, pre-bear forming the stun. Chanimal backs him up with a triple Shadow Fury. There's no area of effect healing for Minpoike for some time. He's going to have to power through with single target heals, and he immediately gets punished on it by Chanimal. Sick interrupts on Minpoike into fear. This could be the closing amount of damage if they can just finish it off here. Minpoike trades Astral Shift. He's going to protect himself. Valet still with Dispersion, holding on to it as they take a moment to pause. Cubsy sits through Blind, and now having sat through Blind, I do imagine that Cubsy is going to want to start to get his hands dirty here and deal some damage.
Yeah, but a full kidney shot from Aztech, generating a little bit of pressure. But in the meantime, Minpoike is getting low. Weltyman and Chanimal not afraid to push in, get aggressive in the matchup. Cubsy with no Bark Skin, is he going to be afraid? No, he's just going after Minpoike, really taxing Minpoike on that Restoration Charm and putting out massive damage in this game. I feel like he's been in cat form more than anything else in this matchup, just putting out pressure for his team. His mana is looking good, and this small map has almost backfired on Aztech.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't able to capitalize and run Cubsy out of mana. That would be their main prerogative in the matchup so far, but they couldn't accomplish that main objective, and now Cubsy with over half mana is looking solid, whereas Aztech, looking at half health on multiple members, is not. Chaos Bolts fly through, but grounded by Minpoike, well placed there on that Restoration Shaman. Valet interrupted for a moment, trying to stop some of his damage. Cubsy jumping into the fight, trying to add into the mix. Double Mortal Coil. Chanimal repositioning over to hold Valet out in the open with Conflagrate, as he is slowly but surely making his way around the corner. And this is looking like total chaos for Minpoike. This is going to be the most challenging series of his life.
Yeah, for me, it feels like Aztech at this point in the game is just waiting to lose. They're trying to make something happen on Cubsy, but they just haven't caught their stride. At this point, they're just all getting ripped apart by the Blizzard, by the Frozen Orb. Acro in a lot of trouble. He does have the Cloak of Shadows. If he has to trade it out, it's going to be a disaster. He wants that cooldown to push in and get aggressive at a certain point in the match, but Cloud9 is just leaving them no openings. Then Poike is caught into a fear right now. You can see Weltyman Chanimal, they're pushing in. One Chaos Bolt does manage to land, but it looks like Aztech will be able to hold on, but I don't know for how much longer.
Well, and they need 38 seconds. Ascendance for Minpoike will allow him to recover this type of damage output, but 30 seconds is going to be an eternity facing Chanimal and Weltyman. Double Mortal Coil, perfect combo once again by Chanimal as they look to close this out. How is Minpoike going to stall? 22 more seconds for him. Maybe they don't need to stall. They're trying to power for a kill on Weltyman. Weltyman not getting caught off guard though, blinking back to safety, and Cubsy allowing him to recover. Now Chanimal has been left free to reign here. There's Ascendance coming up in 9 seconds. Minpoike is just praying to make it to that point. 5 more seconds. Can he do it? 3 more. He's likely to pop it as soon as possible. Well, he has it, but he's stunned and can't press it. He may just die through it. Spirit Link Totem available. Gladiator Safeguard going to absorb the hits. He's relying on the Astral Shift. He wraps around the corner. Ascendance is available. Minpoike needs to choose at what time to pop it. I think that he almost needs to do it right now. His entire team is just getting decimated.
Yeah, they're in a lot of trouble. Aztech completely on the ropes at this point in the game. Cubsy caught into a mind bomb as Aztech still just trying to find some pressure. Wealthy Man getting a little bit low. Could they force out the first ice block? It would be big. Chanimal, though, throwing in a Chaos Bolt. You cannot leave a Destruction Warlock alone for this long. Shadow Fury into full fear on him and Minpoike. Now Acro caught into the open. If he gets caught into a stun, it could be the end of the game. He needs to be very careful. Feint trades out. Minpoike still into a Polymorph. And finally, the evasion and the Cloak of Shadows trade for Acro. Barely holding on, but at this point in the game, Cloud9 complete domination.
Yeah, Acro is cowering around the corner. Valet as well. Minpoike got feared into the open in midfield. Cubsy's running all over them. Disrespecting here. They're swapping onto him. Aztech are desperate. I don't think they're going to get much deeper into dampening. They likely need to push for a kill now, but they're just slowly and surely withering away to the pressure of Chanimal. Even Ascendance from Minpoike is not allowing him to recover. He's bashed on it. Chaos Bolts are flying in. This could be it for Minpoike. Big hit. Cloud9 moved to match point.
And look at how they did it as well. All of a sudden, they catch fire and they just never let up. 9 gonna close it out here to play against the Gosu crew.
Yeah, let's see what adaptations Aztech has in store. It's not going to be the starting room strategy. They have positioned on the upper level of the map. How are they going to position? Cubsy immediately pushing in, getting the rakes done, now caught into a kidney shot, but the bear form denies this initial setup from Aztech. But Cubsy, once again, he's just going to be pushing in. He's looking to get the damage rolling. If he can find a stun onto Minpoike, and it looks like Valet will be able to back him up, but this is just how aggressive Cubsy is. You have to kind of question if he is the MVP of this roster.
As Jelly pointed out, despite Cubsy's mistake in game 1, he's not looking shaky. He's still playing with the confidence that we expect from Cloud9 Cubsy, and that is the X factor to their Mage Warlock Druid that got them the Spring Finals Championship. It got them the Summer Finals Championship. The only team to run this composition with such levels of success. And it is off the back of all 3 members. Can they keep it up here? Minpoike struggling to heal through the initial pressure. The problem with playing on the upper balcony is when you run around the corner, you run out in the open here on the downside. And when you're out in the open, it's a good opportunity for Cloud9 to cast some Chaos Bolts.
Aztech, who are they going after in this matchup? I mean, there really is just no openings. Finally, a little bit of damage rolling onto Wealthy Man. I don't mind this decision. I almost wish Valet wasn't playing the Mind Bomb and he had the Fear available for when Cubsy pushed in. It would be a lot of instant crowd control that could set up his team, but it is going to be the full blind onto Cubsy. He's just sitting it, not trading out the Gladiator's Medallion just yet. The follow-up silence onto Cubsy allows his team to get a little bit of pressure rolling into a Mind Bomb. Despite all of this crowd control, Wealthy Man still manages to hold on. He didn't have to trade out the Ice Block, and that's a big success for Cloud9.
Chanimal up in enemy territory here, standing on top of Minpoike, landing a full fear. Acro in trouble, down at half, trying to get to safety, but Chanimal's still right on top of him. Cloud9 with confidence here on match point, looking to close out the series. Triple Shadow Fury, triple Frozen Orb. Minpoike going to respond with Earth and Wall Totem and soak some of the hits on this push from Cloud9, but Cloud9 just keep pushing.
Yep, keep pushing, and later on in dampening, I mean, the Frozen Orb, the Blizzard, that damage starts really adding up, and that's when Minpoike is struggling, and that's when Cubsy really tests Minpoike by being all over him in cat form, putting out that additional damage. Kidney shot over on a Wealthy Man, and it seems like Aztech, they are going to be trying to go after the Mage, go after Wealthy Man, really test him in this matchup and see if they can start slowly getting through the ice blocks and put themselves in a more favorable position as the game moves forward.
All right, let's see if they can get it done. Minpoike out in midfield, looked like he wanted to reposition, but now he is getting caught. Big Chaos Bolts off the side by Chanimal, out the end of that bash. Still in a bit of trouble as Minpoike tries to escape back up to the upper level. Chanimal is making it a nightmare for him to do so. Wealthy Man could snipe the game out. Cubsy moves in for the stun. Spirit Link Totem available. Is Minpoike going to choke here in the final moments? Looks like he's able to make it through with some solid heals and repositioning. Maybe not, though. Huge damage from Cloud9. The entire team being shredded once again. This is easily the most difficult series of 2019 for Minpoike. Can he keep going?
Yeah, right now, Aztech, they're in a lot of trouble. This is match point, tournament life on the line. Cloud9 domination in the last 2 games. This match is looking no different. Acro caught into a fear, kidney shot over onto Cubsy. He easily denies and deflects with the bark skin. And now once again, Cloud9 in a position where they can keep getting aggressive. Every time that kidney shot is off cooldown, that's when Cloud9 can push in, make sure they're punishing Minpoike and just slowly but surely whittling down the team of Aztech.
Minpoike just being hammered down at the moment by Cloud9. Cubsy crowd controlled though by Acro. Acro trying to create an opportunity for his team Aztech, but Wealthy Man's shutting it down with Polymorphs time and time again, and Minpoike is not having a good time here on Mugambala. This pillar jumping down out in the open on the bottom is definitely being punished heavily. Cubsy stunned up. Acro still trying to carry the team. Cubsy in a bit of trouble here. Can they close it out? Gliders Maledict absorbing some heals. Cubsy dispels it, but tanks have Imperic Touch dispel. Trying to escape. Out of line of sight. Chanimal backs him up with fear. Acro now isolated. Cubsy looks to recover downstairs. Acro mortal coiled at low health, dispelled by Minpoike. Good reaction there. Cubsy survives another swap. No significant threat right now for Cloud9. No Infernals for 47. No Icy Veins for 3 minutes. Aztech have a moment to make a play, and they need to do something with this time.
They definitely do. Wealthy Man taking a little bit of damage, but Cubsy's been able to deal with it so far. Shadow Fury on him in Poike. Can Chanimal get any follow-up setup? Doesn't look like he's able to find the Fear just yet. Does manage to Fear up Valet. Acro taking a huge hit, but that Earthen Wall totem should be enough for him to survive. Minpoike finally landing a big heal onto Acro right before he goes into the Polymorph. It was actually a Mass Dispel by Valet, freeing up Minpoike in that situation. Well done by Aztech. They're playing it calm in this situation, but they just need to try to find a moment where they can get aggressive in the match. There's a silence on Cubsy into a Mind Bomb. Chanimal finally taking a little bit of damage, and Aztech are maybe starting to find their footing in this match.
The other downside of the Mind Bomb is that it removes damage over time effects, so the Assassination Rogue effectively has to reset if Mind Bomb also hits his target. I'm not a big fan of the Mind Bomb in this matchup overall so far, the way that I've seen it play out. The Psychic Scream or the Psychic Horror definitely going to be a lot better, I think, but maybe too little too late. Infernals have landed. Chanimal is going to be ramping his damage up to maximum levels, and Minpoike will have to respond, but he's feared and unable to. His entire team is simply dying at this point in time. Chanimal lining up a big Chaos Bolt, gets blinded on it. They are desperate to stay alive. Acro using crowd control, his most important one that typically is used on Cubsy, to just deny the kill and buy his team time, but it was necessary.
Yeah, absolutely, but Minpoike is still not out of it yet. He's caught into a fear. And Chanimal and Wealthy Man and Cubsy, they are pushing forward. Cubsy looking for a re-stealth here. If he can get that, he can land that rake stun and set up his team. But Aztech just looking like they're running, they're hiding. They need to try to find some damage. Chanimal slowly whittling down. There is a silence over on the Cubsy. Maybe a moment here for Aztech to try to reverse the pressure, but Wealthy Man and Chanimal, they're just pushing forward. Acro's still so vulnerable. He's got the Cloak of Shadows and the Vanish. He should be okay, but just a ton of damage from Cloud9.
All right, Minpoike has cooldowns to trade. His team still has a lot to stay stable and make it even a dampening, but the main win condition has been Minpoike spamming Purge. I'm not sure his mana is high enough to do so. Acro getting caught in center field. Chanimal, Wealthy Man teeing off. Cubsy supporting, stun locking him further. Minpoike struggling to heal. He doesn't want to get interrupted, but right now he may just lose the game. Acro cloaks on 10%. Barely staying alive. Minpoike recovers, but now he's mortal coiled out into the open. He's feared further into the open. Minpoike going to get stunned up. This could be it. Can Valet save the day here? Potentially. Minpoike making it out of the frozen orb. Ursul's Vortex pulled back into it by Cubsy. The synergy, the coordination of Cloud9 is unbelievable. It's so surprising Minpoike is even still alive at this point. These teams playing out of their minds as Aztech face elimination.
Yeah, Minpoike caught into another stun. They're going all in onto Cubsy. Do they have the damage? One Chaos Bolt lands. Chanimal, Wealthy Man, all three members of Aztech just getting so low. And Acro has no defensive cooldowns left. The Spirit Link Totem, the last line of defense for Aztech. Line of sight is going to help Acro and Minpoike stabilize. Cloud9 once again, they're just pushing forward. They're looking like a Terminator in this game.
You see Minpoike holding on to Ascendance until the last possible second to recover from this type of damage. It is easily his best cooldown, but if he's crowd controlled on it, he won't be able to utilize it whatsoever. So if Cloud9 can capitalize on that, they could just close the game out. Minpoike feared away, Acro on the run, trying to duck for cover, but that's an Infernal that has landed. Chanimal once again going to be ramping up huge damage. Minpoike, target fire onto Minpoike, 2 Chaos Bolts, jumping off the side. Acro abandoning ship as well. Valet looking to follow suit as soon as he can, but he's snared up, having a difficult time, and he's going to be out in the midfield for some time, ducking down below. Minpoike stunned again. Acro forcing Cubsy away, and Minpoike is absolutely playing insane on this Restoration Shaman, but gets spell locked. Chanimal denies the heal. This could be it for Aztech. Tournament lines on the line. Minpoike forced finally to pull out that Ascendance and make a quick recovery, but even with the Ascendance popped, is struggling.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by Wealthy Man. Minpoike manages to stabilize his team, but he's caught into a bash. Big damage here from Cloud9. The Mortal Coil might set him up. Are they going to be able to find the Chaos Ball? Big flurry combo on him. Minpoike, if this is the Spirit Link Totem, this is an absolute disaster for Aztech, but they're trying to turn on the
Chanimal.
pressure. Chanimal
Chanimal.
could go down. A full Mind Bomb onto Cubsy. Are they going to be able to take Chanimal down and tie up this series? Chanimal holding on by a thread with the unending resolve. Does manage to stay alive. A big heal by Cubsy keeps his team in it.
Aztech dent the gods of Cloud9 here, and now Cloud9 need to make a decision on when to push. Chanimal will be susceptible and likely an easy kill target if he overextends, but if they don't overextend, maybe they can't close the game in time, and then dampening will overwhelm them with the purges from Aztech. Cloud9 have a difficult decision to make. The one thing, though, they've got going for them is that even if they lose, they don't face elimination, whereas Aztech, they don't have that luxury, so the stress is going to be at its highest. When Poike sits down for a drink, if he gets mana, it could be critical. The Fell Hunter of Chanimal, though, denies it. Beautiful pet micromanagement. Chanimal denying that recovery. Valet getting caught. He's the most forward member, and that's because he has the most defense. So Valet is going to throw himself as a sacrifice to Cloud9, try and make a trade on Dispersion, and then go for a push. Are Cloud9 going to go for the Valet bait, or are they going to just ignore him? And they're ignoring him, going after Acro, stun locking him. Beautiful triple crowd control. This is the Cloud9 we like to see. Cloak of Shadows on 10%, and it may not even be enough. And Poike, what are you going to trade here? You're 28% dampening, barely any mana remaining, and you face down the barrel of Cloud9.
Yeah, Acro trading out everything he has in order to survive. Silence now onto Cubsy. Once again, Aztech, they're looking for
They're going for it.
Chanimal preemptively runs away. The Mind Bomb on the
Oh, no!
Do they have the damage? Acro gets caught into a stun. Spiraling Totem comes in the nick of time in order to keep Aztech alive. Nicely done by Poike. Can they continue this push? Can Aztech keep pushing down and trying to take down Chanimal? There is a full kidney shot, but a Wealthy Man's going to be looking to set up his team.
Okay, these Chaos Bolts are going to be insanely big from Chanimal if he even needs them. Wealthy Man is just owning right now. This is it! Cloud9 stay alive in the lower bracket.
Aztech wins.
But the Gosu crew have reverted back. It's Smexin on the Death Knight. It's Chun-Li on that patented, fantastic Windwalker Monk, and Gorecki on the Druid.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this matchup here. Seeing the Gosu crew lead with one of their main compositions they have played the entire year. Really excited to try to see Smexin play on the main stage here, and hopefully has a good performance starting off here.
Yeah,
Looks
this is a good start. Double stun instantly off the bat from Chun-Li. Exactly what you want to see. The Storm, Earth, and Fire coming in, but he doesn't actually commit the Touch of Death here. Maybe going for a little bit of a slower play.
Yeah, it seems like this game is going to be a bit of a longer paced one. You don't really want to try to all in too much, because if you do waste all of your cooldowns, your defensive cooldowns using it offensively, it could end up costing you with that big Destro Lock damage and that constant pressure that Wealthy Man is putting out here. So if we pay attention here, Chanimal is always going to stand in the middle of the map. This makes it so that there is no way that either Chun-Li or Smexin can line of sight the damage from Wealthy Man or the potential polymorphs or the cast from Chanimal.
Yeah, so you'll notice, obviously, Grand Arena is always our starting map. It's considered most even by most of the competitors. It's symmetrical. You've got this big open space in the middle, as you say. Chanimal going to want to set up there, but unlike Aztech that we saw in the last series, the Gosu crew do have really good uptime. They're really committing to the play. They're not letting themselves get kind of cleaved down behind the pillar. They're playing proactively. They know that in the early stages of the game, they can trust Gorecki to heal them, or at least they're hoping so. Chun-Li dropping a little bit low, uses the Fortified Brew, but crucially holds on to that Touch of Karma.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid Touch of Death go onto Chanimal there, forcing lots of damage there. Got the Iron Bark and the Trinket Force from Cubsy. Right now, the mana is looking pretty even right now. We're going to mainly try to see Wealthy and Chanimal attacking Chun-Li for now, but I think his dampening is going to start to ramp up. We're going to see him switch to Smexin again, because like I said earlier, the Unholy Death Knight really begins to struggle in that deep dampening with the self-healing. And right now, the main target for Ghost Crew will always be Chanimal, because it's much more effective trying to stop these big Chaos Bolt goes, as opposed to maybe some Frost Bolts from Wealthy Man. So right now, we see Gorecki pushing and Cubsy potentially trying to get a bash. Cubsy in stealth, instantly pouncing Smexin, extremely obnoxious when that happens to you, and that's why he's doing it.
Yep, I love doing it from the other side. It does feel fantastic as the Restoration Druid when you just shut down those DPS players trying to kill your own. So excellent stuff from Gorecki. He's one of the people that's just been kind of doing this since the very start of the expansion. The Feral Affinity was a really cool addition to the Restoration Druid class, and Gorecki and Cubsy have been two of the best at utilizing it. That's why they have been at the very top of Restoration Druid gameplay this year. Both of these guys, absolutely legends inside the North American region. Though honestly, the Gosu crew, they've had the better, I would say the better half so far. 2 minutes into the game, they've had good pressure. Cubsy hasn't really been able to get aggressive. One of the big telling factors for me is going to be how good Gorecki denies drinks from Cubsy later on, because if they can keep this pressure up, they could win in dampening.
Absolutely. I think the mana game is very important here. And another huge thing we need to look out for from Cloud9 is Cubsy. There he is, instantly pushing in for the bash on Gorecki. Chun-Li so low right now. Has the Touch of Karma has been used onto Chanimal here. Big bolts coming in. Nice kick by Chun-Li, denying that right there. Full sheeps onto Smexin, trying to stop some of this pressure. Wealthy Man doing a great job, always in control of the game. Cubsy in a full bash right now, potential hibernate. Gorecki going for the Cyclone off that. Maybe it's actually a bash to a full fear. Can they get anything done with this?
Yeah, nice stolen fear there by Smexin, able to land that. Of course, they don't have Polymorph on their team, far less crowd control on the side of the Gosu crew. I do want to throw a little bit of criticism because they did actually overlap their defense pretty badly, I would say. The Trinket Ironbark and the Karma were overlapped on the side of the Gosu crew, and you can see Infernals are up. There's the Icy Veins as well for Cloud9. There's certainly an opening that the #1 squad could exploit here.
Yeah, this could get really scary. We really want to pay attention for Cubsy. Cubsy is going to be the main person to set up the kills for Channel and Wealthy Man. He's going to, oh, actually a stolen sheep there, forces the trigger from Cubsy, using that Ironbark innervate there. Lots of damage. Channel trying to revert the pressure, using that Inferno right now. Gorecki doing a great job topping off the team before this. Cubsy actually gripped in, caught into that asphyxiate stun. Channel trying to peel with that Mortal Coil away, but Cubsy does manage to walk away.
Yeah, Cubsy, you had to use his trinket there, as you said. Stolen Polymorph once again. Smexin with these Dark Simulacrums are really starting to put Cloud9 a little bit behind, but they still have this offensive opportunity. If Cubsy can recover Chanimal's health right now, he's certainly struggling because of the split pressure he's had to heal through, but once he does manage to do that, you can see Soul of the Forest, huge regrowth there. Now he needs to be the person getting aggressive. We have Touch of Karma coming up very soon for Chun-Li, so they probably weathered the storm here, but Gorecki's starting to feel the pressure just a little bit on his mana bar. He's down to about 50%, and they're already starting to deny the drinks.
Yeah, as we see right now, Wealthy Man is trying to attack Gorecki, trying to make sure that he can't just do whatever he wants in the game. And Channel actually landing a Chaos Bolt mid-map right now. Gorecki kind of in trouble here, caught into a full bash with no trinket. Barks and Use overlap with the coil. Unfortunately, can they have more out of this?
Yeah, if they'd had the coil, they would have suddenly had the kill without it. A rare mistake from Cloud9. Both these teams, you know, they're respecting each other perhaps a little bit too much. If that coil had come off of the double stuns, Gorecki probably would have fallen down there, but as it is, he's able to get out. He has his trinket rotating back up. The Gosu crew have survived, and in terms of mana, they're not doing terribly badly, though you can see Cubsy was able to get yet another reset. He's been doing such a good job. Honestly, I feel like, you know, you talk about Chanimal, you talked about the Chanimal effect, Wealthy Man on the mage, but Cubsy really, for me, has been the reason that these guys have been such a good mage, warlock, druid. He's constantly looking for those resets, and Cloud9 is so hard to find openings to actually kill these guys.
Absolutely. If it wasn't for Cubsy's ability to find all these re-stealths to get these pounce stuns into the bashes, there's not a chance Cloud9 would be landing nearly as many kills, because without that stun, the target is free to run wherever they want to. So great job by him. That's what he's always looking out for constantly. He's always trying to get the resets, because later in the game it becomes much more important, because it's very difficult to get casts off versus a monk and a death knight. So one of them stunned and one of them sheep, you're guaranteed to get damage out.
Yeah, you can see the Santa hat there on Chanimal. He's got a couple of gifts for the Gosu crew if they aren't too careful about the kind of gifts you really want to be getting. Not even Christmas time just yet. Chun-Li has to use the Fortifying Brew to respect that. Now Touch of Death. This is the big offense from the Gosu crew. Can they find damage? Cubsy's going to trinket. He respects it. He uses the Ironbark, uses the trinket. Big cooldowns forced out once again here as Chanimal does drop low, but crucially he's still holding on to that shield wall, the damage reduction on the Warlock, the big cooldown. You can see the red icon. As long as he can keep holding on to that, he will be safe. Now they're going aggressive. Mortal Coil. This is a huge chunk of damage onto Gorecki. He's very careful. He uses the bark skin, kites out of line of sight, and it looks like they should survive.
Good job, Gorecki, opting to hold that Ironbark cooldown there in case a better situation comes, which he might throw out right now. And there it is, onto Chun-Li. Great job by him on the Infernals. Chun-Li getting stunned up, taking all sorts of pressure right now. They need to get some sort of damage out right now to stop this pressure going on right now. Wealthy Man trying to spam those sheeps out. Good job by Smexin, realizing he cannot let his teammate get CC'd, trying to keep the pressure rolling. And right now the mana is just looking really rough for the Gosu crew right now. We really need to see Gorecki try to sit down and get a drink, but Chun-Li is just so low. The anti-magic zone has been forced right now. Chun-Li's in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, the fact that they're having to trade out these cooldowns, I would say essentially with no benefit, it's just the worst case scenario, right? Like Gorecki, he's still got a pet on him. The Fell Hunter from Chanimal is just constantly chasing him around. It's so difficult for him to get a drink. He's definitely got the hardest job, I would say, in this game right now. He's behind. If he can find a drink, they'll win the game. If he finds that mana bar, he can win his team the game, but Cubsy's all over him. The pet's all over him. It's an impossible task, seemingly. Cloud9 are starting to walk away with this one. Dampening, sure, they can't get the kill before it, but they are so close to the kill now, forcing out that Touch of Karma. And the Gosu crew, you can see they're getting squeezed out of this game.
Man, Cubsy single-handedly forcing Gorecki's trinket there with the bash clone there, and instantly Chun-Li force use that Touch of Karma. Lots of cooldowns used quickly, trying to turn it around with a triple elixir by Chun-Li. Nice job, Cubsy gets Vortex back in. Does he get away here? It looks like he will walk away. As we noticed too, Cloud9 is really trying their best to hit Gorecki at all times, not only denying the drinks, but also he's taking so much damage.
Oh my! Wealthy Man solos Garaki and Cloud9 takes game 1.
Cloud9 gonna...
And the gates have finally opened for Hook Point here. I like the map choice from the Gosu crew. We're talking about getting these smaller maps, and it's really great for melee speeds because it makes it so that the target they're trying to attack has less places they can run away, less places on its sight, and it also makes it easier to notoriously kill healers on these kinds of maps. We really want to watch for that big Cubsy swap, maybe a potential 100-0 in a leg sweep if it's crazy. And right now, Cubsy already getting fully sheep. Nice steal by Specs in there, trying to get some pressure out onto Chanimal with it right now.
Yeah, he's looking for a really early push here for the Gosu crew. They need to get early momentum. They're actually going after Chanimal once again. It seems like he's the only real kill target for them, not opting to go after Wealthy Man. They can't afford to let the Chanimal effect take full effect. They force the trinket here. Now he's kicked. He's in a little bit of trouble, though. Honestly, did a really good job of kind of avoiding the damage, I would say. And now they're getting counter pressure. They force the trinket from Garaki. They're able to vortex him back in line of sight. He's dropping dangerously low as the Infernals are pushed. He needs to be careful he's not soloed again.
Oh my goodness, Garaki having to use that Ironbark and Bark Skin there. Lots of pressure being traded both ways. Chanimal under fire, but I do believe Cloud9 did get they did come out the victors of that trade there, forcing Garaki's trinket out there. So the next bash setup could be huge. Potential crowd control train. Chun-Li solo having to use that touch karma right now on a Chanimal, still under so much pressure, stuck in the middle of the map right now.
This is absolutely unbelievable damage from Cloud9. Like, we have seen games going, 10 minutes long, and they have pressure from the very start. And this is the thing with Cloud9. The first 5 minutes actually are super impactful for them because the more of this pressure they get, Jellybeans talked about it a little bit between the games, it forces Garaki to spend that mana bar so fast. Like a big swap can be 20% of that bar instantly with one overgrowth, a couple of other heals. So the Gosu crew needs to be careful. So far, considering the pressure Cloud9 have had, Garaki has done an excellent job managing that resource. But 2 minutes in, Cloud9 certainly have been the team in the lead.
Yeah, those situations really quickly in the game can get very scary if you really overreact to it. But Garaki obviously been there before, doesn't panic, understands how much damage he can take, and gets out of there safely. Actually, a full fear onto Cubsy into a bash there. Chanimal under a lot of pressure right now, does choose to use that Hellstone there. Shield wall still available right now. Is there going to be any follow-up CC on Cubsy? It looks like there will not be. Cubsy will pop him up, and the damage is going to be reset once again here.
Yeah, another good try there by Garaki, setting up that bash play, really wanting to help his team be aggressive, but now, of course, that he doesn't have that. It means Cubsy is going to be the player looking for the offense. He gets the bash into the Mighty Bash into the Cyclone there. Chun-Li taking a little bit of damage, doesn't have access to that Touch of Karma for a short while, though he does have other defensives to keep him in the fight. Honestly, the damage from the Gosu crew is looking pretty good. They started to swap over to Wealthy Man a little bit, and you can see that's also taxing Cubsy, and on this smaller map, he also will struggle to drink.
Absolutely. I think a huge deal in this matchup on what determines how much damage Cloud9 is actually going to do is how many kicks they're landing. Maybe in the opener of this game, Chun-Li and Smexon were both crowd controlled, or maybe they missed their kicks, and you see what happens when you miss kicks. Your entire team starts dying and evaporating instantly here. Chanimal instantly getting that double shadow fear, trying to get more damage on the Chun-Li right now. This is a very scary situation. Usually you're always floating around 60 to 70% HP, and that's just how it is because there's always just this constant stream of pressure, so you really got to find your windows and capitalize when you have the chance to.
Yeah, we can see Cubsy going away for a drink right now. I really want to see the Gosu crew denying those drinks as best as possible. I think it's super important. That was actually one of the things that Wildcard Gaming did an excellent job of in their series against Method Black. So if the Gosu crew, specifically Garaki, can do a good job of that, then I think they can take this game, certainly on the smaller maps. We can see Cubsy sitting down once again. They're all over him though. Chun-Li, Transcendence directly on top of him. Really nice plays there. Now they have the Mighty Bash to follow. They're looking for good damage here. The Gosu crew are doing a pretty good job in this game though. Cubsy, I believe he's about 30-40% mana, and that's really good. He did actually manage to sit down for a couple of ticks though, so he's starting to stabilize.
Yeah, this is looking pretty wild right now. Chanimal dropping that Infernal, trying to get as much damage as he can out. The second Garaki seems to pop his head out from the pillar, their Wealthy Man is instantly targeting him, landing those Evan Bolts, landing those Frost Bolts, and Chanimal is all over him, and Cubsy is looking for any opportunity he can to stun him right now. But unfortunately, Cubsy getting grifted, double stun there, lots of damage on the Chanimal, forcing that trinket out from Cubsy there. DR asphyxiate there, Chanimal still under so much pressure, no Iron Bark available right now. Will they force out the wall? It looks like Cubsy is doing a great job stabilizing. Smexon actually decides to trade out the anti-magic zone there, stacking that with the fortifying brew. It should be okay though, nothing too bad. And it's still keeping the pressure rolling on a Chanimal right now.
Yeah, I think the anti-magic zone there was a little bit preemptive. I would have liked them to have maybe saved that for either an aggressive push or maybe a drink play on Garaki. It wasn't really needed, but at the end, I guess it's like a trade for the Infernal, so you can't argue about it too much. Chun-Li, though, doesn't have any defensives left now, only that diffuse magic to work with. He transcends this away, has to use the diffuse magic on the Maledict push so that he can get healed by Garaki. Garaki was able to sit down for a drink, got a little bit of his blue bar left, so the teams are stable, but now Chun-Li is without defense for a little while here. Let's see if Cloud9 can set something up.
That was good trading out by the Gosu crew there. Garaki knowing he wanted to get that drink. Chun-Li trading out the diffuse magic to help his healer out. But now it's kind of scary, so Gorecki really has to try to make good use of this mana because the way it looks like, Chun-Li has absolutely no cooldowns left, so he cannot drink right now. So they've got to try to get the pressure onto Channel right now. Cubsy is always just constantly behind the pillars trying to drink. I think he's getting a huge drink right now. I can't actually tell. It looks like he got a few ticks of mana, which is always good. And Gorecki, it's so much harder for Gorecki to drink in this matchup because the Fell Hunter is just sitting on him the entire time. It is so hard to get away from that thing to get out of combat to actually drink.
Yeah, we can see Cubsy pushing in right now. He wants to press the issue a little bit, uses his dash to make sure he gets the advantage on the bash there. It's always nice to see these little plays. And actually, Cloud9, they haven't been attacking Gorecki too much, but of course they did kill him in game 1. And I think attacking him is going to force mana, it's going to force pressure. It's really nice to do it when they can. Gorecki's had a really good game so far. I want to say this guy has impressed me tournament long. Gosu crew, they didn't have a good summer finals, but they're already top 4 here at BlizzCon, which is nothing to be ashamed of. As Chun-Li takes a huge spike of damage, has to trade out his touch of karma. The Gosu crew, they still need to find openings because despite everything we say, Pika, Cloud9's health bars, look at them.
Yeah, Cubsy's mana is just looking so good. Here we go, grip onto Cubsy, getting him involved in the situation. Nice leg sweep there, trying to get some damage out onto him. They realize they need to hit Cubsy. Hitting channel is not working. Triple DR stun, they really are committing to this. And Cubsy walking away in that bear form. Full fear stolen by Smexen once again. But Cubsy, perfect positioning, back behind the pillars, safe from anything. Instantly swapping on a channel, keeping that pressure rolling right now. And Gorecki's mana bar, they really went hard for that offensive push, but it seems like they didn't really get nearly as much as they should have.
I still like it though. I think they were really struggling in this game. They almost got the kill, and they do have good pressure. They forced the safeguard. That's a 3-minute cooldown there for Chanimal, so certainly a good push for the Gosu crew. Now, this is a really nice anti-magic zone. They have pressure in the game. They want to make sure they can stay aggressive here. Chanimal definitely taking a little bit of damage, does still have access to his unending resolve, though, that big defensive cooldown. But Cubsy's mana is falling behind. The map is working for the Gosu crew. I still think the Gosu crew have a fighting chance in this series.
Oh, absolutely. They are not anywhere out of this game whatsoever right now. And Chanimal still taking lots of pressure in the middle of the map. And Cubsy just used that Innervate cooldown while Gorecki's is coming up soon. So we want to see a huge push from the Gosu crew with this Innervate from Gorecki. Hopefully he can keep his team top and actually land some CC onto Cubsy. Or maybe they'll get lucky. Smexen can get a grip on Cubsy, get a triple leg sweep, and just start crushing it. But right now, everyone's just kind of waiting for their DRs and their stuns to come up. And basically, this is really good. So there's a lot of fears going out onto Smexen and Chun-Li, which means that the peels will not be there if they actually can get the setup onto Cubsy.
Yeah, there's so many mind games going on between the two Druids right now. Gorecki actually pushes in, denies the drink, then preemptively Iron Barks there. He actually also uses his trinket, so quite a lot of cooldowns being exchanged by Gorecki there just to try and deny the drink, keep his team aggressive, because they know the longer this game goes, the harder it will be for Cloud9. Now the Gosu crew are the ones pushing the issue. They need to get this kill over onto Chanimal. Iron Barks traded on both sides. Cubsy is once again sneaking away for a drink, and Gorecki, he'd love to be drinking himself, but he knows that the chances are it will get denied. He just needs to prioritize stopping the enemy healer, give his team the best offensive chance they can. Smexen taking a little bit of damage now. Dampening has started to ramp up, so he might become the primary target here for Cloud9, but so far he's done a good job, uses the AMS. Now they need to get aggressive onto Chanimal.
Yes, yes, lots of damage is coming out here. Touch Death has been used. Earth, Wind, and Fire is popped right now. Chanimal doing everything he can to fear the DPS off him. Instant peels from Wealthy Man right there with the polymorphs. Wealthy Man actually blinking and spell stealing the Innervate instantly from Gorecki, getting absolutely no value out of that. That was so huge right there. Now, Cloud9 is looking to go in. They're going to go hard. They're going to press the Infernals. They're going to press the Dark Soul and start killing people. Yep,
this is perfect play from Wealthy Man. We've talked about him not too much in this series because ultimately he's been mostly just landing the odd sheep and pressing Frostbolts. So he hasn't had the toughest time. Chanimal has been the one that's really been tested here, tunneled down by these melees. But Wealthy Man is always on point on this mage. Whenever he's tested, he succeeds. Cubsy now full stun into a stolen sheep. Really nice from Smexen. They're looking for huge pressure here on Chanimal. Cubsy has to trade out his trinket. There's the Iron Bark as well, but Chanimal is not stabilizing the Gosu crew once again. Smexen, great offense, great steals, is keeping his team, and he stole another fair.
Oh my goodness, wow, great drink by Gorecki as well. As 40% plus mana to work with now. They really want to put the gas on him right now. They need to keep the pressure rolling. Cubsy is out of mana with no Iron Bark and no Innervate. They need to get the wall force from Chanimal here to eventually make him scared, make him afraid, make it so he cannot sit here and spam cast damage right now. It looks like Smexen is going to still be the kill target of choice here. Smexen with no anti-magic zone available, he could be in trouble. They need to make sure they land all of these kicks on these Chaos Bolts and make sure they stop the drinks right now.
Yeah, I mean, they might just land the kill. This is so low health for Chanimal. The unending resolve. Cubsy is Gorecki has done his job. Another sheep stolen by Smexen. This guy is unstoppable in this game. They're looking to tie it up. 27% dampening. The rake's done. The offense from the Gosu crew. They've been struggling all year against Cloud9, but they're looking to make it a 1-1 series. And boy, have we we got a show, Rich.
We definitely do, and this are we going to see the Gosu crew manage to turn this around and get themselves on match point?
Yep, so certainly this is one of the maps where it's going to have the most impact. If Cloud9 wins here, they're one game away from eliminating their biggest adversary in the North American region, but the Gosu crew obviously not going to make that easy for them. I think Pika really had a good point when he was saying that Greki, he will need to stop drinks at some point in the game, but that probably isn't from the start of the game. At the start, just focus on efficiency, focus on avoiding damage, but there will become a point where Cloud9, they can't be allowed to get resets anymore, and that's going to come down to the entire team effort.
Absolutely. I think a huge thing that we're starting to see, a huge shift in the general meta, is that everyone is playing a lot more aggressive in the first 5 minutes of the game because there's no dampening. And this is something we didn't really think was a good idea at first, especially playing a lot of tournaments myself. It just didn't make sense, but now it just seems like people can do whatever they want to do in the first 5 minutes, and it's after that where they really got to start paying more attention to their defensive gameplay, who they're attacking, and where they're standing. Because right now it just seems like it's really hard for the Ghost crew to get pressure on Channel right now because the map is just ginormous, and Greki is trying to heal from 50 yards away right now, so that's what's happening.
Yeah, certainly for Cloud9, that is the biggest push as well, because they're the team that's really looking to get aggressive, get that mana bar advantage. That means that if they can do a good job, let's say we go into dampening, Greki's like 30% mana or something like that, that's fantastic for them, but then it will come down to the outplays, right? Like if Smexon can land those Dark Simulacrums again, if Chun-Li can Transcends Deny a Drink, these are the sorts of plays where Gosu crew need to shine. At the start of the game, it's going to come down to Greki, so we're really watching him. So far, he's done a fantastic job, and I mean, on the bigger map, it kind of works both ways, right? Because equally, Greki has an easier time kiting away. Chun-Li's going to have really good portal positioning, so it kind of works in favor of Cloud9, but equally, the Gosu crew, I wouldn't count them out.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely goes both ways. I think it's absolutely favored for Cloud9, considering how big the map is, because Wealthy Man and Channel, you want to see where these people are standing. They're always standing where they can both benefit from who they're attacking right there. And that was a great double sweep from Chun-Li. They're trying to get some pressure. Cubsy just leaping right in the center. I'm actually getting stunned up here. It could be a hard swap on a Cubsy here, forcing out that Barks in there. Lots of damage here. Wealthy Man spamming those sheeps out. Maledics have been committed to Wealthy Man. All 3 targets running full sheep stolen from Smexon onto Cubs here, keeping that pressure on the channel right now.
Yeah, certainly not ideal positioning there from Cloud9, getting caught up in that double sweep. They won't be happy with that one, but they will play it better. Chanimal, interestingly enough, he's actually gone over to the Dark Portal here. He's not running the Mortal Coil, meaning that he has more mobility, but he's not going to have that self-healing if the game goes super deep into dampening. I actually really like this on the bigger map because you're going to have the mobility to kite Smexon when he's already struggling to get that connection, and the heal doesn't actually do that much, obviously, when you're at 30-40% dampening. So in the long gun, on the long game, Cloud9 are investing right now. It's going to, of course, mean they have less pressure, though, in the short term because those Mortal Coils are so damaging.
Absolutely. Another big deal with the Mortal Coil is it actually shares DR with Polymorph. So if he does go for that double Mortal Coil and maybe Wealthy Man could sheep something, the sheep is instantly just cut in half, and it's much better to have a full sheep than a 2-second Mortal Coil. But right now, Channel's getting locked down on every single spell possible right now. Nice double sweep from Chun. I think every single leg sweep this game has had 2+ people in it at least. Great job by him really maximizing his DPS rotation.
Yeah, I mean, Chun-Li and Smexon have been playing this composition. We've been talking about it. They've been getting better and better throughout the year. At the very start of the year, you know, you talk about the move and Method Orange as being the big teams coming in, but in terms of the meta we've seen with the Restoration Druids, the Gosu crew and Cloud9 really have had a fantastic year. Both these teams dominant on points, and now they're fighting for that 3rd place, for that top 3 here in the BlizzCon scene in 2019. Chun-Li has been an MVP for the Gosu crew. If he can keep landing those stuns into dampening, it's going to be really impactful, but overall, as we were saying, it's about the mana, and Greki is doing such a great job. He dodges the orb preemptively so he doesn't get put in combat, forcing another couple of ticks out. Insane plays like that are the difference maker.
Absolutely, that is a huge deal there. Every little extra tick of mana is a big deal. It's at least 10+ casts, and that can make the difference in any game at all. That one extra global, that one extra heal, or that one extra damage spell can spell death for somebody. But right now, Channel is still under fire right now. Greki really trying to play this, so we see him sitting very, very far back. I don't think we've seen Greki push in a single time yet. He's always trying to do is sit and stabilize his mana pool and give his team the best possible opportunity to win. But Cubsy leaping in, bashes up Greki, forces the trinket there. Greki bashing him back, still instantly trying to kite away to keep up the mana game.
Yeah, Greki actually used his trinket, I think, to play efficiently there. It was kind of a risky trinket, though, I'm going to say, because it was only Wealthy Man there. He had his bear form preemptively on the stun. He was a little bit scared of the damage incoming, I believe, but now he does expose himself. There's no Mortal Coil for the kill, but there will be an Infernal in about 15 seconds, so they need to be very careful of that. In the same time, Chun-Li used his Touch of Death, forcing Trinket from Cubsy. Both these teams trading blow for blow here. Touch of Karma is available if needed for Chun-Li. Chanimal actually gating away, trying to maybe find an opportunity to kill before it, but he's not going to be able to. Death Grip from Smexen ensures that they still have uptime here, and honestly, look how well Gorecki is doing in this game. 80% mana still as we approach dampening.
Man, that is a huge deal. They've got to be feeling good right now, knowing they have a lot of stuff in the tank to keep them alive right now. Wealthy Man did use that Icy Veins there in that entire exchange, and Gorecki swiftly used that Iron Bark there and completely negated all of the pressure. And Chanimal, as he just gated away, it was kind of an unnecessary gateway. He doesn't have that ability, so maybe if it does come in handy, they might be able to actually connect on him and actually get a lot of pressure going off. Wealthy Man instantly chasing Gorecki around the map because it's pretty much Wealthy Man's dedicated job to make sure Gorecki cannot drink. He's got the most ranged spells, it should be the easiest for him to do it, and he's also the most annoying class with the slows. But instantly, Cubsy catching Gorecki in the middle of the map here, full bash onto him into that DR, Rake Stun, anti-magic zone does connect there. Great job by Smexen, realizing the danger with the Infernal here. Actually, Dark Soul used from Chanimal as well, spamming those spears. Scary situation being Gorecki stuck in the middle of the map. Maldus come flying in, Battle Masters have been used. Will he get away here?
Yeah, I'm really scared for Gorecki here. That was a really good anti-magic zone from Smexen. I talked about some good and bad ones earlier in the series. That was the best one we've seen so far. Definitely saving Gorecki, and we talked about it, right? That earlier Trinket did leave a little bit of an exposure there. Cloud9 tried their very best to get the kill, and they almost were able to land it. Great defense from the Gosu crew, able to stabilize. Now Cubsy looking for a drink, but he's costing Chanimal a little bit here. There comes the Iron Bark, but it was a huge drink for Cubsy, so both teams able to get that reset. Now the Gosu crew, they have Trinket back available on Gorecki. I think they should be looking to deny these drinks a little bit, get aggressive. There's no Iron Bark. Touch of Death comes out. They're looking for big damage here on Chanimal.
This is a huge Touch of Death coming out here if he can connect all the abilities here, avoiding the Shadow Fury. Cubsy into another full sheep from Smexen there. Great job by him. In cap onto Wealthy Man, denying these sheeps. Do they both get double stunned? Great job by Chanimal, denying the go, negating the pressure, and actually looking like they are now in favor of what's going on. Gorecki's still so far away, getting rotted down by Wealthy Man. We look at Wealthy Man zoning Gorecki out. Chanimal and Wealthy Man are sitting 50 yards apart, and they're hitting everyone on the team. This is the best possible scenario for them.
Oh, what a nice play there by Gorecki. Pre-Vortexes the wild charge from Cubsy, and that's going to buy him another couple of ticks. It also buys him a stun. He's forced Trinket from Cubsy as well. Really nice plays. Gorecki is getting the better of the exchange right now. Cubsy will be able to push him, get that Mighty Bash of his own, though. Maybe they can get crowd control. Wealthy Man has been a pillar for Cloud9 in this series. He's been doing a good job of keeping Gorecki in check as well. But Chanimal, the deeper this goes, we've seen it time and time again, he will struggle more and more. He's taking a lot of damage right now. They might be able to force out that unending resolve. That's what they're looking for. Doesn't look like it quite, though, as some big heals connect.
Yeah, Chun-Li using that diffuse magic before the Fear lands, really taking off a lot of damage from that huge chaos bolt that Chanimal just landed. And Gorecki just really being very conservative with his mana. We're not seeing any Cyclones whatsoever because he knows every little bit matters as dampening starts to ramp up here for them. And just still lots of damage going on to Chanimal as well. Cubsy looking to get a drink right now. I'm not sure if he is getting one. He might be. It looks like a huge drink from Cubsy. This is a brutal situation. They need a lot of damage on the Chanimal right now. Yeah, both teams, well, honestly, both teams looking pretty good in terms of mana. And I don't really know who this advantage is right now because Chanimal, without that Mortal Coil, he's so much less threatening. Even though he does have the portal, of course, it just seems like Chun-Li, Smexen, and Gorecki, they're playing so much more aggressively. There hasn't really been too many scary points, and Chanimal's health has not been high for a very long time. The portal, they just haven't been able to get the mobility with it. Now they have big damage coming out to Chun-Li, though. He doesn't have anything left at this moment in time. There's no Iron Bark. Gorecki trinkets out to save his Windwalker Monk. He needs to keep him alive here. They need to win this game to swing the series in their favor. Are they going to be able to do it? Fortifying Brew comes out. The Touch of Karma is now available. I think the Gosu crew can take a sigh of relief. This is a good time to use that Touch of Death, and there it is. No Iron Bark from Cubsy. Tons of damage coming out of Chanimal here. Goes for the in-cap. Great choice. Trinkets out by Cubsy. Can they force the shield wall from Chanimal? Porting away. Great job gripping him back into the anti-magic zone, getting the most value out of that as possible. And now we're going to see Cloud9 start switching the pressure onto Smexen here. As that dampening starts to ramp up, the DK healing does go down, and Chanimal still struggling so hard to get any pressure on at all, getting locked down on every single cast.
Yeah, I mean, not only is he getting locked down, it's also burning Cubsy's mana. He doesn't have that Innovate available for a while. We see the Iron Bark traded out there. So now really the only defensive line for him is the Unending Resolve. He doesn't want to have to trade that out before the next Touch of Death, or it could easily be curtains in this game. Honestly, Tiger, I've got to say, Toberon has not had the effect I was expecting it to for Cloud9. It's not looking great for them right now. They need to find one of these kills soon. Gorecki has done a brilliant job so far in this game. Chun-Li is setting his Transcendence port on top of Chanimal every single time. He hasn't been able to get anything really going without that Mortal Coil, and if they lose this game, they're going to have to win on one of the Gosu Crew's playground maps.
Yeah, no, this seems ridiculous that this map is going this way. I think just Greki's positioning this entire game has just completely shut Wealthy Man out of the game, and I think now that he's had so much mana, as the game is at almost 30% damping right now, it's going to be very hard for Cloud9 to recover unless they get a big crowd control or land a lot of Chaos Bolts very soon here. Bash Sheep onto Greki right now. Damage coming on to anyone on the Gosu crew right now. Smexen trading out that AMS as well. Fears on the Chun-Li, another Resheep as well from Wealthy Man, always on top of that CC. It looks like now CC is going to matter a lot more, and they really need to focus down a target.
Right, so this is the test. We talked up Smexen so much after his incredible performance in Game 2. Now we need to test his defense. He doesn't have the AMS, he doesn't have the AMZ. If he's able to connect onto Channel and keep his uptime now, they will win the game. If he's not able to, if he's forced to run behind the pillar, then we're going to see a slow demise, similar to what happened to Aztech in the last series. Smexen, all eyes on you, my friend, as he will be the kill target. 33% dampening. Greki as well needs to keep him up, but this is a lot of damage coming in over onto Smexen. IBF, the last line of defense. They do have the anti-magic zone coming out, and more importantly, they have the touch of death for the counter pressure.
Another great anti-magic zone from Smexen. He's been using that. Every single one has had a great value, great time to use it. Greki still with the slight mana lead has that Iron Bark available, really just charging into the middle of the map, trying to attack Channel, trying to keep the pressure rolling right now. At this point in time, any time you go to take a drink is extremely crucial. Everyone is dying at every single second. We see Cubsy right now sitting all the way across. I'm getting a huge drink right now. Greki doing anything he can to stop him. Great job by him. Cubsy, Greki got to get the bash first, forcing out the drink from Cubsy. Still Channel under a lot of fire right now, far away from his healer.
Yeah, Smexen's AMS gets chunked through immediately, though. This is scary times, I would say, for the Gosu crew. Honestly, both teams. A stolen polymorph could end it. Just raw damage from Cloud9 could end it. Chanimal doesn't have access to Unending Resolve. He was kicked for a second there, but he will be able to stabilize. Cubsy doing an excellent job, able to dodge the leg sweep as well. Is only hitting onto one member there, so Chanimal, even though he's behind the pillar right now, I think this is not too bad for him. He is the portal, he is the gateway, he's able to get distance, and this is what we want to see. Smexen pinned at the pillar, Wealthy Man able to snare him whilst Chanimal has distance. This is exactly why Cloud9 chose this map. If they can keep this positioning, if they can keep Smexen hemmed in, they will win and go 2-1 up.
This is a brutal situation right here when you're forced to run behind the pillar and Wealthy Man is blinking right on top of you, destroying your entire team with the frozen orbs, the ice lances, the cone of colds, and Chanimal is just sitting pretty in the middle of the map with 100% health, cooldowns coming back up instantly. See, at this point in the game, it's very hard to try to get a full reset because as the damping stacks up, I think the MLD is in a very, very good position, especially when they already have pressure with the cooldowns and the mana right now. Smexen just in the middle of the map, so far away with only AMS available. Does go for the stun on Cubsy, trying to keep Chanimal afraid here. Chanimal porting way back, saving Chun-Li there instantly. Lots of damage, just could be bad.
Oh, nice. Beautiful play there from Chun-Li. Greki, he knocks him away from Cubsy. He vortexes him out of line of sight. What beautiful plays there from both those members, Chun-Li and Greki. They might still be able to land the kill here. The Unending Resolve, I cannot believe that Chanimal didn't panic use that button there. No overlap with the Iron Bark. I thought like the Gosu crew deserved to force that cooldown. Now Smexen's able to reconnect. This is the touch of death. There's no the anti-magic zone goes down aggressively. There's no Iron Bark to answer this, so they do use the Unending Resolve, the final line of defense. We're at 50% dampening, and I mean, I just don't know how these teams are still alive.
That was a huge mistake from Chanimal, really putting his team on the back foot there, porting out a line of sight from Cubsy, and it's Chun-Li instantly there to capitalize on it with Greki. Great teamwork by them, and now the team of Cloud9 has absolutely no cooldowns. Full fear stolen from Smexen. Chanimal in so much trouble, porting again away. I'm not sure if he has that gateway available. Good ring piece from Chun-Li, denying that. Nice stun from Greki. Full bash on a Chanimal, still under lots of pressure. Cubsy doing everything he can to keep him alive right now.
Yeah, really nice plays there from Greki. He identifies that he doesn't need to bash the healer anymore. It's all about stopping damage, maximizing your own damage and uptime. And Smexen, you can see, he's spamming out the necrotic strikes, the death strikes. He's doing his very best to stay in the fight, but he is so low on health. They're low on resources. Cloud9 looks like they might have done in here. Wealthy Man is trucking in the damage. Smexen pulls a Cloud9 a 1 game away from top 3. Selkin versus North American team was the BlizzCon final last year, and I think the security was telling us they needed to repan the roof after that because the crowd was electric. They've been the same here for Cloud9, and boy, does it feel good to have the backing of the crowd behind you. Cloud9, they need 3 more series to win BlizzCon. They're 1 game away from eliminating the Gosu crew.
Very big game in this series. Cloud9 could close it out here if they make all of the right plays here, but already looking good for Gosu crew with that double Lexi from Chun-Li there. Chanimal using that Trinket Inferno stun there, opting to play the Demonic Portal talent as well, having that right in the middle of the map, making sure he always has some form of ability. Cubsy instantly getting out of there using that Barkson. Great trade by him there. No serious cooldowns committed from the team of the Gosu crew, but Channel under a lot of fire.
Yeah, early, really good lively start here for the Gosu crew. It's what we expect from them on this big map. They didn't even commit the touch of death there, and actually Channel is opting for that portal once again, so he really found the value of it at the end. I guess when you got someone like Chun-Li playing as good as he does, it's nice to have a little bit more space between him and yourself. Channel, though, of course, that does mean he loses the Mortal Coil once again, so he's going to have less offense, meaning the Gosu crew do have the room to work with in terms of being aggressive themselves.
Yeah, this smaller map is going to be a little rough. We can already tell that people are stacking up on the same box as compared to last map, Tolveron, where people are just sitting 50 yards apart. So when people are right next to each other, there's much more potential for whether it's more CC chains or more potential random swaps and things like that. And it's also harder to get drinks off, so we got to pay attention for that. And Channel, as he's constantly rotating his positioning throughout the map, he decides it's best to stand here. It's very hard if you're a melee on Dalaran Sewers to ever move anywhere when you're on that bottom floor. So it's very difficult, especially where there's a Frost Mage with all those slows. Instantly grips Cubsy in a nice double leg sweep as well, trying to get any sort of damage onto Cubsy, making sure he has to do something to be afraid.
Yeah, Cubsy's mechanics are just perfect. Even little things like that, like I've seen so many people fail the wild charge from bottom to top, right? But this guy just casually does it every single time. It's all the 2s, all the 3s practice. This guy absolutely insane on the Druid. You can see they're going at it a little bit, cat v cat, little cat fight between the two sides. Now we see a Mighty Bash over onto Cubsy. He's going to maybe force a little bit of damage on Greki. If he'd actually got the Mighty Bash first there, I feel like maybe they could have gone for a kill, forced a trinket or something like that, because Wealthy Man has been scary, but Chanamo is the one taking the worst of the exchange right now. Cubsy retreats, able to get back with a few heals.
Absolutely, that could have been a very brutal for Gore. He got very lucky there, and Wealthy Man Incy was able to attack Greki. Like Cubsy and Wealthy Man are just on the same page at all times, realizing when the optimal time to attack are. Channel kiting away during that Fist of Fury, the biggest monk damage ability. Great job by him. Min-maxing that uptime, saving his healer's mana, and keeping himself offensive here. Chun-Li does get stunned sheep here, trading out that fortifying brew. Greki actually using that Iron Bark or Barkson and Trinket there. Cubsy getting gripped in and asphyxiate stun. Is he going to take any damage? It doesn't look like he might be able to walk away. Channel instantly just spamming these Chaos Bolts out right now. Lots of casts going off here. We need to see some kicks from the Gosu crew. Yeah, we can see the kind of the respect, I suppose, that Chanimal demands. Once he pops that Dark Soul and he's got all the interrupts down, immediately Greki trinkets, bark skins, runs away, and then Wealthy Man's like, okay, we've got what we wanted, we're just going to start sheeping up Chun-Li, play the game a lot more slow-paced because they've forced out those major cooldowns now, and Greki isn't going to be able to chase Cubsy as easily. If he gets caught out into a Mighty Bash, that could easily be game over, and as we know, that would be tournament over for the Gosu crew. The stakes could not be higher. Here we go. This is the Frozen Orb. This is the Bash. This is the no Mortal Coil, unfortunately. There isn't the Mortal Coil available, but Greki's still dropping so low, and this is one of the reasons why I love the Mortal Coil. That would have been a kill. Greki's still in a lot of trouble here. Ironbark is now gone. Will they get a counterspell on one of these Rigos? We will see Chun-Li now under pressure, trying to revert the idea to him right now. Channel getting Ring of Peace off the edge. Great job by him, trying to get some pressure as Cubsy needs to sacrifice positioning to heal Channel. But Channel just sitting nice and pretty at full HP. Chun-Li going for the offensive touch of Karma here. This is something I like to see. It's something a little crazy right now. Before dampening, he can afford to do this right now. Channel playing that ports out of ports back to safety right there. Wealthy Man instantly right there, supporting him with the Frost Bolts, the Sheep right now. I'd love to see if we can get some sort of CC onto Cubsy right now.
Yeah, if they can land CC onto Cubsy, they have good damage going right now. The Touch of Death has not yet been committed, maybe trying to bait out an Ironbark, but Cubsy has read the script and it doesn't say Ironbark right now. He's able to just easily heal through the damage without using that cooldown. Greki, he's just kind of stabilizing right now. He's like, okay, I'm going to give it a second, wait until his trinket comes up. It's up in 10, of course. Then he'll be able to play aggressive with his team again. But Chun-Li is taking so many Chaos Bolts to the face. He's able to survive that one. Doesn't even use the diffuse magic, but that was another close call. And as we say, the Gosu crew on their last lifeline.
This is that scary situation that Jellybeans was talking about. When you get caught on that box there, any Frozen Orb or Blizzard or Rain of Fire will all just cleave down your entire team. You really got to try to avoid those situations. But luckily, Gore, lots of mana to work with. Same with Cubsy as well. They got a drink off about a minute ago, and it seems like they've been able to maintain this mana for a while now. So we'll see how long this lasts, because things are going to start ramping up very soon here. Smexon getting bashed up, actually choosing to drop the anti-magic zone here. Maybe a little early using that trinket for it, but we'll have to see. He did avoid some Chaos Bolts from Channel, which is good. Greki potentially looking for a drink right now. It's always worth doing. It's worth sacrificing one defensive cooldown for a drink on your healer.
Yeah, and he did actually manage to get a couple of ticks, so I do like that play from Smexon. There was also the Dark Soul from Channel, and they're getting good counter pressure here. That was a really nice bash turnaround from Greki, able to force Cubsy back. But both healers honestly have been doing a good job, as we've been saying, you know, MVPs potentially on both sides of the map. Cloud9, if we do go to Game 5, they're going to take us to a bigger map. Europe. I would love to see a full 5 games between North America's #1 and North America's #2, but Cloud9, of course, looking to deny that. Gurecki has been doing a good job in the match. Chun-Li has all his defensives back again, so maybe he should just kind of go for these aggressive pushes, maybe even swap some to Cubsy, change it up a little bit. We've been seeing them doing it, and it has been working well.
Yeah, it just seems like it's really hard to actually get the kill on Cubsy. It might look like he gets pretty low, and sometimes he does, but it also could just be a bait. If he's going to actually die, it's worth doing. Otherwise, I think it might be better to just kind of play it safe until Damping ramps up to the point where they can actually rot both of them at the same time. Chun-Li does commit that touch of death, and I don't think they get any cooldowns out of that whatsoever. Using that ring of peace, splitting up channel and Wealthy Man. Deciding to swap the mage. Sheep is stolen from Smex and used onto Cubsy. Gurecki pushed in, trying to get a Great Spirit, bashing up Wealthy Man. Channel instantly there with a triple Infernal Stun. Chaos Bolts flying in right now. Leg sweep going onto Cubsy, trying to switch the pressure to the healer. Good job by Chun-Li.
Yeah, you leave this guy alone for a second. You got to be really, really careful. The Infernals are out right now, so they're going to swap straight back to Channel. It was a really good try from the Gosu crew. As I said, just kind of swapping it up from time to time. They're going to force mana, maybe get a random kill. Obviously, they all count no matter where you find them. That's a trinket and a touch of karma overlap though on the side of the Gosu crew. Certainly not ideal here. The very end of the Infernals able to force that one. Now big damage over onto Channel. No Iron Bark for 5 seconds. This could be the unending resolve. They're certainly looking for it. Do they have the damage? Doesn't quite look like it. Cubsy able to get away. And while I always say that I love the Mortal Core and the Destruction Warlock, I gotta say, on Dalaran, Channel has been doing a better job of using that Z-axis for the portal than we even saw on Tolbeer. So he really is min-maxing even these smaller maps.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Where Channel is standing, it's all very like plotted out and methodical, because where he's standing makes it so that his mage can do the most damage possible. So you'll constantly see him going from the middle of the map to the bottom of the map, because it makes it very difficult for the melee to chase him, and it also puts Gurecki in a bad position trying to heal him. So right now, nice double leg sweep from Chun-Li, trying to keep the pressure onto Channel, and Cubsy has just been doing so good on mana this entire game, trading out that innervate, spamming those wild goats, spamming nourish as well. Channel in cap onto Cubsy, or Channel under pressure, gets locked out there. Gurecki looking for a drink right now while his team is ahead.
Yeah, he's really doing the best of the situation. We actually can see a nice little knock here from Chun-Li, though. Once again, that portal is set up well. You can see Ursul's Vortex. They're trying to preempt the play from Chanimal, but I don't think he's likely to fall for it here. He's just going to wait that out. Then he can portal away if he needs to. Gurecki, once again in the backline, you can see him sneaking off for yet another drink here, but Cubsy and Hot Pursuit able to deny. They have the lead. Cloud9 are looking good in Game 4 here. They're looking good to advance for that rematch against Wildcard Gaming, barring some sort of big play. And Touch of Death is committed. This could be the big play they were looking for.
Great opportunity by Chun-Li, taking this advantage of no Iron Bar from Cubsy to go all in on Channel right now. That touch of death does huge damage. Mallers are flying in. Channel using that dwarf or Dark Iron Racial to remove it as well. Good job by him. Fear stolen by Smex and onto Cubsy once again. Anti-Magic Zone has been used, trying to stay as aggressive as possible. Watching Gurecki, trying to push in for CC on Cubsy. Does want to drink, gets feared in the middle of the map. Could be potentially scary. Good thing that they're on the pillar right now, avoiding all the damage from Welcome Man. Welcome Man instantly swapping to Gurecki. Infernal's been dropped again, still keeping the pressure rolling.
Yeah, Chanimal takes blood in the water. I think he saw Gurecki very scared for his life there. Had to trade out the Bark Skin. Now he's going to reverse that pressure onto Chun-Li, try and catch them off guard. There's no hots up on him right now, so Gurecki needs to recover that situation. Mighty Bash comes out. Maybe we'll see a Respect Trinket. Doesn't look like it just yet. Wealthy Man not going for the Polymorph, instead prioritizing damage. 24% dampening is the current stack, and because of that, Smexin is once again going to be the main target. His self-healing is doing far less now, but he does have a good defensive utility. He's got the AMS, he's got the Icebound Fortitude here, and more importantly, they've got counter pressure onto Channel. He's dropping low. Cubsy no trinket. Can they find a kill here? In cap, scary times. They knock him out of line of sight of his healer, but he's able to portal away. Chun-Li unable to get the reconnection again. Great plays from Channel to stay alive.
Man, that portal is absolutely insane, getting Ring-Pieced off the edge, infinitely away from his healer, and he just ports right back to safety. Always well aware of where he's standing, where he's at, and where his healer is, and that's very important and why he's still alive right now. Chun-Li and Smexin, offensive cooldowns are coming up in the next 30 seconds or so, and Iron Bark is available. If they can maybe try to force this Iron Bark out from Cubsy here, they could maybe get a serious offensive push here. Gurecki is ahead on mana right now with that Innervate available in every defensive possible. So as time goes on, it's just going to get scarier and scarier for Smexin right now. We just see him constantly dipping low, lower and lower, and the self-heals are just not there. The Iron Bark has been used by Gurecki, trying to counter pressure right now, instantly running a channel, making sure that Cubsy has no free time to drink whatsoever. That touch of death is now available. Bash onto Cubsy. I'd like to see the touch right now, honestly. Chanimal gaining away, good job by him. Unfortunately, the ring piece could not stop the gateway. That would have been ridiculous if it did.
Yeah, he really tried for it once again. He almost landed it just a second off. You can tell they really are playing the mind games with each other, and Chanimal maybe got the better on that exchange. Now Grecki caught up in a full fear. I'm really scared for Smix at this point, but I'm happy to see the way he's playing it. I think if he just starts line of sighting and avoiding damage, that's the beginning of the end for the Gosu crew, and they recognize that. You can see Smix, and he's got a tough task catching this little Dark Iron Dwarf, but if he's able to do it for a little bit longer, he could secure his team the match and secure us a fantastic Game 5 between the two teams. Smexon once again, even going for little death strikes off Wealthy Man on the way. Now he has the anti-magic zone. He's got defense in terms of, to keep him in terms of offense right now. Cubsy's starting to lose a little bit of mana, but he's been doing a good job in this game so far. 35% healing reduction for both sides, but every single time they connect to Chanimal, he's just out of there immediately of this portal. It looks so tough for the Gosu crew.
Chanimal is just running laps around the Gosu crew on Dalaran Sewers versus a Death Knight and Monk somehow. This is absolutely nuts, but right now they're all getting caught up into this Infernal Storm right here. Frozen Orb has been used. Lots of damage going on to both Chun-Li and Smexon. Cubsy trying to mess with Grecki, trying to CC him, instantly turning it around. Chun-Li going hard with the leg sweep there. Stun in cap onto Cubsy. Chanimal locked out again. Will they get the unending resolve? It is now officially gone. No Iron Bark available. Lots of damage on the Chanimal. Kiting away using that portal. Wealthy Man, where are the sheeps? They are coming in right now. Chaos Pulse trying to counter pressure Smexon, trying to get them off of him.
Yeah, Chanimal is definitely in trouble right now. No unending resolve. They overlapped it with the Iron Bark. No trinket on Cubsy. Any crowd control could win the game and tie the series. A full polymorph from Smexon. Chanimal falls, and we're going to Game 5.
And it is definitely a Game 5 that we wanted to see. Or is the Gosu crew going to be able to get their matchup against Wildcard Gaming? We find out right now.
We've been asking the question all year, ladies and gentlemen. Who is the best World of Warcraft player of all time? Snuts is always at the forefront of that conversation, and Chanimal is wishing upon a cloud right now by subbing himself out and Snuts in the final stand for either of these teams.
Wow, I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. They're putting Snuts in on Game 5 of the most important series of the tournament for them thus far, and I'm very excited to see what they're capable of here. This is a class match. Grecki actually getting caught into a kidney shot out of form, already forcing out that Bark in there. Frozen Orb has used. Maldics come flying in. Grecki could be in a lot of trouble here if he does not get away here. Ring of Peace used by Chun-Li. If he has Shadow Set to get back to him, this could, he's on him. There's the Vanish. Vanish, grow. Cheap shot, something. Lots of damage on the Grecki. Uses that Iron Bark right there, doing everything he can to get away. Great job, Grecki. Still in so much trouble that Ray of Frost does land. Snuts using that hook offensively. Here it comes, the Fulgur Road, looking for the cheap shot off that into the kidney on the trinket potentially if he gets it. Grecki's still under so much fire right now.
Yeah, he comes off the bench, but Snuts' hands are warm. Scary situation as the Battle Master falls. The trinket is forced. Grecki will stay alive. Beautiful offensive cyclone. The entirety of Cloud9 are playing so damn good right now on this Rogue Mage Druid. Crowd control means Chun-Li and Smexon have been out of the fight for the first half of this one. Smexon hasn't used the anti-magic zone though. That is one cooldown they have to keep Grecki alive, and Snuts is finally forced off the healer. Excellent defense from the Gosu crew to narrowly escape.
Man, I'm actually really surprised they didn't just run at him after that. He has no trinket, no skin or anything during that time, but it's okay. They're swapping instantly onto Chun-Li, going back to normal. They don't want to rush it. They don't want to risk dying. I totally understand it, but Grecki still has not gotten away. Snuts is back onto Grecki now. I kind of wish they did this 20 seconds ago, but now he's already had a chance to recover, but it seems like Grecki's still under so much pressure, only has that Bark skin available. Good bash onto Snuts. Nice Nova. Oh my god, gets Ice Nova on the leap there. Snuts, can he connect with a full kidney shot? Grecki doing everything he can to get away right now. Bash used by Cubsy. Grecki in so much trouble if he can connect. Chun-Li doing everything he can with the disarms and the Ring of Peace, and Wealthy Man with those polymorphs. Great work.
I think this is the adaptation we need to see from the Gosu crew. Chun-Li, when Snuts does this, has to channel him. He has to be the guy with the Fist of Furies, with the disarms, stopping him, and then it's Smexon's job to keep Wealthy Man away, and it looks like they've made that adaptation finally 2 minutes into the game, excellently recognized by them, because for Grecki, his heart was pounding. Now we see the smoke bomb coming in. Snuts once again looking to be that playmaker for Cloud9. He is very close, and I mean, for the Gosu crew, they just need to relax a little bit. They've got counter pressure. Wealthy Man, maybe he's gonna have to trade out the ice block. He's being very scared here with the touch of death on him, but Iron Bark comes out. They're able to stabilize, and what a start to Game 5.
Wow, Smexon actually stealing a polymorph there and using that on Cubsy, forcing that trinket out of there. Cubsy under pressure right now with no skins available right now. They want to try to get pressure back onto Chun-Li. They got to try to get something rolling, get the game back in their favor, slow it down. They don't want to try to push in right now when they don't need to, and wait until their opportune moment to actually attack here. and Snuts getting CC'd by Gorecki, doing everything he can to cut away here. Might actually get Kitty out of form there, does get that bear form off Snuts, looking for the right moment to actually land that stun. Cubsy is now caught into a full leg sweep, getting connected on by Smexen and Chun-Li. Good sheets by Welcome Man preventing this kill here. And Snuts just chasing down Gorecki. Full bash does land. I'm not sure if the kidney shot's coming. Vendetta has been committed. Barksian has been used by Gorecki, trying to kite away here. Good disarm by Chun-Li, preventing the kill right there, going for the offensive Cyclone, keeping him low, keeping him still, and actually deciding to go for a swap on a Chun-Li here with the kidney shot.
Yeah, I actually think Gorecki might have shadow melded that kidney shot when he almost got caught out of form, which is an absolutely incredible baller play. And because of that, now they are able to survive the Vendetta. So really, really nice plays from the Gosu crew. I don't think we've seen that play almost all year. It's such a brave one to go for. We saw a defensive blind there also onto Chun-Li. So Snuts, you can see, he is committed to this strategy. This will be the way Cloud9 plays out this game, at least until dampening starts. They're going to keep pressuring Gorecki, go for that Mage Druid crowd control over onto the DPS, and ensure the long game. Because if they can keep their health bars as stable as they have, we know how great Assassination Road can be into Death Knight in deep dampening. So that's what they're playing for. It's not an easy road, but it's the one that Cloud9 have been so good at all year long.
Yeah, it seems like they are really committed to this train the healer strategy. That is why Snuts keeps using that blind on a Chun-Li to try to prevent some ring of pieces, maybe a disarm, maybe the hamstring slows from the Monk. But honestly, right now, before the dampening is kicked in, it's okay for them to kind of, experiment and kind of figure out who they want to attack. But as dampening starts to ramp up, we really need to see Cloud9 focus in on who they really want to attack here, because these kidney shots will become more and more important as time goes on.
Yeah, certainly. So we see another beautiful double leg sweep there coming in from Chun-Li. Chun-Li and Smexen have been so good this entire series. Now Cubsy gripped in, takes a little bit of damage during the asphyxiate, but nothing that he won't be able to deal with. Mighty Bash, they're actually swapping up their target. Maybe instead, no, just going for damage. It looked like he was actually casting the Hibernate, maybe trying to bait him out of form. DR kidney shot out of form. Nice plays from Snuts once again, maximizing pressure. Gorecki's dropping low. This is the Maldic push. So scary. A beautiful Cyclone forces out the trinket because of the anti-magic zone. The Gosu crew, once again, they will get away, but that was every single defensive cooldown.
Wow, that was very, very scary. Gorecki actually choosing to trinket dispel the Maldic there in fear that he would actually die without using it. So now any kidney shot that could land onto Gorecki out of form could be the end of him. So he is going to do everything he can to make sure that he stays 50 yards max range healing away until he has at least Bark Skin available. Now Chun-Li caught into a full kidney shot. No trinket available. Does that touch Karma? Doesn't get it off. Oh, so low. Does land the touch of Karma. Cloned up on it. Still so much trouble on the Chun-Li. Or can he follow up with Gorecki? CC on Gorecki. Full bash onto Gorecki. Chun-Li, touch of Karma following soon. Cyclone being casted. Does get stopped. Snuts instantly swapping to Gorecki, realizing he needs to go for the double kill.
Yeah, they're flailing right now, the Gosu crew. They're struggling so much. That's a full blind over onto Gorecki. Chun-Li has to play the best 30 seconds of his life right now. He started off with excellent kiting, and what a play from Chun-Li. He gets the ring of peace, but now they're going to swap the damage back over to Gorecki. He's caught out of form. Barkskin gets traded out. Smexen is caught up in a polymorph. Chun-Li is on the other side of the map, and once again, Cloud9 with clinical rogue mage druid play set up the 3v1.
Wow, Smexen actually stealing a polymorph, which stops a Cyclone cast. That could have been very bad if he got that still. The Gosu crew in so much trouble. Gorecki has a lot of work to do right now. Chun-Li using that defensive Fist of Fury. Gorecki trying to cast, trying to live right now. Chun-Li needs to get Snuts off of Gorecki right now. Full kidney onto Chun-Li. Diffuse magic pre-used. There's the Tranquility used. Full bash from Cubsy onto Gorecki. Cyclone is being cast right now. Still so much trouble here. Cyclone actually onto Chun-Li. Instantly swapping to Gorecki. I think that's great right now. It's the hardest thing ever when you're training your Cyclones are being cast back and forth from Cubsy all over the Gosu crew right now.
I mean, the entirety of Cloud9's playing perfect. The entirety of both teams, honestly. Chun-Li at the preemptive diffuse magic, but they're just so far behind. Gorecki can't do anything. He has no cooldowns left. If Snuts is able to connect one more kidney shot, we'll do it. The shadow step, the kidney shot, and Snuts is in the top 3.
Don't you ever put Snuts on the bench again! Right now as the gates get open.
Wow, we have an exciting first game of the series here. The Rogue Mage Druid Snuts once again decides, you know what, I'm going to start this series off for the team here, and we love to see Wildcard Gaming bringing out the Warrior Mage Monk composition. This seems like one of their best compositions we've seen them play. They've seemed to be able to win unwinnable matchups on paper, and let's see what happens this game so far.
Yeah, let's see what does happen here. The entire year has been the story of Europe versus Cloud9. Cloud9's already won one of those games. Now they take on Wildcard Gaming. If they win that, it's a grand final against Method Black. Cloud9 have momentum on their side. They have the advantage, and most importantly, I'd say right now, they have Snuts.
Absolutely. It seems like the target of choice here for Cloud9 is going to be Morrow. They want to shut him down on as many polymorphs and as many fireballs as possible. Constantly looking for setups. they are playing the Frost RMD specialization, so they aren't in any direct rush to win. They always have dampening on their side with that Frost Mage, with all those extra Novas, those extra slows. But right now, looking to get aggressive here, Snuts going for the full blind onto Looney, playing that relentless specialization, so he has no trinket available. Good kill on the Warbanner. They're getting that Vanish Sap. Morrow might be forced into the ice block right now. Conrad is almost forced so low.
Yeah, that's going to force out the life cocoon. Such a narrow call there. Morrow able to stay alive barely, but he lands a full counter spell into Cubsy. Let's see what follow-up there is. Looney pushing in. There's a Stormbot. There's probably going to be an in-cap off of this. The Ironbark has already come out, but Wealthy Man is taking a lot of damage. Blizzo chunking in. Everyone has been saying that Blizzo is the best warrior in the world. He's the only warrior at this tournament, and he forces Cloud9's first ice block.
Man, Blizzo just getting so much damage out there, trying to get that, reverse the pressure there. Snuts with a full kidney on tomorrow. Drops a smoke bomb, but Looney, great ring of peace, pretty much denying all of the pressure there. Cubsy, as we see right now, is just chasing Looney, trying to get this bash cyclone, while Mario is getting locked down by Snuts and Wealthy Man. Snuts unfortunately caught up into that sheep, while Cubsy is going for the bash cyclone. Bash cyclone, full ring onto Looney, triple CC right now. Blizzo has nothing he can do to help Morrow, but Morrow just so far away from Snuts as he's caught up in these sheeps. Great job by him denying this attempt here.
Yeah, we haven't seen Morrow play just yet today on the BlizzCon stage. They've been running the Cleave compositions, but he is here to play. Life Cocoon is up in 1 second. Is it going to come up in time? The Life Cocoon does, but they shatter through it. So much damage from this Cloud9 squad. Now looking for the reversal. We see Ring of Peace, leg sweep to follow up. Wealthy Man is the one on the back foot. He does have an ice block available, but he'd really like to hold on to that. This is a back and forth game. So much aggression on the side of Wildcard Gaming, and that short cooldown Life Cocoon always seems to come up in the nick of time for Looney.
Scary situation here. Cloud9 looking to get aggressive very soon here as they have stabilized their HP bars right now. Full kidney going out onto Mario. Blizzo Stormbolting Cubsy, denying those cyclones. Another ring of peace from Looney. Every ring of peace is going to be used on kidney shot. It's the best way to stop her from doing damage, and that's what it's all about right now. Cubsy trying to set up the cyclone on Mario, trying to push in towards Looney. There comes the bash, looking for the cyclone, potentially the sheep cast as well. Full Ring of Frost off that bash. Great job by him. Mario under lots of fire, locked out right now. Wealthy Man still taking pressure as well. Is there the resheep? Unfortunately, the resheep is slightly short there. Mario trading out that temporal shield, and the Warbanner actually used by Blizzo, so the next setup could be very good for Cloud9. Yeah,
it was also unfortunate for Mario. He actually whiffed his Ring of Frost there, so there wasn't enough crowd control on Cubsy. Otherwise, maybe they could have converted that into a second ice block. Wealthy Man dropped very low. You can see he's looking for a little drink here, but of course, Mario able to deny that with the Flame Strike. Polymorphs coming out. You can see all that crowd control that Wildcard Gaming are putting out. That's going to force a trinket on Cubsy, blind on Looney, but they don't really have the counter pressure because of that great play from Wildcard Gaming. Now the Life Cocoon comes through. They trade that for the blind. They're going to be very happy with that. And I've got to say, at the start of the Grand Arena, Pico, it feels like Wildcard Gaming are forcing more cooldowns.
Yeah, it was a bit of a miscommunication on Cloud9's end there, getting the full blind on Looney with no actual follow-up, so he was able to get that cocoon between the setups, and then they also cloned Morrow when he was CC, so that was a very huge go that was lost there. So now, instantly on the back foot, Cloud9 in trouble here. Blizzo looking to be all over Wealthy Man right now. Is there any CC potentially on Cubsy? Wealthy Man just under so much fire right now. Locked on Polymorph, has no way to blink out right now. Looney potentially looking in to get that in-cap stun onto Cubsy right here if the time is right.
Yeah, they're using the Maledict push here. Cubsy's just going to have to respect that. He heals through it. He's going to have the Ironbark, uses it immediately as soon as it comes off cooldown. Good low cyclones, but Wealthy Man, he has to respect the damage, and that's 2 ice blocks down for Cloud9. 3 minutes on another one of those immunity cooldowns. Europe's #2 squad is looking for that rematch against Method Black. If they can keep this up, they're going to take game 1.
Cubsy caught into a full polymorph right now. Wealthy Man still under lots of fire right now. Really need to see a solid setup from Cloud9 and try to force some cooldowns from Wildcard Gaming to get the game back in their favor right now, because Wealthy Man with no ice blocks, this is a very scary situation. This is just one good crowd control chain, and it could be the end for Wealthy Man.
Yeah, Wealthy Man needs to play the best few minutes of his life here. He's got no defensive cooldowns for 2 minutes. If he can play insanely well, combined with Cubsy, we've seen him do it time and time again. I mean, these guys are the defending champions from spring, the defending champions from summer. They're going for the triad of LAN victories here at BlizzCon 2019. If Wealthy Man can play good, this is going to be the scariest situation. The Stormbolt comes out, he immediately uses human racial. Can they deny the follow-up on Cubsy? They can for now. It's only an in-cap. It's a short crowd control. It's not the polymorph that Wildcard Gaming were looking for, and the intimidating shout is survived. Huge plays by Cloud9.
Great job by Cloud9 surviving the setup here. They can instantly turn the pressure on. Vendetta has been committed on tomorrow here. Disarmed by Looney, realizing this is bad now. They've got no more offensive cooldowns. Cloud9 needs to get aggressive here. We need to see some offensive clones. There it is right there on tomorrow. Full clone. Blizzo caught into sheeps right now. Clone coming out of Blizzo potentially. Wealthy Man getting sheeped up here. Is there anything for Looney whatsoever? Stormbolt on the Cubsy potentially getting a pot. Ring of Frost full off the Stormbolt. Wealthy Man now in trouble. Snuts needs to go hard on Morrow right now.
Yeah, he's looking for the counter pressure. Once again, the blind, there's no follow-up. They go for the smoke bomb play. I'm not sure it's quite going to be enough damage without the crowd control, so they do get the life cocoon, temporal shield, both sides. But I think for Cloud9, they're just settling for this. They want to stay in the fight right now. Dampening is good news. You can see it at the top of your screen. 6% healing reduction. If you're a fan of North America, if you're a fan of Cloud9, you want that buff building up as quickly as possible so that Looney falls further behind, because he is the one that will struggle more the game goes.
Absolutely. I just really want to see these blind goes from Cloud9 be a little bit cleaner. They need to get that follow-up sheep or sap, and I swear they will start getting cooldowns forced. But Cubsy pushing in there, getting the bash on Looney, forcing out that human racial trinket, getting in-capped. Wealthy Man under so much pressure, eating the CS, giving Cubsy the potential to free cast right now. Snuts all over Morrow right now, trying to lock him down, trying to keep the pressure rolling. Looney starting to kind of run out of mana here. As the mana is starting to even out here, dampening starting to ramp up, things are going to start getting really interesting right now. Yeah, it's certainly going to get tough for both these healers. 10% healing reduction on both sides. And I mean, I got to say, we've had an incredibly loud arena. You could really break the tension on a knife's edge right now. This is so intense between Cloud9 and Wildcard Gaming. Both these teams playing to their maximum excellence. Wealthy Man has an ice block back. That is a huge sigh of relief. They can afford to trade that out now, but that was the trinket from Cubsy. Mana, as you said, Pika, very even on either side. Both healers struggling. Dampening's only going to get harder, though. This is very, very good for Cloud9. The fact that they have this ice block available means they can go on a very, very aggressive push here, and it does not even matter if they're dying because they do have that safety net there. But Morrow's still under so much pressure in a full kidney shot here. Cubsy gets stormbolted behind the pillar. Unfortunately, no follow-up CC for them. Good for Cloud9 right now. Really want to see these people push in right now. Get the stun on Looney, get the sheep out. Instead, Wildcard Gaming going for the push right now. Full fear onto Cubsy. Snuts his sheep. Wealthy Man all alone right now. Locked out. In cap from Looney off of that. Ring of Frost being cast by Morrow. It does land. Leg sweep on the Wealthy Man. He has nowhere to go. Ice block has been forced.
That was an incredibly clean play from Wildcard Gaming. They landed the intimidating shout. Morrow simultaneously with the polymorph on Snuts. There was no one able to help Wealthy Man, and this has been incredibly clean so far from the European squad. We see another temporal shield from Morrow whilst blind is on Looney, and again, they drop the crowd control. There was nothing to follow up. That's Vendetta going to waste, that's Blind going to waste, and now Wildcard Gaming have a huge window to push.
And Looney just drank it for 20+% mana and easily can trade out no cooldowns for all those cooldowns that they just used. Now Cloud9 extremely on the back foot. Cubsy trading out that Ironbark, full disarm on the Snuts from Looney there. There's no counter pressure whatsoever. Good bash from Cubsy, trying to get Blizzo off of Wealthy Man, doing anything he can to help his mage get back and recover and restabilize behind the pillar right now.
Yeah, Blizzo's been unrelenting in this game, but Snuts is starting to tunnel after him. This is something we've seen from Cloud9, a glimmer of hope perhaps, as Dampening stacks up. Going after that Arms Warrior, he has no self-healing, and it's going to be a tough task for Looney. More importantly, it will keep Blizzo off of Wealthy Man in the deeper stages of this game as Cubsy starts to struggle. Looney continues to struggle here. Both sides very evenly matched. Kidney shot on Blizzo means that Wealthy Man is able to kite away just a little bit here. Of course, he is actually running the Stormbolt, meaning he doesn't have the double time, the double charge, meaning he has even less mobility to reach Wealthy Man. And now that they're going for this strategy, Snuts becomes the primary target potentially, which means that Wealthy Man not having those ice blocks might still be a survival situation for Cloud9.
I kind of like what's going on here. I think the Warrior is actually a decent target choice, especially in dampening when there's still a lot of mana to work with. Oh my god, huge fear from Blizzo, leaps in, double fear, sheep on the Snuts. Wealthy Man, no ice blocks available, full Ring of Frost, trinketed by Cubsy, trades out the Armbark right now. Avatar now gone from Blizzo. It is now time for Cloud9 to try to turn it around right now while Cubsy's out of CC. Full kidney onto Blizzo, lots of pressure. Great life cocoon by Looney, preemptively before the bash, looking to get the clone from Cubsy. There it is right there. Actually line of sighted by Looney. Great job as well. And now I believe Cloud9 is actually, maybe has a window now.
Yeah, potentially, but look at that Fear. So Fear was used there. It's a shorter cooldown than the trinket on Cubsy. It's going to be a 1-minute window. When that Fear comes up, that Cloud9 will just lose the game if Wildcard Gaming can execute on that play. Meanwhile, Cubsy is having to play very aggressively right now. Snuts, honestly, has been controlled so well by Morrow. We talk about the best mages in the world. Morrow and Wealthy Man are clear contenders for that prize right now. Morrow on the fire, Wealthy Man on the frost, and the damage has just been incredible from both of them. Full kidney shot once again. Perfect cross crowd control from Cloud9 as they look to set up once again with the smoke bomb on Blizzo.
Great smoke bomb by Snuts, trying to keep the pressure rolling. Wealthy Man does land that polymorph because the smoke bomb denies the counterspell from Morrow. Great job by him. Blizzo half HP. Wealthy Man now getting pressured right now. Full counterspell. Dragon's Breath. Sheep onto Cubsy. Doesn't land. Great stop by Snuts, kicking that. Actually, the defensive blind on Blizzo there. I would really like to see it to hold that for the kill, but I guess they want to play for the dampening game, or maybe they were very afraid of dying there, which makes sense. Cubsy is trading out the Innervate right now, realizes Wealthy Man is in a lot of trouble. They are all over him right now. They need to get Blizzo off of him.
This is really scary. There's no kidney shot, there's no blind, and Blizzo has his intimidating shout. There's the counterspell. If there's an intimidating shout after this, it could be game over for Cloud9. Is Blizzo going to go for the play? Wealthy Man very low, 35% healing reduction. If Blizzo can play the game, they will win the game. Full Dragon's Breath into a full Polymorph. Wealthy Man once again found on his lonesome here, 38 seconds on 2 ice blocks. If they survive to that, Cloud9 wins the game, but there is a long time left. The intimidating shouts out again, and that's another counterspell from Maro.
That was a huge setup by Maro there, going for the Blink DB Sheep there, but unfortunately they didn't get any pressure with it. Now Cloud9 back onto Blizzard with a full kidney here. Disarm onto Snuts once again by Looney. Great job preventing the damage there. Cubsy, another Dragon Dust. Does the Sheep land here? It does land full. Snuts in a lot of trouble, trading out that evasion and Cloak of Shadows. The last defensive cooldowns for him very soon here. Cubsy, though, still good on mana, still has the Iron Bark and Trinket to save him if things get scary, and Snuts retreating behind the pillar, making sure he's line-of-sighting Maro and having Wealthy Man help him as much as he can.
Yeah, it looks like Wildcard Gaming are aware that there's 2 ice blocks on Wealthy Man, so they are going to swap their attention to Snuts, but I actually think this favors Cloud9 now. This is exactly what we wanted to see from them. Get to those deeper stages of dampening, and now look at Blizzo. His health will never be stable anymore. The Life Cocoon even isn't enough, but they're actually going to go for defense. They sheep up Blizzo. Snuts is in trouble. Full Ring of Frost on Cubsy. He doesn't have to use his Trinket, but the Iron Bar comes through. Executes might come through. Snuts is running for his dear life here in game 1 on the Grand Arena.
Very scary situation here. They got to make sure they don't panic and overreact here. Triple fear from Blizzo. Great lead by him. Instantly kidney shotted on it. Snuts does have that Vanish available as a last resort. He has no blind as well either. He might be trying to hold the Vanish for the blind to be able to sap it. I think that'd be the best play, and I think that's a game-winning play. Although we'll have to see if he's in enough trouble that he has to use it. Cubsy caught in the leg sweep there. Blinding Looney. This is the setup here. He needs to sap this right now. If Blizzo gets caught in a stun right now, the sap on Looney to be over, but unfortunately no sap again because of the War Banner.
Yeah, a really nice War Banner from Blizzo, but they're just going for damage at this point in the game. He's so low. Relentless is not going to be enough necessarily. A full Polymorph is snagged, though the Life Cocoon is up. I mean, Snuts is just playing this perfect. He's not doing damage, but he's not taking damage. They will inevitably win with this strategy. Cloud9 are closing in, but big heals coming in from Looney are going to stabilize Blizzo for now. Somehow, some way, he has held on to his defensive arsenal, the Vendetta. He's still not trading out the Die by the Sword. It's a very scary game by Blizzo.
Huge damage from Blizzo here. Full kitty. Oh my goodness. Die by the Sword has been used. Spell effect still available. Looney caught into that counter spell there. Stormbolt on the Snuts. Instantly turning the pressure on. There's so much damage going both ways. Snuts retreating, realizing the danger. And Blizzo actually chasing behind the pillars to be very, very bad. Forcing Looney into the open of the map. If Wealthy Man can get any sort of crowd control right now. Cubsy pushing in. Does he get the batch onto Looney? He's looking for it. Full batch on Looney. Full kitty onto Blizzo. Snuts so low. Blizzo so low. Will he go down to the kitty? Spell effect is used. Looney caught in that full Ring of Frost. This could be the game if Snuts can finish him.
And they do get the kill. Cloud9 takes game 1.
Cloud9.
I think he's very excited that his team has faith in him to actually win the games for him.
Yeah, let's see how Maro does play this next one, because obviously Snuts has had a fantastic name. Now Wildcard Gaming, they have the map selection. They need to respond here. So the Greater Pyroblast was something we talked about a little bit. We saw it in the VODs. Wildcard Gaming did use it against Cloud9, and that was their surprise adaptation to these swaps to Blizzo. But is Cloud9 the strike first with a big attack onto Looney?
Yeah, nice kidney shot into the DR bash. Does get rooted up on his roll away. Looney could be still in trouble here if they can actually connect on him here. Finally getting Vortex back. Looks like they're going to abandon the kill onto Looney here. I think on a smaller map, killing the Mystery Monk is actually a great option because there's very few ways that it can roll. There's no crazy Z-axis or anything like that. So I think that's a great choice for them. But they're going to swap it back on tomorrow, going with the full blind onto Looney, Sheep onto Blizzo. Does Blade from out of that, trying to peel this DB onto Snuts. Mike denying the sap off the blind. Great job by Maro. That is a huge setup for Bennett, and now Maro, it's time to get aggressive with that combustion.
Yeah, really nice plays there by Maro, both defensive and then flipping it immediately to offense. We're going to see Blizzo. Well, the man needs to be careful with those blinks. A couple of times he's done this where he blinks too close to his Druid, giving Blizzo an easy double fear like that. So that is something they need to be a little careful of. This is a big push here from Wildcard Gaming. If they don't get their first ice block, they're going to be really upset with this one. It doesn't look like they're quite going to have the damage. They committed Maldix, they committed Fear, and they're not quite going to land that. So that's a really nice exchange for Cloud9. And this is the strategy Cloud9's going for. They're tunneling down Maro, shutting down that damage in the early game, and then late game they're going to go after Blizzo. I'm curious to see if Maro has swapped over to that Greater Pyroblast, so he still poses a threat in Damp. It looks like he has.
It looks like Maro is switched up to that Greater Pyroblast talent choice, which is, well, honestly, a very stressful thing to have to deal with if you're Cloud9, because Blizzo is going to be doing way more damage than Snuts will be throughout the game, and Maro just threatening these 35% health damage abilities the entire time is just brutal. So trying to land CC and shut him down is going to be rough. Welcome so low. Already forced into an ice block because Cubsy got caught into a full counter spell and is now legs up by Looney. Is there going to be any follow-up? We will see. Morrow once again just spamming the greater Pyroblast.
Yeah, I mean, all of that basically came off of one counter spell from Morrow, right? Like a 6-second interrupt forces an ice block, and that is why this composition is so scary from Wildcard Gaming. Their individual prowess on the classes in terms of offense, defense, and just overall gameplay has been incredible. If they can do that 2 more times, that's a tied series, especially on this small map. Blizzo's having a field day. He has so much uptime. A greater Pyroblast does connect over onto Wealthy Man. They get the Storm Bolt, but there's no follow-up, unfortunately. Iron Bark from Cubsy reacting appropriately to keep Cloud9 in the fight.
Good job by Cubsy trading out the Iron Bark there on that Avatar from Blizzo. Now trying to revert the pressure. Bash onto Looney. Choose a trinket. Blizzo goes for the triple fear. Sheep onto Snuts. Wealthy Man all alone right now. Morrow looking for the follow-up. He does get the full sheep off of that fear right now. Wealthy Man still running for his life. Cubsy trinkets into a DR Dragon's Breath. Is there going to be any more CC to follow up? Snuts trying to stick on Morrow, trying to shut down these sheeps, trying to stop the greater Pyroblast. Once again, Stormbolt onto Cubsy. Anything to interrupt his healing right now, and Wealthy Man is just on the back foot.
Yeah, Wealthy Man, he actually counterspelled the Frost Skull there, which isn't going to be too effective against fire. He used it to stop the Ring of Frost, but the Polymorph was snagged anyways. He needs to be careful. The communication needs to be on point for Cloud9 here. Morrow taking a lot of damage. This is a really good counter setup here. He needs to reconnect. Life Cocoon isn't available just yet, so Morrow probably going to be forced into the Cauterize at the bare minimum, barring some sort of insane heals from Looney. You can see Snuts is posturing for the kick. They're keeping the pressure high, but it looks like they are going to narrowly escape. Another beautiful setup from Cloud9, but narrowly they aren't able to force the cooldown they're looking for.
That was huge for Cloud9. The blind into the double sheeps there from Wealthy Man. So close to getting that ice block from Morrow there, but Wealthy Man under so much pressure right now, using that temporal shield in cap onto Cubsy. So much hold. Does he block? Oh my, last ice block has now been forced for Cloud9. They are now in a very dire situation. They either need to try to reset or they need to get really aggressive very quickly.
That was really unfortunate. It's one of those dire situations for the mage where your temporal shield is coming off in half a second, maybe less, but he had to use the ice block. He couldn't risk the executes from Blizzo. We know that man knows where the execute button is. We've seen it quite a few times in this tournament, and now he might be able to use it. It is going to be a full Storm Bolt into a full Polymorph. No ice blocks available. Re-Polymorph. Looney's in position for a DR stun. If Blizzo can connect, they will find this kill and tie up the series. It looks like Wealthy Man, though, with the Battle Master, will be able to reconnect to Cubsy. He played that perfectly to deny Blizzo, but Blizzo may not be denied. He's still hunting.
Very scary, though. Morrow instantly spell stealing that Frost Barrier from Wealthy Man there. Great job by him not panicking and sitting back behind the box there. That could have been very bad. He had a full Maledict on him, absorbing about 120,000 plus healing. So great job by him using that Battle Masters, trading it out and surviving there. Bash onto Looney, looking for the Cyclone. Clubsy does land it. Blizzo under fire right now, looking to keep the pressure rolling right now. Good sheep by Morrow, preventing the damage here. There's no follow-up CC onto Looney. In cap goes on to Cubsy. Greater Pyroblasts are now flying in. This is the problem. This is why it's so scary to leave Morrow alone. The second you do, Greater Pyroblasts are going to come flying across the map at Mach speed.
Yeah, this is the adaptation that Wildcard Gaming needed in the game. When Blizzo is shut down, Morrow catches fire in this series, and that's exactly what they need. That two-pronged attack with the Warrior Mage. It's looking good so far in game 2, but they haven't found the kill just yet. You see Cubsy still has his trinket. Mana isn't too bad for either side. Dampening is just starting. So Cloud9, if we base it on what we saw in the last game, they need another 5 minutes or so of incredible defense if they are going to find that kill on Blizzo. But Morrow is spelling. He's just G-Pie after G-Pie flying in on Wealthy Man. How is Cubsy going to heal through this? He's drinking right now. Wealthy Man doing a stellar job of kiting away and keeping himself up, but there's no ice block still for over a minute.
Scary situation once again. We did see Snuts use that blind onto Looney with unfortunately no follow-up CC, and while that happened, Morrow got like 2 G-Pies off in that time, so they really got to tighten that up, especially as this dampening ramps up, because they're doing less damage than the team of Wildcard Gaming, and eventually that's going to cost them. In cap onto Cubsy right now, full sheep onto Looney out of nothing. Blizzo all over Snuts right now. Avatar has been popped. Snuts with the evasion, wants to hold on to it. Step kicks Morrow on the sheep. Unfortunately gets faked. Nice CS by Wealthy Man, preventing the sheep onto Cubsy off of the legacy from Looney there. Snuts still in so much trouble right now. Needs to get out of here, trying to kite away, running with Cubsy to safety and trying to slow it down.
Yeah, the Mage v Mage, Wealthy Man versus Morrow. That's going to be a big story of this series. Both of them are probably going to be sticking on that for the entirety of it. Another Greater Pyroblast lands the kidney shot just a second too late, but Morrow trinkets anyways. He knows that he has a good offensive push here. Life Cocoon comes out from Looney. He also identifies that they have a good situation to get aggressive. Wealthy Man still without an ice block for 36 seconds. They want to push this advantage. The Dragon's Breath comes in. Is there a Polymorph to follow up? No! Snuts denies it with the kick. It's Looney who has to follow, but it's not going to be a long enough crowd control chain, and it looks like once again Cloud9 Cloud9 do survive.
Cubsy does get caught into that crowd control train. Great job by Looney there on the disarm on Snuts, preventing the kidney shot on Morrow there, but it looks like they have stabilized from that. Now Morrow once again going back to spamming those greater pyro blasts. Full Stormbolt onto Cubsy, looking to get the sheep there. Does Morrow get it? Wealthy Man instantly spams sheep again. Full fear from Blizzo, force the trigger. Wealthy Man solo with no ice blocks for 4 seconds. This could be the end of the game right now. Temporal shield has been forced right now. Ironbark in 1 second for Cubsy. He does get away. Careful now, needs to kite away from Blizzo immediately. Blizzo gets the leap kick there, means Wealthy Man can potentially free cast some sheeps right now if he needs to. Eats the counter spell from Morrow. Cubsy can recover with Cyclones onto Blizzo if needed.
Yeah, that's another greater power blast coming in, though. That's huge damage onto Wealthy Man. He does have access to the cold snap, but he'd love to wait another 14 seconds before using that and get the ice block. It looks like he will be able to. Cubsy had to trade his trinket, had to trade everything to keep that situation, but it is the ideal scenario for Cloud9. They need those ice blocks. It will give them such a great lease on life. Blizzo's playing very aggressively right now, but Looney able to chase him wherever he may go. Another huge damage spike from the greater pyroblast is going to force that ice block, but Wealthy Man, to his relief, has 2 of those. Cloud9 have 2 more lives in this match.
Kind of scary. Snuffs opted to use the blind on Morrow defensively. I really think they need to be using that. And a DR kidney shot on Looney, kind of an awkward situation here. They need to slow it down and get back to the pillar. Everything is going to be fine for them. They have lots of defensive cooldowns coming up here. It's fine that Wealthy Man had an ice block there. He does have the snap available if he needs for another block. And they can get back onto Morrow here and get the CC change rolling back onto Looney again here. Nice clone on Blizzo, reverting the pressure right there. Cubsy doing well on mana, Looney well on mana as well. Unfortunately, things are looking really rough for Cloud9. They need to start getting something rolling soon.
Yeah, the magical number that we saw in the last game was around about 40% healing reduction. That's where Blizzo just simply couldn't stay alive any longer. That's 20%. That's 3 more minutes that Cloud9 need to stay in the fight. They have 1 more ice block, but this is another massive push from the European squad, looking to tie up the series. Defensive Smokebomb, also offensive. Blizzo uses his human racial to break out of that one. Second ice block may well be forced here as the polymorphs come crashing in. He has to use it. Maledicts were committed, but Cloud9 once again are out of lifelines.
This is a brutal situation here. Wealthy Man still so low. No HP. The Battlemasters does fall. Dragon's Breath onto Cubsy. Wealthy Man solo. Blizzo all over him. Snuts disarm. Cannot kidney shot the peel. Morrow looking to spam those sheep, looking for the counterspell potentially. He's trying to spell steal as much as he can to deny Cubsy the healing. But Wealthy Man and Cubsy, great job cutting away back to the pillar, back to safety. Counterspell has been committed. Cubsy goes for the Cyclone on Morrow when he can't get kicked. Great job by him. Blizzo is now the target of choice here. Maledicts are on a vendetta committed by Snuts here. They need to get something roll with this next kidney shot here.
Yeah, Blizzo actually used his Reflect there to reflect a Frostbolt, sheerly to snare Wealthy Man because he had no other way of reaching him in that situation. It's these little plays that, I mean, only Blizzo would make it. Now he's getting caught up in a Cyclone, but at least he's on top of his target finally. Took a very long time for him to get it. You can see the frustration on his face. He had his hand on his head for a second there. He's just struggling, but once he does connect, he's such a gruesome force for Cloud9 to contend with. Now another full counter spell does connect. Kidney shot over onto Blizzo as Wealthy Man is kiting circles. Does he have a blink? Let's see if he has one, because if not, Blizzo has a lot of uptime here. 30% dampening. Stormbolt comes out. Is there any follow-up? The Ring of Frost. If this connects, it could be game. Once again, Wealthy Man required to survive 3 versus 1.
Wealthy Man in so much trouble. Cubsy still caught up into that Ring of Frost. Nice growth by Snuts, denying the resheeps there. Ironbark has been used. Dragon's Breath onto Cubsy. Still lots of trouble for Wealthy Man here. Has the Temporal Shield. Icy Veins looking to turn it around right now into Morrow. Morrow actually ice blocked a blind from Snuts 20 seconds earlier. Now Morrow, very viable kill target, lacking that biggest defensive cooldown, which is that ice block. But Wealthy Man still just sub 50% HP. Cubsy has a lot of work to do. Caught into the storm, but Looney pushing in for the incap. Maybe the Ring of Peace or the leg sweep. We will see. Incap does follow it up. Looney pushing it. Battlemasters have been forced by Wealthy Man. Leg sweep off of that. Morrow sheep Snuts. It's a 3v1 situation. Full fear onto Cubsy from Blizzo all over. Wealthy Man so low. No buttons remaining. Will he get away?
He will not get away, and Cloud9 do fall in this game. It's 1-1, and again, Rich, incredible series. Seems like it's inevitably going to go 5 games here for Cloud9. This is the bigger map. This is exactly the situation where they have to pick up a win here, Pika.
Yeah, both teams deciding to lock in the same compositions here. No one wants to say, yeah, you know what, you're going to make me switch my comp. I'm going to beat you as this. That's what they're both going with here. And I really hope that Cloud9 will even out those blind setups and get a lot more successful goes, and I think that'll have a huge impact on their gameplay. Right now, the way Snuts is positioning, he might be looking for the sap, opening on a Morrow right now, already looking good so far. Is there going to be follow-up from Cubsy there, looking to get that bash potentially? Instantly Blizzo right on top of it, stunning Wealthy Man, preventing those sheeps, in cap onto Cubsy, and now the pressure is back onto Wealthy Man.
Yeah, certainly a good start for both sides, but normally it seems to be the offense at the very start. It's coming from Wildcard Gaming. They're actually going for a big swap here onto Cubsy, and that's actually going to force a defensive blind. So, I mean, I guess for Cloud9, maybe their thought process here is like, hey, if we do play for that super deep dampening, then we will probably be able to win the game like that. But at the same time, the less offensive threat they bring, the more offensive that Wildcard Gaming will feel enabled to play. Maybe that's their undoing a little bit if we see Snuts able to get big swap over onto Looney or something. But so far in this series, it has been a case of Wildcard Gaming pressing the initiative and then Cloud9 surviving and hoping for that late game win.
Yeah, right now these defensive blinds, I'm not really sure about that. I feel like now is actually the best time to be playing aggressive because there is no dampening. And I think as time goes on, like the team of Wildcard Gaming is just going to have way more consistent pressure because of the Fire Mage and the Arms Wave. But right now, Mario's got no full Kidney Sheep on Nuli. So low right now. Could force the Cauterize potentially. Maybe get the Icebox. Nice Cyclone by Cubsy to follow up there. Temporal Shield. He's looking to get the clone on Mario low. Maybe reclone onto Looney. One more clone onto Mario. Maybe one more onto Mario. There it is. Triple DR clone on Mario on the Cocoon there. Looking to land Crackers right now. Full CS onto Looney from Wealthy Man. Great job by him. Mario still in so much trouble. Might force the Ice Block right now. Still so low.
Yeah, really nice gameplay coming in from Cloud9. They force it, and he narrowly uses his Ice Block there, Pika. That was such a close call for Mario. That is the best offense Cloud9 have delivered prior to dampening in any of these games. Snuts, we heard him screaming from the game 1 kill. He was screaming right then, and now they have a huge momentum in this game. It's fantastic. Mario, of course, playing Fire means he only has access to 1 Ice Block, and that's not going to be up for another 4 minutes.
That was just very well done by Cloud9. That was the kind of crowd control trains that we need to be seeing. We need to see these Cyclones coming out from Cubsy onto every single player on the map in order to secure those kills like that. But right now, Wealthy Man is on the back foot. Snuts trying to turn around. They're locking him down. Blizzo in a full Cyclone. Cubsy looking to push into Looney right now, trying to see. Does get the bash there. Full fear from Blizzo right now. Instantly onto Wealthy Man. Full sheep onto Looney there. Great job by him following that up. Wealthy Man always on point with that. Mario still under lots of trouble. Does get the resap. Snuts going all in with the Vanish here. Jake gets to the Garrote here. Full blind. No trinket available. Mario with no Ice Block as well. Can he commit to him? Can he stay on top of him?
Yeah, Mario doesn't have his counterspell either, so he's not going to be able to deny any of these Cyclones. If Cubsy can get a low Cyclone onto Mario, it's looking promising. Really nicely done. Life Cocoon is available. Snuts might actually go for a play here where he goes for the stun, but Looney reads it. Preemptive disarm. Now the sheep's coming in. It looks like it should be an opportunity for Wildcard Gaming to stabilize, but this is what we wanted to see. Cloud9 being the aggressive team, forcing the pressure, and because of that, Blizzard's just been out the game. He's been crowd controlled by the Mage Druid. Looney hasn't been able to dispel, and now Wealthy Man has 2 Ice Blocks. A preemptive Life Cocoon on the Smokebomb, though, is a huge play from Looney. Good read by him.
That was a great job by him. Cloud9 just seems to have a lot more pressure this game. It seems like they are always putting out crowd control, always having some sort of threat on the map, but right now, Wildcard is taking the charge here. Sheep onto Snuts, stun onto Cubsy. Wealthy Man, Blizzo is just all over Wealthy Man right now. They are looking to try to get a setup soon. War Banner from Blizzo has been used. They're trying to kill the banner right now if they are looking to get any crowd control onto Looney. Right now, it looks like everyone is stabilized right now. Mario still kidney shot in the middle of the map. Looney, once again, always looking to get those disarms onto Snuts during the stuns here. Vendetta actually has been committed here with no crowd control onto Looney. Not really sure about this one.
Yeah, the preemptive banner, I think, from Blizzo probably denied Cubsy going for the Cyclone. He had the bash on Looney, but didn't decide to go for it. It was a bit of that and a bit of Mario having his counter spell up. Either way, Wildcard Gaming just threatening to deny crowd control, threatening defense, threatening offense, and this is the thing for Cubsy. I would be terrified if I was playing the Restoration Druid in this matchup because you feel like you have to play aggressive, but at the same time, one counter spell like this, let's see what happens. He goes for 1 Cyclone, Wealthy Man drops down to 30% health, any follow-up from either the Stormbolt or the Incap from the Monk, and that can easily be an Ice Block. It's such a precarious position to play in.
Man, literally just through Temporal Shield, Wealthy Man dropping to below half HP for a second there, and Blizzo just doing such a great job having that uptime, shutting down Wealthy Man, getting the damage out. Mario, full kidney shot right now. Cubsy looking to get aggressive here onto Looney, does get the bash, looking for the potential Cyclone or Sheep being cast. Great Dragon Smith with their nice double stop by Mario. Perfect positioning there, preventing this go and keeping him alive.
Yeah, I think we saw in the Hearthstone new expansion, there was a lot of dragons. That Dragon's Breath, if that's a card, that's going to win games. But this might also win games. The blind comes in. Huge play by Snuts. He's so aggressive. This could be the kill. Temporal Shield, the Live Cocoon. There was no follow-up. Wildcard Gaming by the smallest of margins stay alive.
Still in so much trouble here. Mario caught into these low Cyclones from Cubsy. Is there any more clones to be had? Clone onto Blizzo, cheap shot onto Looney. Where is the polymorph? Wealthy Man, does he get it one time? He does not right now. Looney sitting behind the board. Mario caught into a full kidney shot right now. Does have that caught available. Lots of trouble right now for Mario. He needs to get out of here right now. So much pressure's on him.
Yeah, he's in so much trouble. The counterspell once again. Cubsy is threatening for crowd control. Wealthy Man on the other side is a pincer maneuver, and Looney's going to have to play off the dance of his life. Looks like he might be able to. Warbanner, unfortunately, it wasn't killed off for that bash, meaning it's DR, but they do get the Cyclone. Maro, though, probably going to be alive, and you can see his ice block is up in 2 seconds. So that window for Cloud9, that was almost the kill, but now Wildcard Gaming are back in the fight. That said, their offense has not been good this game. Wealthy Man does both his ice blocks as well.
Absolutely. So there's so much pressure actually coming out right now from Wildcard onto Wealthy Man. Cubsy doing a great job ironbarking to prevent this ice block having to be used here. Blizzo good to get defense here with the Avatar. Nice Cyclone on tomorrow. Cycloning a mage is one of the most useful things a Druid can actually do, because the fact that a mage is Cyclone, it stops them from positioning in order to get a sheep. It prevents them from getting any damage set up, and they're basically the one that sets up everything for the team. So it completely shuts down the team. But right now, Wildcard's still all over Wealthy Man. Blizzo looking to get the Stormbolt onto Cubsy. Sharpened Blade has been used. Wealthy Man's still under lots of pressure right now.
Yeah, I think that was actually a small mistake there from Blizzo. He leaped over to Cubsy, thinking he had his spear up, but actually had 2 seconds left on the cooldown, so he had to go for the Stormbolt instead, and now he's not going to be able to access that intimidating shout for a while, which is a shame because this could have been the first ice block. Meanwhile, Smokebomb coming in from Snuts, looking to be the MVP once again, looking to put Cloud9 through to the grand finals of BlizzCon 2019. Is he going to be able to do it? The counterspell comes in, but Greater Pyroblast, we've seen how much of a threat that ability can be. 50% of the health on Wealthy Man is gone. He needs to be careful. Cubsy trinkets, Stormbolt on the trinket. Looney, though, is looking for a drink in the backline. Are they going to stop it? It looks like he doesn't feel comfortable going for it right now. Uses the human racial, backs off, but Wealthy Man also needs to be careful as Cubsy leaves him behind.
Snuts getting in there right now, committing that vendetta, full blind onto Looney. Can he get the sap? Full sap out of the blind. Great job by him. Garrote onto the mage now. There is no peels whatsoever. If Snuts can connect the kidney shot right here, this could be all bad for Morrow. Resheep followed up by Wealthy Man. Great job. Cubsy caught at the end cap, looking to get the bash on Looney. Cyclone coming in. It's full. It's DR actually. Morrow still in so much trouble. Might get the cauterize here. It could be so low. Does he block? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the ice block. Life Cocoon's up in 3 seconds. If Looney gets kicked, he has to use his ice block, surely. Doesn't look like he has the Battle Master up right now, so there shouldn't be any big chunks, but that is a beautiful low Cyclone once again by Cubsy, mitigating that absorb cooldown from Looney. 55 seconds on the Life Cocoon, so it's definitely something that Cloud9 are used to playing around and have to play around effectively if they are to win this series. 18% healing reduction. Still, Wealthy Man has both his ice blocks available. This game is looking fantastic for Cloud9 right now. Wildcard Gaming need to get something going.
This is very, very good right now. Looney actually just kind of wasted the bash, or the Lexi onto Cubsy, but now Looney caught into a full polymorph there. Lots of damage coming on Morrow. Actually choosing to combust right now, too. Really kind of a bad time to use that. I'm pretty sure it's spell stolen almost instantly, and he's on the back foot completely here. Bash on Looney. Cyclone coming in from Cubsy. Does get counterspelled. Wealthy Man free to cast. Still under so much pressure from Blizzo all over, but Smoke Flex is up. Full fear onto Cubsy from Blizzo. This is the ice block from Wealthy Man, or he could go down. He's being very, very careful. And there it is.
Yeah, I was a little scared for him. The Battle Master as well.
Whoa.
One
Whoa.
health. If there's no heals here, that's an execute for Blizzo. Is he going to land it? He's so close. There's the execute. Do they have any more mobility? Wealthy Man is not out of the woods yet. Cubsy looking for the reconnect. A scary play by Wealthy Man, but he does get the health back. Well recovered by Cubsy, and this game has been incredible.
That was very, very scary. Wealthy Man's Battle Master's trinket, the extra health he got, actually disappeared in the ice block. That is why he dropped to literally 1 HP. Anything could have killed him. An auto attack from the healer could have killed him at that point. But well done recovering there. The mana is still looking very, very good for the team of Cloud9 here. Well ahead of Looney's. Nice double Dragon's Breath from Morrow. Unfortunately, no follow-up CC. Stormbolt has been used, potentially looking for that Ring of Frost. Great kidney shot by Snuts on tomorrow. Triple CC once again. Full bind on Looney. That will force the ice block from Morrow.
Yeah, really good respect ice block there by Morrow. He doesn't want to be in a situation where he's so far behind. But now he comes out, he gets the counterspell. They're looking for the reverse ice block. Are they going to be able to find it? Good crowd control coming out. But this is going to be the second ice block. Surely! Nice play by Morrow, recognizing that situation. Catching Cubsy a little bit off guard there. He's still going to be spamming out those Cyclones, and now is the perfect time to do so. There's no counterspell, and Looney is coming off of those diminishing returns. If a full polymorph lands on him here, Morrow has not been stabilized. Life Cocoon is back off cooldown, but Looney has no mana. Both these mages have no ice block, but I'd still say Cloud9 has the edge in this one.
Yeah, this is very, very back and forth. It looked very one-sided, but now all of a sudden, Wealthy Man has no ice blocks remaining right now. Cubsy still has that mana to work with, and Looney is really trying to look for a drink right now. Nice spear by Blizzo. They're trying to split the team up here. Wealthy Man caught in that Lexi. Lots of pressure. Cubsy has a lot of work to do here with that no Iron Bark available. Wealthy Man choosing to shut out that temp shield right now. Should get a lot of healing from that. Needs to get away from Blizzo all over him right now. That Avatar coming up right now for Blizzo. Stormbolt onto Cubsy. I expect the Avatar coming very, very soon here from Blizzo. Morrow pushing in for the Ring of Frost. Does he get it? He does not get a nice bash onto Blizzo, preventing the damage there. Morrow just getting destroyed right now.
Yeah, Looney really needs to get some heals off. He has no mana. He's just being cordoned off by Cubsy right now. Another counter spell comes in though. That's a beautiful counter spell. Is there an execute? There is. And Wildcard Gaming upset the stock and go 1-up, 1 game away from the grand final. Well, that we haven't had in, I think, like 3-4 years now. North America has been so good in Arena for the last few years. Of course, last year, double North American teams in the grand final. And Cloud9, I still wouldn't count them out of this one. Very, very possible that they are able to win the next 2 games. And I mean, for them, it's just going to come down to those little things. As we say, the differences between Morrow and Wealthy Man. I think one of the things Morrow has done a better job in this series is landing counter spells. If Cubsy can fake a little bit better, if Wealthy Man can force those onto himself a little bit better, that could be a difference maker going into the next few games. But as it is, Wildcard Gaming come out the gates roaring and almost force that first ice block.
Yeah, lots of Maldics flying into Wealthy Man right now. Blizzo all over him, still trying to keep that pressure going. Is there going to be any follow-up crowd control onto Cubsy here to keep this rolling? It looks like there won't be here. Snuts always sitting on Morrow, trying to deny these greater power blasts. Snuts actually sheeped up far from his healer right now. He's out of the game for the next 10+ seconds or so. Very brutal situation for him to be in right now, as Blizzo is constantly moving towards Wealthy Man right now. A setup is bound to happen very, very soon here. I'd like to see, yep, there it is. Cubsy getting aggressive right now. Bash onto Looney. Full kidney shot coming on Amar here. Full clone onto Looney. Lots of damage here.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Snuts. He recognized that his team was about to fall so far behind, so he used the Vanish on the Nova, denied the Greater Power Blast, and also converted that into a live cocoon. So really heads-up play by Snuts. His team needs him now more than ever. On that Assassination Rogue, he can be an absolute superstar playmaker, solo killer, in fact, in this game, so he really needs to have a good one. We've got the full sheep with the counter spell. Once again, Morrow controlling the team by himself, having a great time. Blizzo, meanwhile, not having such a great time as he's snared up by Wealthy.
Yeah, I believe Wealthy Man actually Nova'd him. That probably denied the fear from Cubsy coming in there, or the intimidating shout from Blizzo there. Stormbolt onto Cubsy. Is there going to be a Ring of Frost to follow up? It looks like it is attempted. Snuts blind on Looney, looking to get aggressive right now, going hard on Blizzo. I want to see the sap. Is there any sap? Is there a sheep? Nothing off the blind. Once again, it's those setups that are really, really scary. They might get the War Banner from Blizzo, but I feel like that's just not enough. They need to try to get cocoons, trinkets, something.
Yeah, the thing is, when they use the blind, I really want to see Cubsy and Wealthy Man already in a position to follow up as well, kill off the War Banners, etc. There, both Cubsy and Wealthy Man were so far behind, so it almost felt like Snuts was forced to say, hey, I mean, we need to get some aggressive pressure in this game. He had to go for it, but now he is taking the damage, the evasion, the human racial, the Cloak of Shadows. That is really scary for Snuts. He burned through every single defensive there from just one swap, one Stormbolt from Blizzo. This is something about Wildcard Gaming. Their composition is just so scary in little burst windows. No one can afford to overextend.
Yeah, I think the nerves maybe getting to Snuts a little bit here. This composition so high in damage though. Getting the result here, stunned onto Looney. Is there any follow-up CC? Instantly denied by Morrow with the Dragon's Breath sheep there. Now, Wealthy Man's still under tons of pressure right now. Ironbark used onto him. Snuts is a very viable kill target. Without that cloak and evasion, you could literally get 100-0'd by a Fire Mage Warrior in one stun. But right now, stun onto Cubsy. Full Ring of Frost has been used there. Trinket forced out there. Temporal Shield from Wealthy Man. Good job denying the pressure there. Unfortunately, kind of stacked those defensive cooldowns there with the Trinket and the Temporal Shield, but they should be okay for now.
Yeah, really nice Cyclone. Denies the Greater Power Blast once again. Cloud9's crowd control in this game has been some of the best, but they've really struggled to generate pressure, as you say, you know, not finding something off the blind or not finding crowd control. Look at the way Cubsy and Wealthy Man are positioning in this game. Compared to the smaller maps, they're max ranging Looney. They're never really in a situation where they can land polymorphs right now, so they are truly putting all their eggs in the late game basket right now. Good crowd control coming in though. Blade Storm from Blizzo denies the Cyclone. Greater Power Blast still being threatened. Actually, I think that was a juke on the counterspell there potentially. No, instead a counterspell coming in over onto Cubsy, which he jukes potentially. Wealthy Man instead getting caught up in that one, meaning that Cubsy can now get aggressive. There's no protection really for Looney. He has to protect himself. He does a good job of it though. In cap into Ring of Peace, and once again, Wildcard Gaming reverse it. They're the ones that get the pressure, but the blind is now coming out and Mara's already low.
Lots of damage here. Vendetta committed full blind onto Looney. The half sheep to follow up by Wealthy Man. Mara's still so low. Full counterspell has been used. The War Banner by Blizzo actually making that sap half is what that was, but Cubsy there with the Cyclone. Can they get any more Cyclones right now? Cubsy actually gets reflected on the clone right now. Could they do anything with this? Wealthy Man kind of in trouble right now, blinking back to safety here, realizing the danger right now. Good job by him. Cubsy going for that restart there. Full sheep onto Blizzo. Now, where Blizzo's standing, there's... Oh, we actually got out of the sheep somehow. But usually when someone gets dragged across the map with a Frost Mage, you're basically going to get crowd control for the next 20-plus seconds straight with Polymorphs and Novas. So it looks like they maybe want to try to switch targets to Blizzo here when the time comes.
Yeah, I think the play there from Looney was actually a really smart one. He used the Revival, which not only does it heal, it also dispels all magical effects. It's a 3-minute cooldown. It's something you don't really think about for a use like that, but really intelligent heads-up play from Looney, because as you say, that was a high value. That was 20-30 seconds of Blizzo's time that he saved with that Revival, so really nice play by Looney there. And I mean, if you're joining us, this is as high stakes as it gets. Cloud9 are many people's favorites to win this tournament, the lower bracket final. If they do win this series, they go through to the grand final, but this is a big swap once again. Snuts dropping down. We've got the Feint, we've got the Iron Bark. He does have his defensive cooldowns back up. We're starting to enter dampening, and honestly, neither team has really given an inch. It's still anyone's game.
Great double fear by Blizzo here, trying to get the advantage going on right now. Just all over Welcome right now. Great ring of peace by Looney there, making sure Blizzo has as much uptime as possible. Full sheep onto Cubsy out of that Stormbolt there. Welcome locked out on Polymorphs. Now no sheeps available, trying to kite away, trying to do anything he can to survive. But Morrow spamming those greater Pyroblast, gets cloned up by Cubsy. Good job preventing that right there. And Blizzo just stuck in the middle of the map. The sad life of a warrior right now, trying to attack anything he can.
Yeah, he's really trying to get uptime. I mean, Wealthy Man, you said it yourself, right? You play melee against Wealthy Man all the time, and this guy, this is where he excels. I think in terms of Mage Druid mages, this guy has been absolutely incredible, but Mage Monks, I guess there's not so much competition there. Morrow has been playing fantastically well with Looney. All 6 of these players have been outstanding in both the series they've played. It's currently 2-1 to Wildcard Gaming in this one. The blind into the sap as they try to set up damage once again onto Morrow. It's not solo carrying using the Vendetta, but he's not quite able to force it. Once again, Wealthy Man wasn't there for the follow-up, neither was Cubsy, and they won't quite get the kill before that Life Cocoon connects.
Yeah, definitely a scary situation right now for Cloud9 as the pressure is being turned onto him. They're full in cap from Looney there, goes for the leg sweep. It does land there. Welcome Man at half HP with no temporal shield available. Lots of damage coming in. Iron Bark has been used there. Full kidney onto Blizzo. Great peels by Snuts there. Wealthy opting to counterspell Morrow there, preventing some of those greater power blasts from coming out here, but still Blizzo under fire right now, trying to get aggressive using that sharpened blade, trying to get the momentum in his favor.
Yeah, actually, I think that greater power blast, yes it was a focused greater power blast onto Snuts. I wasn't entirely sure if it was going to hit Wealthy Man. Looks like Blizzo is increasingly becoming the target for Cloud9 in these dampening stretches. I think that is what has worked for them in the past, but they're just going to have to play it perfectly with regard to denying greater power blast from Morrow if they are to pull it through. 12% dampening is the tracker right now. Mana is looking pretty decent for both healers. Cubsy, I believe, is currently sitting down for a drink. He'd be happy to trade an ice block for that because this has been a big drink for him. You can see his mana shooting up to the stars. That's a huge play. He was at 30%. He will be at 100%. He needed that to keep Cloud9 in the tournament.
That was a huge drink there. As you guys can tell, when Blizzo is just walking at the Mage Druid, it's just an absolute nightmare. He is going to get polymorphed and cycloned and nova'd and slowed infinitely. There's only one dispel, so you got to be careful with the positioning there. The second Blizzo gets locked up in crowd control, the entire team seems to start falling apart here. So now Blizzo getting chased to the absolute oblivion of the map, trying to chase Wealthy Man and get on him, but Cubsy caught into that half Ring of Frost. Morrow with the DB Sheep on his Snuts. 3v1 situation potentially. Wealthy Man, Ring of Peace back from Looney, forcing the ice block there. Well done by Looney.
Yeah, Morrow solo carried that situation. It looked like Blizzo was the one behind, but he got triple crowd control. He saved Blizzo. He kept Wealthy Man out of the fight, and really nicely done by, I mean, I want to say Wildcard Gaming, but I'm going to say Morrow because that was once again stellar. That's the first ice block. Now they have to force one more, then they can get the kill on Wealthy Man, dampening at 20% essentially. Blizzo also, though, hasn't been stable for quite a while. Looney has to play this really, really well. Another beautiful triple Dragon's Breath, though, denies crowd control on Looney, enables him to get away. The blind instead. This is the play from Snuts. Does he have the follow-up? Vanish is available. He goes for the Vanish Sap. They have to kill the War Banner. They wait for the War Banner. It was perfectly timed, and because of that, they can't get the Sap. And once again, Wildcard Gaming come out with good defense.
Wow, that was incredible denial by Blizzo there. He had to dive by the sword up, so he could not be kidney shotted without that Shadow Step, and Snuts was not able to stun the warrior before the Sap, and he War Banners it. And that's a huge offensive go loss for Cloud9 now, and I want to see Wildcard try to push in and capitalize on this moment here with the Avatar and Sharpened Blade available. Full stun on his Nuts, running for his life right now. Blizzo all over him right now. G-Pi comes crashing in. Full leg sweep on Cubsy. Does he get the polymorph to follow up? Looney caught in that full sheep right now. Morrow counterspell. Snuts trading out that Cloak of Shadows. Blizzo deciding to retreat here.
Yeah, it's so intense between these two teams. No one wants to make that mistake that loses this game. 24% healing reduction. Cubsy's mana is great. Looney's mana is okay. It's enough to keep them in the fight for a fair few minutes longer. Kidney shot once again on Blizzo. It is worth noting that the dive by the sword, while it was a brilliant play, it is a 3-minute cooldown that was burnt down. So certainly a huge win for Cloud9 regardless. Vendetta is available. Live Cocoon was used. There are openings for Cloud9 to take us to yet another game 5 here. But in the meantime, Snuts is the one on the run. Evasion is popped. That's his last defensive cooldown. The full crowd control chain once again by Maro. Full sheep into a DR sheep into a Dragon's Breath. So many crowd controls. Feint comes out. Snuts has to play this incredibly well, but he does reconnect with his healer and stay in the fight.
Yeah, Snuts realizing the danger there when his healer was caught into that full Ring of Frost, deciding to evasion at high health right there. Great job by him line of sighting the damage. That could have very well been the end of the game. Cubsy once again caught into another counterspell. Wealthy Man stuck in that sheep because Cubsy's locked out. Kidney shot on a Blizzo trying to get some pressure, but they realize that the go is over. They need to sit back. They need to hide from these greater power blasts. Maro sending the combustion right now, trying to get aggressive right now. Looney pushing in, potentially the fall of CC, the full fear from Blizzo into the full sheep. Snuts in so much trouble, caught in this legacy. Feint vanish in 8 seconds. That is the last line of defense for Snuts.
Yeah, that was one of the best leg sweeps Looney has done in his BlizzCon career. The triple forcing the trinket from Cubsy and almost forcing Cloud9 out of the tournament. He gets counterspelled again and a full polymorph on Wealthy Man. Maro is controlling Cloud9. He's controlling North America here, but Snuts is playing insane. Vanish is available. Ironbark also. They're not going to overlap the cooldowns. Snuts with perfect play. So many rogues would have made the mistake there, but he's still in trouble. He has to use the Vanish. He does stay in the fight with that one, but there's so much crowd control and there's so much damage. Defensive smoke bomb. This could be it. Wildcard Gaming are closing in on the kill. The Ring of Frost. Cloud9 are out of the tournament. Wildcard Gaming make it through to the grand finals.
Which are going to be used in this first game.
Now, I heard backstage that Method Black gave Wildcard Gaming practice into the Rogue Mage Druid composition, and that practice that they gave them to be able to defeat Cloud9 could backfire, because if Wildcard Gaming can surpass Method Black's Rogue Mage Druid, it will have almost no answer for Wildcard Gaming. Method Black immediately attacking Looney, trying to pressure down the healer. Desperate first assault, maybe just trying to feel the water out and try and bait some cooldowns, but they're not finding anything initially.
Yeah, Wildcard Gaming nice and warmed up in a matchup like this. They just bested Cloud9 in a best of 5. Now for Method Black, we'll have to see what they can get done. Are they going to be able to find victory? Full Ring of Frost on Chaz. They're getting really aggressive, but unfortunately, Raikou is not taking too much damage. He does have the Temporal Shield. Blizzo leaps over. Are they going to be able to take him down? This could easily be an ice block. Paralysis lands over onto Chaz. He manages to deflect with the Iron Bark, and it looks like Method Black will be able to stabilize.
Blizzo gunning for that ice block. Counterspell now on Chaz. Ironbark's defense is faded, and Blizzo pushes forward. Ice barrier gonna soak some hits here. Chaz trying to make it back and stabilize. Blizzo polymorphed around the corner, unable to be dispelled. Looney pushes forward to get it. Playing very aggressive and in the face of Method Black. Chaz looks to jump over and initiate crowd control. Looney is cycloned and unable to heal. Maro is in trouble, dipping dangerously low. This could be cauterized ice block if he's not careful. Looney catches the life cocoon immediately out of the cyclone, but they're shredding through it. Now cycloning Maro low on health. Continuing the chain onto Looney further. Blizzo pummels it, breaks the chain. Kidney shot not going to be too devastating here. Good recovery by Looney.
Yeah, Raikou just playing very far away from Looney. He's not pushing into Looney to look for the polymorphs. Instead, he's dragging Blizzo out of line of sight, trying to get him caught in crowd control, the Frost Novas, as well as the polymorphs. This is an interesting strategy for Method Black. Instead of going for crowd control, they're just trying to bait Looney in the open, which makes it a lot easier for Chaz to really set Raikou up. And if they can get those consistent setups, that's when Maro's really going to be in trouble.
All right, let's see what they can get done here. Mana, even at this point in time, 2 minutes in, best of 7 grand finals on the Grand Arena. Looney pushing forward, looking like maybe he wants to roll in for crowd control. Rolling into center field, Chaz is feared up into a full polymorph. Beautiful coordination between Blizzo and Maro. That is now isolating Raikou. He is avoiding the damage, though, quite effectively with Waz's support. However, having to use blind on the Warrior means that Looney now no longer has to worry about that crowd control as a threat, which means Wildcard Gaming can push down on that gas pedal and go.
Yeah, one greater Power Blast lands. They need to be careful. Maro, with that ability on the Fire Mage, is going to be able to put out a lot of damage. There's a Stormbolt on Chaz. Is there any follow-up? Paralysis comes in from Looney. Raikou on the run, but in the meantime, Maro also taking a little bit of damage. Both these mages could potentially have to use an Ice Block. Maro, unfortunately, getting line of sighted by Raikou with that greater Power Blast. He's going to be able to avoid that damage. And now Method Black, they're looking for another setup, but Blizzo completely denies it with the War Banner.
That was sick play by Blizzo. War Banner reduced the crowd control of 3 abilities, but it didn't even matter. Maro's dangerously low. Looney barely getting Life Cocoon in time to stabilize them. Raikou now on the back foot. Temporal Shield, how much healing? Bouncing back almost to full. Now we see Chaz out in center field, shadow melding a Storm Bolt. Well done by Chaz, avoiding some powerful crowd control. Now getting some of his own over on tomorrow. Raikou is still struggling. Blizzo is tearing him apart. You can tell that Blizzo wants this, repping a composition that is so peculiar, really, in terms of the meta. Have we finally found the answer to the Rogue Mage Druid?
Yeah, Wildcard Gaming, I mean, I don't even know if it's a setup necessarily. These guys are all just playing at such a high level right now. Maro, Blizzo, Looney all on fire. But Method Black, they do manage to recover, and we basically have a reset of hit points at this point in the game. We got about 1 minute and 20 seconds before dampening is elapsed, and we'll have to see Maro now into a Cyclone. Chaz really just trying to control up the game as Looney pushes forward. Kidney shot onto Maro, big damage. This could easily be the cauterize. Looney has to get out of the polymorph. Are they going to be able to break up the crowd control chain? They do manage to do so. Looney still holding on to that Life Cocoon, able to easily top up Maro.
Greater Pyroblast being casted by Maro. Raikou gonna line of sight it, but Chaz is counterspelled. Blizzo's coming out of Polymorph. He's gonna be chopping Raikou up pretty quick here. Meteor comes crashing in. Chaz Iron Parks stabilizing Raikou for now. Chaz desperately looking for Cyclones to stall out the damage and buy time to heal, but he is expending a tremendously larger amount of mana than that of Looney, and potentially Wildcard Gaming have a win condition off of that if they can prevent him from drinking. Looney, he's moving in. He secures the leg sweep, stunning up Raikou and allowing his team to go to town.
Yeah, big damage over onto Raikou, but it looks like he will be able to survive. And now it's an interrupt on Maro with a full blind on Looney. Method Black, they want to try to get that ice block. Can they do so? Warbanner drops down. Blizzo
beautiful.
The zap once again. Blizzo with beautiful plays to keep his team in the fight, but Maro still barely holding on. That is going to be the Life Cocoon trading out for Wildcard Gaming. That was a nice setup by Method Black, but Blizzo with beautiful defensive plays shuts it down.
Raikou on 10%! Ice block available, pressing it at very low health. If I'm terrified, I can only imagine what's going through Chaz's mind at this moment in time, but ice block lead now for Wildcard Gaming. Mana advantage moving into dampening, and where was this Wildcard Gaming all year? They're playing this composition out of their minds, absolutely owning right now in game one.
Yeah, they're rising to the occasion. Raikou getting topped off. Chaz still struggling with his mana. Like you said, Sid, it could easily come down to a mana game in this matchup.
That could be it!
Ahead, full fear on Chaz. Raikou, he has the Cold Snap Ice Barrier. That might be enough to keep him alive, but he's forced into his second ice block. This is a big lead for Wildcard Gaming.
I think Method Black are regretting giving Wildcard Gaming so much practice. This composition is tearing in. They have every single advantage at this point in time. Raikou is stunned up. Big damage coming in from Blizzo. Chaz and a Polymer put on diminishing return. Looney now finally caught in crowd control by Raikou. Maro needs to be careful. He's going to activate Temporal Shield. He's absorbing all of these hits and going to heal it back, but not too much, unfortunately. Life Cocoon from Looney stabilizing him. Raikou's the one who's in trouble. He's desperate. He's spamming out Polymorphs. He's trying to slow down the game for Chaz to recover. We may see a swap to Waz as well. Chaz is interrupted. This could be the end of game one if they aren't careful. Paralysis to follow up. Looney's in position. No leg sweep available, unfortunately. Stormbolt is, though. Blizzo with the hard carry in game one if he's able to finish this. Dragon's Breath for 1 second, but 1 second may just be exactly what they need. Raikou holds on by a thread at 1% once again. Wildcard Gaming in the driver's seat.
Complete panic mode for Method Black, but Raikou does manage to hold on, and now they're getting aggressive. Full kidney shot on Looney. Can they take him down? Do they have the damage? Raikou wasn't exactly in position to get out optimal damage there, so Looney with the Transcendence will be able to portal behind the pillar and keep himself alive. But now, once again, it's Wildcard Gaming looking to get aggressive on Raikou.
Huge hit onto Raikou, even through the Iron Bark. Maro's Greater Pyroblasts are devastating, looking for another here. Is Waz going to disrupt it? Maro blinks in. Raikou line of sights. Blizzo continuing to march forward. Chaz is crowd controlled. Do they have further crowd control? They need a Stormbolt at this moment in time. If they want to push for the kill, doesn't look like they have it, unfortunately. Now Looney's in a Polymorph. Blizzo gets a double fear disarm combo. Blizzo has shut down after shutdown after shutdown in this matchup against Method Black. He is a one-man warrior army on a mission.
Yeah, and he's been doing a great job so far. Raikou does get topped off. He has Icy Veins rolling, but there's just not too much damage. Chaz goes for a Cyclone onto Maro. They need to get some crowd control onto Looney. It is the Life Cocoon. Full kidney shot lands, but Maro should be completely fine in this situation. The only way he goes down here is if they get the crowd control they need onto Looney. Interrupt on Chaz. Nicely done by Maro. Big damage from Wildcard Gaming. Raikou, can he hold on? He's trying to line of sight. Looney pushes in. Beautiful leg sweep into Ring of Peace. Now Raikou, he's still on the run. He's holding on to 10% health. Paralysis on Chaz. Wildcard Gaming, they extend the crowd control chain, but it looks like Raikou will manage to hold on.
It's going to cost Chaz a ton of mana, of which he has basically none remaining. Another counterspell. Morrow with perfect offense. Blizzo gets blinded, but Morrow doesn't need his help. Morrow closes it out in game 1.
This is one of the reasons, Evan, Method Black going to try to even the scale.
Well, in the grand finals, these teams are going to be tested to their absolute depths in terms of composition and strategy diversity. Method Black now switching to a Spellcaster Cleave. Wildcard Gaming swapping over to a melee Cleave. Wildcard Gaming, they are going to have a difficult time in this particular matchup as they will have to overextend, exposing themselves to the Spellcaster damage of Method Black. Swapsy Demonic Gatewaying away to safety. Blizzo being fired down at the moment, tanking the hit with Iron Bark to continue the pressure onto Swapsy. Zeepai making his way over onto target. It's the first time we will see on the BlizzCon stage Method Black running this Mage Warlock Druid. They've said that they think it's the best composition in the game, so with that in mind, they should be able to win, but if they can't, then what does it mean?
It means that they're down 0-2 in the BlizzCon finals, and that is not a situation you really want to be in. And then they need to figure something else out when that does happen, but we'll have to see. I feel like for Method Black, like we kind of talked about, this is a really good composition for them. The Spellcaster Cleave, the Mage, and the Warlock are going to provide a lot of range damage. They're going to be able to overextend Blizzo and Zeepai on the Death Knight and the Windwalker Monk in this game. But this is one of those matchups that could take a little while. We might have to get into dampening. It's going to be a lot about mana for Chaz and Looney. Which one of them can escape, go for drinks consistently in the matchup, and I think the Druid that can do a better job of that, and the team that can do a better job of shutting that down, is going to pull out ahead.
One big difference I'm seeing right now is that Swapsy is not running the Demonic Circle. We saw Chanimal running that earlier on to be able to find victory against melee Cleaves. This means that Swapsy will not be able to escape to safety should Wildcard Gaming begin to overwhelm him, and that one difference may actually cost Method Black the match. Another thing that comes into mind is how aggressive is Chaz comparatively to that of Cubsy? Is he going to be going into stealth and landing a lot of stuns for his team? We saw Cubsy just running in against Aztech, carrying with pressure. Blizzo right now being owned by Raikou at the moment. Huge pressure. Looney gonna Iron Bark and hope that that's enough. It may not. There's the stun from Chaz. Beautiful re-engagement on Blizzo, and I'm not sure who's more dangerous. I mean, typically you don't want to leave the Destruction Warlock open because he's going to cast Chaos Bolt and do a ton of damage, but Raikou is also looking pretty threatening.
Yeah, Raikou's sitting in a polymorph right now. That's one of the things. Zeepai with that Dark Simulacrum is going to be able to steal really important spells. If he can take a polymorph or a Cyclone from Chaz and Raikou, then he can use that to get additional crowd control and get his team some pressure. So later on it's going to be really scary. Blizzo now taking quite a bit of damage as Chaz moves forward, manages to land a stun onto Blizzo. Raikou gets shut down with that paralysis, but still Blizzo at around 50% health and a little bit of danger. Looney needs to top him off quickly. Fortifying Brew comes in. That's going to make him durable, and Wildcard Gaming is going to be able to hold on.
All right, Blizzo feared away. Looney interrupted. He can't dispel crowd control. His entire team is locked down at the moment. Bash to follow up. Chaz and Raikou both casting crowd control. Hibernate will be secured. Blizzo may need to look to retreat away to safety in the near future if this continues. Another polymorph has been found. No Cyclone attempt. Looney looks to make his getaway. Iron Barking Blizzo and making him a lot more durable in this position to push for a counterattack on Swapsy. But no crowd control on Chaz means that Swapsy should be sitting quite pretty. That Spring Blossoms build paying off here, adding a lot of extra heal over time effects to Swapsy from the Restoration Druid. Trying to take a quick look at mana. We're even at this point, only 3 minutes in.
Yeah, even mana for both these Druids. Actually, Chaz a little bit ahead right now, but I'd say pressure has been in favor of Wildcard Gaming. The consistent damage of that Windwalker Death Knight is going to add up really quickly on that Destruction Warlock as we get deeper and deeper into dampening. Right now, Raikou just trying to put out as much damage as he can. They actually make a swap over onto Looney. Chaz and Raikou just trying to solo him. He's getting lower. Can they take him down? He's got no bark skin. If they could have gotten this trinket there, that would have been big. I'm interested to see if Raikou and Chaz, is this a strategy they're going to keep up in this game? Or they're just going to keep going after Looney, allow basically Zeepai and Blizzo to go after Swapsy and kind of split their damage and really tax Looney's mana.
All right, Blizzo forced to trade Touch of Karma. Swapsy's Chaos Bolts shred through that. He's in trouble. Iron Bark active as well. Will it be enough? The damage right now from Method Black is insane. Looney looking to recover. It's going to cost him a lot of mana. Chaz is chasing Looney down in the back line, maybe looking for crowd control in the near future, but now he is feared away. Swapsy Paralysis trying to stall and get back on target. We see a split damage strategy here initiated. Zeepai is attacking Raikou. Blizzo is attacking Swapsy. It's an interesting play. This can run a Restoration Druid out of mana quite quickly if they get decent uptime. Healing 2 targets is very expensive. Also putting the Frost Death Knight onto the Frost Mage is going to limit his mobility, and this way they can disrupt both damage dealers, and this is a late game strategy by Wildcard Gaming. They're going to have to stay alive a long time to make it work, can they?
Yeah, double blinding sheet, nicely done there by ZPi, gripping in Chaz and getting that crowd control on both Raikou and Chaz at the same time, setting up his team. Swapsy rotting down a little bit low, good consistent pressure throughout the game by Blizzo. And I think for ZPi and Blizzo, it's going to be putting out as much damage as possible. It's going to be all about putting out as much damage as possible. Looney now into a little bit of crowd control. Double Shadow Fury is going to be landing there by Swapsy, but they're not able to find the damage just yet. Dampening has just kicked in.
All right, Looney is absolutely full mana here as Dampening kicks in. This is looking great for Wildcard Gaming. Can they potentially 4-0 Method Black? It would be absolutely insane coming off the back of defeating Cloud9 not once but twice in this tournament, and then maybe taking Method Black in a clean sweep. It's not looking good right now for Method Black overall if they can't prevent Looney from drinking in the near future. I was talking to Looney, and he feels the only way that Mage Warlock Druid wins this is by running him in this position on the Restoration Druid out of mana. Right now he's got full. That condition is not available. Polymorph has been landed onto Chaz, stolen earlier on. That could be devastating. It got his Gladiator's Medallion. If ZPi can sneak away with another Polymorph, he may sneak away with game 2.
Yeah, it is scary though. As Dampening gets higher and higher, the Destruction Warlock is basically a punching bag in this matchup. He's going to be taking a lot of damage from Blizzo, from ZPi. And if they have a really high amount of uptime, it's going to be unhealable damage. Stun over onto Chaz, Raikou, Swapsy both taking a decent amount of damage. Raikou basically in panic mode, trying to Polymorph up ZPi and stop a lot of the incoming damage in this matchup so far. I mean, right now, Chaz's mana is not doing great. If Looney can keep pushing forward, you can see Looney right now on the map. He's actually chasing down Chaz, and it's going to be a little bit of a mind game between these two Druids, denying the drinks, trying to keep their mana up, as I really feel like inevitably that's what it's going to come down to.
All right, Blizzo is out in midfield while the Infernals have landed. Swapsy is going to be a big threat right now. They need to stop Chaos Bolt at all costs. Swapsy sneaks in a fear on Looney, unfortunately breaking prematurely. Is not going to allow their team to really capitalize. Looney's jumping over to deny Chaz from drinking. Raikou is being pressured. The split strategy could work out. Potentially the Mage Warlock Druid not going to work for Method Black. And then moving into game 3, what do they throw at them?
I'm not sure. That really is a question for Method Black. We'll have to see what they can come up with, but I feel like this option should work. But so far, Wildcard Gaming's dealing with it really nicely. This is a great pick by them. Keep in mind, this was Method Black's map pick. Wildcard Gaming going with that Windwalker Death Knight. Method Black trying to counter them with the Mage Warlock Druid, but unfortunately not able to find victory just yet. 13% dampening. Blizzo so far has been the target, but as that healing reduction goes up in the match, ZPi on that Death Knight is going to become more and more of a target, and it's really difficult for him to get away late game. So both Swapsy and ZPi will be very vulnerable as that dampening number goes up and up.
And let's not forget that this is probably one of the best maps for Method Black, and you can only play a map once in this best of 7 series. If they throw away one of their best, it's really only Toveron left, and then they don't have any. Blizzo in trouble, may need to contemplate kiting away, but instead just trading defensive cooldowns to stay aggressive and stay in the fight. Chaz has been trying to drink amongst all of this pressure and chaos, but Looney has been on his tail the entire time, denying it, and Dampening will go nowhere but up. The damage of Wildcard Gaming will remain the same, and at some point, Chaz is going to be overwhelmed if they don't get something going soon.
Yeah, they really need to figure it out. Swapsy's still low, 60% health. Blizzo on that Windwalker Monk. He is running the Tiger Eye Brew Honor talent, which gives him a big burst of damage against high armor targets. And guess what? Destruction Warlock is a very high armor target, so if he can get that ability rolling, he can do a lot of pressure, and that's what we're going to be looking to see. Full Polymorph secured onto Looney. Nicely done by Raikou. Blizzo's just going to be line of sighting right now, trying to avoid as much damage as possible, and that's the thing for ZPi and Blizzo. If they run and hide for too long, all of a sudden Raikou and Swapsy, they get really comfortable pushing in, and if they can keep ZPi and Blizzo pinned down at the pillar, that is the winning strategy for Method Black. All
right, Chaz has been going back and forth on these pillars, and Looney has had to chase him, but while he's chasing him, his teammates have been crowd controlled and taking a beating. Even though Chaz isn't regenerating mana, he's occupying Looney's time and allowing potentially a kill for Method Black in the near future. Polymorph onto Chaz. Once again, ZPi MVP. Dark Sims in this game number 2. A couple more of those, they could close it out. A fear now stolen. Insane plays by ZPi. Game-winning crowd control potentially. Blizzo going to respect the situation and abandon the mission as Icy Veins is active. That's going to allow Raikou a huge amount of damage. ZPi as well respecting it, ducking for cover, waiting for that cooldown to fade before pushing forward. Blizzo now charging to deny Chaz's drink. Looney looking like he wants to find his own, but Blizzo could be in trouble the longer he spends drinking.
Yeah, and Chaz actually did manage to recover some mana, and this is the strategy I was talking about. If Raikou and Swapsy can keep Blizzo and ZPi at the pillar, that's the game-winning strategy. Swapsy, though, he's caught in a stun. ZPi and Blizzo, they're looking to push in 27% dampening, 27% healing reduction for all of these players. as this game will inevitably end because of that dampening going higher and higher. Chaz and Looney even on mana at this point in the game. Which one of them is going to be able to sneak away and drink? That really is the question.
Anti-magic zone from WMChi, going to be protecting both him and Blizzo from Swapsy's Dark Soul. As we see the Demonic Gateway utilized, Swapsy looking to escape to safety, but whoa, that was a big Chaos Bolt.
He's feared.
Blizzo feared away, he can't touch a Karma. He barely gets it off before being stunned. Such a close call in game number 2. Method Black almost closed it out, but you know what they've managed to do? They've managed to get a mana lead, and that's the main win condition for them. If Looney is unable to find a drink and regenerate that, Method Black now have the advantage.
Yeah, but Blizzo needs to be very careful. There is no defensive cooldowns left for quite some time, so he's going to have to play out of line of sight like we see now, but if he plays out of line of sight for too long, WMChi all of a sudden is a great target. Swapsy lands a Chaos Bolt. Raikou, they've managed to deflect Wildcard Gaming, keep them back at the pillar. Chaz sits down for a drink, and things are looking great for Method Black.
This is great. They have every cooldown. They have full mana. Method Black have suddenly turned this game on its head, and it's looking like their match to win. And we might be going to a tied game unless Blizzo can pull off a miracle with this Touch of Death. Still opportunity with that powerful offensive cooldown, but this split damage strategy to run Chaz out of mana has now backfired because of that drink. Looney is almost tapped. Innervate is buying him a few seconds of free healing, but even still, they need to push for a kill with nothing but raw pressure because I don't think they're going to run Chaz out of mana a second time.
I don't think so. Paralysis over onto Raikou. Swapsy's still in some trouble, but he's trying to counter pressure Blizzo and does manage to get him away, and that gives Chaz an opportunity to actually top him off. 37% dampening at this point in the game, and this is where things start spiraling out of control for both of these healers. They're not going to have the time to actually sneak away and recover their mana, but for Chaz, that doesn't really matter. His mana's in such a good position at this spot. WMChi now is going to be a great target for Raikou to just cast those Frost Bolts, and I don't know if WMChi is going to be able to recover. They shred through the anti-magic shell very quickly. He's getting low. Is there any opportunity for Looney to top him off? His mana's low. Infernal's dropped down. Method Black looking to close out the game. Interrupt on Looney. WMChi's on the run. He's trying to get behind the pillar. Does manage to do so. He's going to be healing with Death Strike off of that Infernal. But now, Wildcard Gaming, they're going to be playing scared. Yeah, I mean, at 41% dampening, Death Strike not doing too much for WMChi. Looney with limited mana. They need to overwhelm Swapsy soon, but he's got so many options to survive. Method Black currently have Wildcard Gaming in a checkmate position, unless they can pull off a miracle, and it's going to be off the Blizzo's back with Touch of Death. When is he going to pull the trigger on it? Is he going to be able to before the match is over? And WMChi is overwhelmed. He's isolated in midfield. Raikou is teeing off. Huge pressure. Anti-magic zone dropped. And now WMChi is going to take a moment to pause, but they may need to run away. They're going after Chaz at the pillar to try and benefit both from its line of sight as well as get some damage on the healer, but Chaz immediately recognizing that and avoiding the fight. Raikou is relentless, pushing forward. Looking at the cooldown situation, Dark Soul available that can amplify Swapsy's damage quite a lot. Looney jumping to his team here at the pillar. They're desperate. They're going after Raikou. They're hitting whatever they can, but Raikou has more than enough options to survive, and right now they're just withering down to the pressure of Method Black. 2 members at 50% health. No mana remains for Looney. Basically no options remain. What are they going to do? Method Black has Wildcard Gaming in a chokehold. Looney gets interrupted. Blizzo 50% health. WMChi 50% health. And if WMChi and Blizzo were just running away the entire game, there's no way they can turn the momentum of this game. They grip in Swapsy. Can they find any damage? Raikou blinks in to back him up. Can they get the damage rolling? WMChi just on the run. Anti-magic shell not available for another 35 seconds. If Raikou can find any damage, they will be able to tie up this series, Sid.
Pillar of Frost has been popped. WMChi needs to get significant cooldowns with this. He only manages to get Ironbark. They can't afford to attack into Thorns. They're going to retreat away. That redirected damage surely would take them out. But Raikou's on the opposite side of the pillar, ready and waiting with a frozen orb. Swapsy's on the other side. They're cornered. There's no safe place to go. They're just taking nothing but free damage at this point. Looney, though, is trying to drink. He didn't get any mana. Chaz finds him in the corner and denies it. Now Chaos Bolts are flying in onto WMChi. He grips to deny the follow-up. Blizzo goes for a desperate Fist of Fury to try and scare Swapsy away, but he is not going to be scared away that easily, standing in the face of his opponents here for what could be the final seconds of match number 2.
Yeah, but Blizzo and WMChi, they might be able to take down Swapsy at this point in the game. A Destruction Warlock is no longer very durable, and this is the Touch of Death. Wildcard Gaming, they have an opportunity. Can they take down Swapsy? WMChi, unfortunately, has to run. Raikou trying to protect his Warlock, trying to protect Swapsy. Chaz in a great position. Luna gets interrupted once again. Method Black just needs to find a little bit more damage to close out this game. They have to be careful, though.
Oh,
Swapsy,
no.
This is the Inferno's big damage. WMChi's getting low. Big Death Strike, anti-magic zone, but the longer they hide and run in this,
Swapsy,
the better it's looking. But Swapsy's getting swapped to. Lots of damage. Mortal Coil, can it deny Sid? I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on.
It's a race to the finish here. Who is going to fall first? Swapsy has nothing. He gets the demonic
demonic gateway. He abandons it, goes for the Chaos Bolt, could snipe the kill. Z-Pipe barely stays alive. Looney has no mana. Raikou moving in to close it out here. Frozen Orb on the entire team. Triple threat damage from Raikou. Z-Pipe just refusing to die at this point, but at 60% dampening, I don't think he can make it much longer. They're all in so much trouble. Chaz is moving in. Chaz is the one who's going to be able to close this out in cat form, finding the kill for his team, and tying it up 1-1.
Chaz just not gonna risk anything in this best of 7, and now it's time to kick it off. One of these teams will pull ahead in our best of 7. Method Black versus Wildcard Gaming.
I'm really excited to see how this one plays out. Z-Pi on the Elemental Shaman, something we haven't seen at BlizzCon yet, and I am just so excited to see how he plays because, in my opinion, he is one of the best Elemental Shamans to ever play this game.
He is the best Elemental Shaman in my mind at the moment. Obviously, Swapsy known for it, but I'm not sure if he's kept it up the same way that Z-Pi has. Now getting to showcase his main on the BlizzCon Grand Final. Every player in this in particular being able to show off their best. Tied up 1-1. Game 7 potentially on the line here between these guys. You couldn't ask for a better final, honestly. Chaz crowd controlled by Looney, who's going to be the target for Wildcard Gaming. They're actually going after Chaz. An interesting decision as the spellcaster Cleave. We see the strategies have flipped. Method Black are now running a melee Cleave composition. They will need to get up into the face of their opponents. They'll be on the clock against the spellcasters of Wildcard Gaming.
Yeah, and it really just shows how versatile both of these rosters are. Method Black picking this composition on the smaller map. And keep in mind, Marl with the Frost Death Knight and Assassination Rogue just training him down the entire game. They're going to be able to limit what he does quite a bit. That Delirium Heartstop aura from Swapsy, the consistent interrupts from Mind Freeze and Kick and Kidney Shot make it really difficult to find for Marl to find these setups. But if there's any Fire Mage in the game that could get control of these two melee and try to find a win opportunity, I think it would be Marl.
All right, Waz being destroyed right now at the moment. Chaz getting lightning lassoed, another swap. 2 members low on health. As these are compositions we have not seen go head-to-head on the tournament stage ever. This is the first time and potentially going to cause a lot of chaos amongst all of the players to try and figure out what the best options actually are. At the moment, it's a little bit too close to call. Potentially a slight lead for Wildcard Gaming at this point in time. Waz's feint has now faded. Chaz is interrupted, but a grip into double blinding sheet from Swapsy is setting up the team well here on Morrow. Morrow knows that he is the focus point. He's going to Temporal Shield and deny the kill there. Lightning Lasso Paralysis combo. Waz being isolated. Swapsy, though, going to back him up with this anti-magic zone.
Yeah, Greater Power Blast, Lightning Lasso. Good combo there by Wildcard Gaming. Waz was in a little bit of trouble. Anti-magic zone. Swapsy is the only thing to keep him alive, but Waz getting low. This could be danger time. Big damage here from Wildcard Gaming. Waz forced to use the Cloak of Shadows. What a nightmare situation. Method Black, they have to stabilize here. Waz doesn't have a single defensive cooldown left.
Leaving the Elemental Shaman open, and at any point, Earthshock could potentially just close this match out. Waz now has no immediate response. Dragon's Breath on Chaz. Lightning Lasso dealing huge pressure. Chaz blocks with Iron Bark. Greater Pyroblast being channeled in the backline. Swapsy doing his best to disrupt these Greater Pyroblasts of Morrow. Now Chaz choosing to Cyclone it. A very important spell to stop. Method Black have abandoned the Mage Morrow as the target, realizing that Z-Pi may be a bigger threat.
Yeah, but that being said, if you leave Morrow open for too long, especially with the Greater Pyroblast, he's going to be able to put out a lot of damage. And that's the thing about these spellcaster Cleaves. You go after Z-Pi, you free up Morrow. If you go after Morrow, you free up Z-Pi. There really is not a great option. You could try to go for a split strategy, but I think Looney on the Mistweaver Monk would be able to deal with that quite easily.
All right, triple crowd control here for Wildcard Gaming. Waz on the run, looking to avoid a near-death experience. Triple blind by Swapsy, stalling out that push entirely. Nice chill streak combo as well, maxing out that damage. Chaz looks like he may be trying to drink. That certainly will be one main win condition for the team of Wildcard Gaming, but a Flame Strike is going to snipe Chaz and deny that regeneration. Morrow trying to Polymorph Swapsy and stall the game, but interrupted now by Waz. Ring of Peace to try and protect, but Swapsy can go through that knockback effect. Waz playing close to the fence, realizing with no Cloak of Shadows for 35 seconds, he could be taken out. But now pushing forward with Iron Bark. Life Cocoon from Looney in response. Cycloned by Chaz. Well done there, denying some of the recovery, although I don't think it is going to cost too much. Z-Pi now stunned up. Chaz navigating over to the fence as well. Looney moving in for the leg sweep. Who is going to be the target? Actually not available. Maybe Looney making that push a couple seconds too soon. Chaz's mana is not looking good. Wildcard Gaming simply need to stay on top of Chaz, deny drinks, and keep up the pressure.
Yeah, Looney's at 100% mana at this point of the game. Combustion gets ripped out. Swapsy denies it with the anti-magic zone. Kitty shot now and tomorrow. As you can see, Method Black, they're looking to get aggressive, but mana is just such an important part of this match. We're 30 seconds away from dampening. Looney completely topped off. There's been such limited pressure here by Method Black. Chaz mana isn't doing too great, and it's going to be really difficult on this map to actually sneak away, get out of combat, and recover your mana, especially if Looney is on point with chasing down Chaz, which he has been so far.
I think that Heartstop aura from Swapsy with an Assassination Rogue on a Mage was their main point for win conditions, but I think they forgot that there's an Elemental Shaman that they're going to leave open, dealing tons of damage, and now the strategy isn't working. They're going after Chaz, they're mixing it up. He is going to be able to recover around the corner. Swapsy gunning forward with that Pillar of Frost. Greater Pyroblast being channeled. Swapsy denying that. Swapsy is going to be on denial duty to shut down Maro left and right. Looney moves over, seeing Chaz in stealth. Chaz is trying to sneak away from the fight and drink. Will he be able to? This map is so small, there's nowhere for him to go. Waz is taking a punishment at the moment. He is not able to find a drink. And slowly but surely, Wildcard Gaming continue their lead.
Yeah, Wildcard Gaming, they're just on point. Anytime Chaz tries to sneak away, they get out big damage, forcing Chaz to come back and actually heal. While Shadow steps over on tomorrow. Beautiful Ring of Peace there, dropped out by Looney. Nicely done. We are all tied up in the grand finals. Method Black 1 point, Wildcard Gaming 1 point. This is such an important game. If Method Black can win this game, all of a sudden they've swung. This is a swing match. If they can swing the map picks in their favor, it will be big. Wildcard Gaming, they consistently pick up their picks. Maro getting low. Temporal Shield does trade out. Is that going to keep him alive? Big damage here from Swapsy and Waz, but it does get denied there by the Life Cocoon.
Look at Looney's mana. It's maxed out. Chaz is almost completely tapped. If they can just keep this going a tad bit longer, they're going to be able to mix it up and basically hit whoever they want on Method Black and take them out deeper into dampening. Waz getting lightning bolted down by Zeepai, setting up a lot of Maelstrom for potentially a gigantic Earthshock. Double blind by Swapsy. Swapsy being an MVP at the moment for disruption and damage. Really carrying the team at this point in time. Looney's going to Trinket blind, but gets silenced on the Trinket. Excellent play by Waz. He's looking to set up the kick. Great crowd control. He's looking to try and stay on target, but a little bit reluctant to overextend. Now a kidney shot. Waz single-handedly taking this game into his own hands.
Yeah, do they have the damage to force out the ice block? That's the question. Looney has all the mana in the world, but if he doesn't have the free time, he's not going to be able to top him off. Does manage to find the enveloping miss with the soothing miss. Big Mistweaver heals, Temporal Shield trades as well. Now Lightning Lasso over onto Chaz. Wildcard Gaming looking to make a big swap. Swapsy shuts it down with the anti-magic zone. Waz in the meantime in a lot of trouble as well. Forced to trade out as every man for himself. He has the Cloak of Shadows. If he has to trade that out right now, this is going to be a disaster. Method Black actually reversing the pressure.
Now we see Looney interrupted again by Waz. Waz really wants this despite being so far behind. He's trying to pull it back for his team. Vendetta is rolling. Looney's going to respect that with Life Cocoon. Waz now on the run. He can't stay out for much longer. Zeepai is just turning him down. Cloak of Shadows trades out, but that is the most important cooldown for Waz to stay alive. He's not going to see it again for another 2 minutes. 2 minutes is a long time against Wildcard Gaming at 16% dampening.
Especially when Chaz has no mana left whatsoever. How can he keep his team alive? Maro with the Kleptomania Spellsteal. Zeepai with the Purges. This is a nightmare for a Restoration Druid to deal with. He needs to somehow get away. Method Black, they need to find pressure. Swapsy and Waz, they need to set up a condition where Chaz has an opportunity to sneak away. They need to find pressure on either Maro or Zeepai, really force Wildcard Gaming defensive. If they cannot do that, I feel like Chaz is never going to be able to recover his mana.
All right, Chaz chilling in bear form at the moment, waiting for his mana to regenerate, but cross crowd control could close this out. Waz pre-feints the Lightning Lasso. The only reason he's even alive right now, dropping Smokebomb to avoid, but gets Ring of Peace out of it. He's hiding on the edge of the Smokebomb to avoid Zeepai's casted spells. Excellent play by Waz. If he did not pre-feint that stun, he would easily be dead right now, doing everything in his power to keep his team alive in game 3.
Yeah, 21% dampening. Maro pushes forward with the Meteor. Zeepai chasing him. Waz shadow steps away. Evasive maneuvers. He has the Vanish. He might need to use it. Vanish comes out. He gets Dragon's Breath. This is so scary for Method Black. Wildcard Gaming, they want to make that final push. Waz behind the pillar with Chaz. Chaz has an opportunity to top him off. He needs to find some heals. Does manage to do so, and now Waz can finally try to get some damage rolling. Lightning Lasso coming in from Zeepai. Wildcard Gaming really all over the place at this point in the game. All three members of Method Black are going to be in a little bit of trouble.
All right, Looney's still maxed on mana. Chaz is basically nothing left. Double blind from Swapsy. How are they going to set up off the back of this? Waz is on the run. He can't capitalize at all. They're just trying to pause the game out. Double leg sweep could close it out. No Cloak of Shadows for 15, but Swapsy is there. Ring of Peace knocking Waz out of its defense. He's going to be exposed. He's on the run out of line of sight. He's not going to be able to walk back in anytime soon. Chaz Chaz is now taking some punishment from ZPi, stunned away by Waz. Waz trying to support. All three members of Method Black really participating into their ability to survive this long, despite having absolutely nothing left. Cloak of Shadows just comes off cooldown. He may need to Trias to press it as soon as it comes off cooldown. Method Black, man, they are on the ropes.
Yeah, Maro's been landing really good interrupts today. Manages to land one on Chaz, that counterspell, and now Waz, there's no way he gets topped off. I mean, look at Chaz's mana. He's completely running on empty. Somehow he's managed to keep his team alive at 30% dampening. Waz and Swapsy with evasive maneuvers, good cooldown rotation, but I really feel like they're running out of time, and they're running out of time quick.
All right, can Method Black get anything done here? I'm trying to look for the openings. In all in on Looney? I mean, there's still an ice block. Maybe the Elemental Shaman. Beautiful crowd control, at least right now, by Method Black. They get follow-up. This is the best opportunity they've got really all game to try and push for a significant cooldown. Maybe a kill if they can continue it. The chain has been dropped. Looney is now healing. ZPi is likely to recover. Now Chaz is in crowd control. Waz is taking a beating. Meteor coming in. Waz ducks for cover around the corner. ZPi pushes in to close it. Maro's on the other side. Waz has nowhere to run. With two spellcasters on either side, what are his options? He is just going to hide away. Swapsy now getting turreted down as he tries to push forward and carry the team. He's not going to be able to spend too much time in the midfield at 34% healing reduction. He's trying to do his best now, using the pillar off to the side. Maro stunned up, but he pre-temporals. That's going to absorb a lot of damage here during the stun. Heal him back up. Looney should be able to recover him. Wildcard Gaming needs to look to set up another push as soon as possible. Cloak of Shadows comes up at 37. Even though Chaz has been out of mana this entire time, if nobody does, I'm wondering if they can actually pull off with pressure on ZPi despite that.
Yeah, I mean, ZPi's getting low. There's a bash on Looney. Can Method Black turn this around? Life Cocoon trades out, but there's not too much left for ZPi. And at 37% dampening, Looney's going to really start struggling. Somehow Chaz has just been regenerating mana, keeping his team up. Now actually going down for a drink. This is the exact situation that he needs. If he did recover his mana a little bit, this is going to be big. But I think if Wildcard Gaming, they start going after Swapsy, it's going to be a much better target than Waz.
ZPi's trying to find Chaz and stop it. They stop the drink. No mana regenerated there. And now the dampening is at 40%. They actually sap Looney while he was trying to find it. Beautifully done there by Waz. That could be game-breaking if they can get the Astral Shift here without Vendetta. That cooldown is going to be the game-winning cooldown, I believe, for Method Black. If they can find the opportunity, do they have enough damage to do it? They may just outright win the game without it. ZPi's in trouble. They swap to Chaz. Swapsy protects him again with the anti-magic zone. But Stormkeeper's available. ZPi's channeling that. He's going to get 2 instant cast lightning bolts and a ton of Maelstrom for a big Earthshock in a second. Swapsy's in a lot of trouble. Anti-magic shield gets shredded. Greater Pyroblast in the back line. Chaz stops it for now, but another is being channeled. Maro looking for a second. He blinks out of line side of the clone. Going for another. Gets gripped. If Maro gets this Greater Pyro, it's going to be the end of the game. Lightning Lasso channeled. Greater Pyro disrupted again. At all costs, they have to deny Maro.
Yeah, they definitely need to. He's looking for the Polymorph. Now looking for the Greater Pyroblast. Can he land it? Swapsy realizing there's no more interrupts. He had to get out of line of sight. Nicely done by Method Black, but Swapsy, can he get topped off? That is the question. Chaz has a little bit of mana. Maro gets blinded up, I believe, but it actually broke. Looney in this spot doesn't have much mana left, and at this point in dampening, both healers are going to struggle immensely, and ZPi is actually going to be a great target. If Watson and Swapsy can keep their uptime, I think ZPi could easily fall.
They grip ZPi out of range. He's going to Thunderstorm Swapsy, try and buy a moment for Looney to breathe, but Looney has expended that entire mana bar lead at this point, and it's still anyone's match in game number 3. Lightning Lasso gets disrupted by Swapsy. Great denial. Waz trades Cloak to go for the kill. Astral Shift is the only thing blocking it for now. 5 more seconds, 4 more seconds. Now Waz in trouble. Swapsy tearing in. Chaz stunned up. Ironbark is faded. Waz gets concentrated flame. ZPi is still low. They ring a piece. Waz back into line of sight to close it out. And good night, Waz. Wildcard Gaming take game 3.
What a finish every single game. We end up in these scenarios, and also we end up very late in dampening. These games are definitely going to go the distance, and these are the 2 teams that can manage to get to these late portions of the game.
And I mean, that was the swing match for Method Black. That is a massive win for Wildcard Gaming. So in this situation,
here we go. This is Method Black's best map, Tolvaron Arena. And in this best of 7, you will not see the same map twice. They cannot afford to lose on their home turf.
yeah, this is a really crucial game for Method Black. They don't want to be down 3-1. They have to tie up this series, and they have set themselves up very nicely to do so. The Rogue Mage Druid, like Zico said, is their bread and butter composition. We'll have to see how it plays out. For Wildcard Gaming, they're needing to find some damage onto Raikou, maybe making swaps over onto Waz, potentially even Chaz if he gets too aggressive.
Beautiful shutdown by Blizzo. Not only playing that warrior at a top level as well with that Windwalker. Looney counterspelled. Raikou trying to capitalize on this moment to push forward for some pressure on Blizzo, but not nearly enough damage to do so. Raikou taking some pain at the moment. Chaz trying to pause that out with Iron Bark and able to recover. Innervate timing perfect here. Chaz is getting free regrowth and can easily heal through this first attack for free.
Yeah, for Raikou in this match, it's all about survival. Just try to control Zeepai, control Blizzo as much as you can in the game. Use the Pet Freeze, the Ice Nova to deny mobility, try to create space, and actually we can see Method Black, they're going after Looney in this match. If we allow Chaz and Raikou to just get control of Blizzo, get control of Zeepai in this match, and you have an assassination rogue like Waz just train down Looney, it's definitely a nice strategy.
Waz is trying to kill Looney at the moment. He's going to get denied by Zeepai with that Asphyxiate stun and Chains of Ice. Looney will easily recover. Looks like Looney's repositioning across the map. Chaz sitting down for a drink. Blizzo in trouble. Looney going to protect him at the moment with Iron Bark. Waz immediately switching to Looney. Now earlier on, pre-dampening. It seems like Method Black are trying to go for a surprise kill and hope that Wildcard Gaming make a mistake. This is why we see them switching targets so frequently. The other advantage to hitting 2 targets is that healing 2 targets is very expensive, so Looney should run out of mana faster, and if Method Black can keep this strategy up and stay on top of Looney to deny drinks, they can build that advantage moving on later into the game.
It's also a very safe strategy. If you don't have Waz on top of Raikou, you don't leave yourself susceptible to these double leg sweeps, and you just allow Raikou to really get control of the game. It's a great way, because for Method Black, I mean, unless they can take down Looney in a big surprise kill, it is going to require a little bit of dampening for them to actually take down Zeepai, barring some mistakes from Wildcard Gaming. So I like the strategy choice for Method Black. Just play it calm, cool, collective. Later on in the game, push when you do have that advantage.
Right, splitting is going to reduce damage, amplify damage, and build a mana advantage, but so far it's been difficult. Blizzo being single targeted down, focus fired. Iron Bark needs to be enough as Looney powers through the pressure to recover. Now retreating away and crossing the map to deny Chaz from drinking. Zeepai is sending his ghoulish undead army after him as well. They're going to need to stay on top of mana, as that is likely the main win condition for both teams. Chaz gets stunned up by Looney. Doesn't look like they have any further crowd control. 2 members are low on health. Chaz only has 1 Iron Bark. He's going to allocate that onto Raikou. Now Wildcard Gaming could make a swap to Waz. Pressure forward for an evasion as well. Shadow Step Kidney on the Fist of Fury. Beautifully done. Waz shuts down that situation entirely.
Yeah, Blizzo could be in some trouble. There's a Basher on Looney, a follow-up Cyclone. Blizzo now has to trade out not only his Diffused Magic, but his Touch of Karma. Now he's on the run. This is a great situation for Method Black. They got the crowd control nicely done there by Chaz, and they managed to get basically every defensive cooldown from Blizzo. If they can keep doing these setups, eventually Blizzo won't have an escape option.
Ring of Peace denying Waz's reconnect as Blizzo tries to retreat to safety while Looney regenerates mana. Now an advantage to Wildcard Gaming in that regard. Grip into double leg sweep. Beautiful offense here from Wildcard Gaming. All 3 members in crowd control and locked down. Temporal Shield ticking away, healing Raikou up and allowing himself to save the day throughout that crowd control chain from Wildcard Gaming.
Nicely done. Raikou taking a little bit of damage in this game. Finally, Zeepai and Blizzo able to get some uptime in the match, but Chaz is able to easily heal through it, and now there's a smoke bomb attempt. Fortifying Brew by Blizzo preemptively before the kidney shot. Nicely done. Vortex keeping him in the smoke bomb as well. Finally, a kidney shot lands. Nicely done by Waz. Waiting for the Fortifying Brew. Vendetta gets ripped out as well. Blizzo in a lot of trouble. Method Black looking to close out the game. Looney, is he going to be able to avoid crowd control? That is the question. If they don't get crowd control on Looney, I just don't see Blizzo falling down.
All right, Blizzo recovering from another attack. He has Touch of Death available. That bright red icon below Blizzo's health is going to increase his damage quite a lot when it starts to glow as he has activated it. When is Blizzo going to pull the trigger on that is the question. Chaz is crowd controlled. It would be a decent time right now, but it looks like he wants to hold on to it for a rainy day. We see the Frozen Orb placed down. Raikou looking to counterattack. 2 members being cleaved down. Maximum pressure with Blizzard potentially hitting multiple targets as well in the near future. And that has evened out the mana. Great counter pressure from Method Black to stay in it.
Yeah, definitely. Wildcard Gaming starting to build a little bit momentum. They do manage to get the Iron Bark from Chaz. If we look at mana, Chaz at around 65%. Looney very similar, so mana even for both these teams, and we are at 2% dampening at this point in the game. And For Method Black, they're going after Blizzo quite a bit in the early game, but once it gets 30-35% dampening, if we do get to that point, that's when Z5 becomes a real vulnerability for Wildcard Gaming.
Oh,
nice!
Beautifully done. Woz catches Looney drinking and saps him out of combat into a polymorph. Now, can they shred through the defense of Blizzo and find the kill because they've got the crowd control? Z-Pie is trying to deny it with anti-magic zone. It needs to be enough. Chaz gets stopped by Z-Pie. He's not able to cyclone again. Z-Pie shuts down that attempt entirely by himself. Now counter pressure onto Woz. Maybe it's not going to be enough. Blizzo on the run, gets Ice Nova. Raikou tries to snipe him. Barely holding on with that Expel Harm. Woz gets gripped back by Z-Pie. But Looney needs to get to Blizzo as soon as possible. He's doing his best to make his way there, but Raikou's making it difficult. Blizzo recovers. Clutch play by Blizzo.
Yeah, that was a really nice setup by Woz, landing that sap onto Looney, really setting up his team. Now you can see Chaz, he's sitting down for a drink. Is he going to go straight to full mana? Looney trying to deny him and does a good job, but Chaz did manage to recover some mana. And now Blizzo, still no defensive cooldowns. Good damage here from Method Black. They're really punishing Blizzo in this matchup. But Blizzo's been doing a great job managing his defensive cooldowns, kiting away, and that's going to be really key if he wants to survive in this matchup.
All right, Temporal Shield soaking up this damage, healing Raikou back to full. A Dark Sim polymorph, well done by Z-Pie. Unfortunately breaking there a bit early. It's not going to net them too much of significance. Mana is totally even. Method Black look to tie it up in game number 5. Can they manage to pull it off here and bring it forward? Best of 7 grand finals. BlizzCon champion title on the line in this series. An entire year's worth of work.
I feel like I've seen this series so many times throughout this year. These two teams are absolutely the best two teams in Europe, and they are showcasing it here in this series. Blizzo still taking some damage as Raikou and Woz still just tunneling down Blizzo, making sure he's caught in the stuns, really make him think twice before chasing Raikou into the open. There's a smoke bomb onto Blizzo. Are they going to be able to force out some defensive? Touch of Karma gets ripped out. Now Blizzo's going to be really vulnerable moving forward. Looney sitting in stealth, hasn't really been able to go for any shrinks, but at 15% dampening, these healers are going to start losing these opportunities to sneak away.
Slight lead now for Method Black in terms of mana, and that appears to be their main point for a win condition. Focus down Blizzo in the early game, pre-30% dampening, then later on they can switch to Z-Pie. That is something we have seen them initiate time and time again in this particular matchup. They're only a few minutes away from that main objective. Wildcard Gaming, they're the ones who need to get something done soon, but they're constantly on the defensive. Looney fully polymorphed. Blizzo alone. Woz looks to close it out. He's got nothing by himself. He needs support from the team. Z-Pie, though, is fortunately there with the anti-magic zone protecting him and keeping him alive throughout that endless crowd control seemingly on Looney.
Yeah, it's not over yet. Blizzo, he still hasn't managed to get away. Tries to go for the grapple weapon. He's trying to run. He's trying to hide. Looney, he needs to top him off. He needs to get the heals. Fist of Fury with that Turbo Fist is a 100% parry. He's using to avoid some damage from Woz. Now crossing the map. And this is exactly what Method Black wants. If they can keep Blizzo defensive in this matchup, just buy enough time to get into dampening, that's when Z-Pie is just inevitably going to fall over. Now they're finally finding damage, swapping targets onto Z-Pie. And Looney, he has to start really getting some heals rolling. Z-Pie could easily just go down. Do they have any crowd control on Looney? Chaz is trying to push forward and land it. In the meantime, Blizzo trying to solo down Chaz, trades out his Touch of Death, his most powerful offensive cooldown, not really netting too much.
Only getting the bark skin from Chaz, and I can't imagine they're going to get another chance to switch. Gladiator's Medallion, but he's so far away from the fight. As long as Chaz plays max distance, Looney tries to stop a drink, but while he's going across the field to stop it, Z-Pie is taking huge damage. He can't really afford to spend a lot of time searching for Chaz, and that means Chaz is going to get a further lead in terms of mana. Z-Pie has to trade anti-magic shield. Wildcard Gaming continue pushing forward onto Raikou, looking to get the first ice block as soon as possible, interrupting him. Now Raikou safely placed into midfield. Mana evening out between the teams as they're so evenly matched. Wildcard Gaming has struggled to find an answer for Method Black the entire year, and they're managing to potentially do it in the grand finals.
Yeah, Raikou in a little trouble. There's the Iron Bark that trades out, does keep Raikou alive. A little bit greedy, but manages to hold on to his ice block. Method Black, this is the moment in the game where they just have to go after Z-Pie. They need to keep him defensive, force him to use the Death Strikes, but in the meantime, Blizzo and Z-Pie, they're actually getting decent damage rolling onto Woz. Bash over onto Looney. Chaz is looking for the crowd control to close out the game. Z-Pie's low. Does he have any healing? Maledict lands. Woz and Raikou, they just need a little bit more damage.
He saps it!
The crowd control. He gets the sap onto Looney, but do they have the damage to take down Z-Pie? He has the anti-magic shell. He might be able to survive.
and Waz is spending all of his time crowd controlling. Raikou couldn't finish the job. Waz needs to do all of the heavy lifting here. Crowd control Looney now making his way back to ZPie, but there's defensive options. Looney can trinket blind, and despite that power play, potentially Waz just needed to get back into the fight. It seemed like he wanted to style on Looney, maybe blind the trinket, but he didn't spend enough time on target to deal enough damage to close it out. And now potentially falling behind on mana, and potentially an opening for Wildcard Gaming to take it and move to match point. Only 2 more wins for Wildcard Gaming to become a BlizzCon champion. Only 2 more wins for the greatest achievement in World of Warcraft PvP.
Yeah, 36% dampening. This is going to get so scary for both these Druids. A huge hit onto Raikou. They could start forcing out the ice blocks, and it could just be one after another. Chaz's mana isn't doing great. Looney actually has a mana lead. This is a great situation for Wildcard Gaming to be in, but they have to be careful because ZPie, he's so vulnerable. Once those Death Strikes don't heal,
beautiful,
he can just fall down, and this could be it. Smokebomb into a kidney shot. Raikou with the Icy Veins, massive damage coming in. A full polymorph stuck onto Looney. ZPie, how are you going to get out of this one? Anti-Magic Shell trades out. Does he have any healing? He just has to hold on a little bit longer, and I think he might be able to do it.
Blizzo stalls it. ZPie is cowering at the corner on the pillars. Looney and Blizzo are both crowd controlled. Waz is slowly marching to close this game out. Reconnecting. ZPie holds on. He held that Battlemaster in his back pocket to buy a little bit more time, but Looney just can't make it there. Is he going to stay alive? No! Method Black tie it up.
They are going to manage to make...
Stairs, you're going to line side your healer. We'll find out.
This series has been back and forth. It changes on this map. Finally, we are going to see one of these teams pull ahead and try to take down BlizzCon 2019.
All right, Blizzo intercepted by Waz, looking like the warrior as the main focus point here for Method Black, not the mage as would have been anticipated. Looney looks to counter engage though, catching a paralysis into leg sweep, setting up the team quite effectively. However, Morrow denied on further crowd control. Now Chaz looks to move over and probably get some crowd control of his own in the near future. Blizzo pushes him back. He's not able to find it. They're actually going after Chaz.
Yeah, a little bit of damage on Chaz. I don't know if it's going to net too much. Avatar pulled out by Blizzo, getting a little bit of damage, rolling a full blind onto Looney. He's playing Relentless, so there's no Gladiator's Medallion available, and it looks like Method Black, they're actually going to be going after Blizzo. Blind into Sap onto Looney. Can they get the die by the sword? Do they have the damage? Unfortunately, no. Looney does manage to find the Life Cocoon to stabilize Wildcard Gaming.
All right, Waz going to pull back for a moment, realizing that the kill is lost, as Life Cocoon is quite powerful from Looney. Looney repositioning, Morrow blinking over to try and go after Waz once again. Chaz in center bridge. When is he going to make the move? Double Dragon's Breath, Ring of Frost being casted here, trying to find it, gets denied unfortunately. Now Chaz looks to Cyclone. Cyclone on Morrow, Polymorph on Looney. This means that Blizzo is alone for a few seconds. What can he do while he is alone to stay alive? Spell Reflect, a good option, denying any damage from Raikou. Buying him a few seconds. Now Looney is out. He's going to land a double leg sweep, buying Blizzo an opportunity to counter aggress. Morrow secures a counter spell. Chaz can't heal for 2 more seconds. If Blizzo can stay on target, it could be devastating. They don't have any further crowd control, but Raikou is going to jump off the side of the bridge. Chaz Iron Barks, and Raikou stabilizes.
Yeah, it's going to be the Battle Masters, but that's a great trade for Combustion from Morrow. Raikou with beautiful defensive positioning. Wildcard Gaming, they wanted to get aggressive. Raikou realizing the situation, getting out of town, going down to the floor portion of the map, manages to avoid a lot of damage. Now he's going to have to reposition to get back on top. They need to get crowd control on Looney if they want to have hope to take down Blizzo at this point in the game.
All right, Blizzo hovering at 50% health and in a full stun. Are they going to go for a smoke bomb play? Not deciding to pull the trigger on that just yet. Waz Shadow stepping over to disrupt Morrow. Greater Pyroblast being channeled, now interrupted. Waz shuts it down. Raikou building up icicles for the next attack. Both teams taking a moment of pause here in the center bridge. Morrow sees Chaz drinking. He tries to blink to stop it. Raikou intercepts him with a polymorph of his own, but inevitably does get sniped with the Flame Strike. Intimidating Shout is landed. Do they have follow-up? They don't. Intimidating Shout not going to be enough on its own. Blizzo tries to buy more time with Stormbolt, but Morrow is not in position to polymorph. Which means the crowd control chain has been now disrupted. Chaz going to be jumping off the side of the bridge. I am wondering if Waz is going to follow him shortly after. Chaz doesn't want to get caught in that Ring of Frost, but now he's into paralysis. His mage is at very dangerously low health. Iron Ice block at 10%, and Raikou stays alive, but a close call. Chaz is repositioning there, going to cost a cooldown.
Yeah, what a scary moment for Raikou, and that's what happens when you kind of just sit in the face of Blizzo and Morrow. Eventually, they will be able to punish you. Morrow looking for a greater Pyroblast. Raikou with 1 ice block available. We're at around 3 minutes elapsed in the game. things are looking pretty good for Wildcard Gaming. For Method Black, we need to see crowd control on Looney. Unless their tactic is just stall till dampening and eventually take down Blizzo, they need to push in, land the polymorphs, land the cyclones like we see right now, and this is when they can get aggressive on Blizzo.
All right, Looney in a polymorph at the moment. Who's the target? Is it still Blizzo? Blizzo denies the kill with Spell Reflect. Warbanner down, disrupting it further. Raku is taking a beating. He's going to jump off the side of the bridge. Waz holds Blizzo at bay, snaring the whole team up and trying to allow time for Chaz to recover, but now Waz has been left behind. He is going to abandon the mission, jumping off the side of the bridge, but now Raikou pushed forward, maybe a little bit too prematurely. Blizzo is absolutely chopping him up. If Blizzo can stay on target, it could easily be the second ice block so early on.
Good positioning there by Chaz and Raikou. That was a scary moment. Blizzo getting low. Looney needs to find the heals. Does he have them? He does. Blizzo gets topped off. Nicely done by Wildcard Gaming. That was scary for Method Black, but with good positioning, they were able to recover in that situation. Now they need to continue this pressure onto Blizzo, try to even find just an interrupt onto Looney to start getting some pressure rolling.
All right, Blizzo stays alive. Close calls back and forth between these teams. So evenly matched in the grand finals. Game number 5, best of 7. Looney in a blind. This is a dangerous situation. How is Blizzo going to deal with it? Waz's polymorph. Looks like Blizzo doesn't have to do too much. Maro's doing all the work for him. Totally shutting down Method Black. Looney connects the life cocoon and Blizzo was stabilized. Now Method Black with a big mistake. They stack up for a triple leg sweep. It's a good opportunity for Wildcard Gaming, but Raikou equally so answers it with a temporal shield, taking 0 damage as a result. In that position there, any mistake could cost them their tournament lives. We have now hit the 5-minute mark, which means dampening is coming into an effect, reducing healing at a stacking margin. And as that gets higher, the damage doesn't go anywhere but up at the same time, which means this is going to be overwhelming, and on Blade's Edge Arena, it's going to be chaotic, as members can jump off the side of the bridge, but they'll jump off at the cost of the line of sight of their healers to try and stay alive.
Yep, full intimidating shout, but unfortunately Blizzo not able to really capitalize on that situation. Method Black looking to get aggressive, kidney shot on Blizzo, interrupt on Maro, polymorph on Looney, great crowd control. Blizzo, what are you going to do? Let's see if he can survive. Life Cocoon does ultimately land by Looney. Nicely done. That should keep Blizzo nice and healthy, but I just don't know if he has the heals. No interrupt available for Raikou for just a few more seconds, but Blizzo does manage to get topped off. Nicely done by Method Black. If we look at mana right now, there's actually a slight lead for Chaz, which is surprising.
All right, let's see if they can get something done here. Stunning Blizzo. Where's crowd control on Looney? They don't have it. He's just powering through. Grapple weapon. Denies damage from Waz. Raikou is polymorphed. He can't do any damage either. Great coordination there by Looney and Maro to shut down the attack of Method Black. Waz is retreating away, looking for a re-stealth, trying to benefit from the subterfuge, which allows him bonus damage on that Garrote. It's going to be huge pressure. Chaz stepping over to interrupt polymorph, but he can't stop Ring. Chaz is crowd controlled. Raiku's on the run. Blizzo wants to make it, but he can't. He's switching back to Waz, trying to catch him off guard. Waz going to jump off the side, but now Chaz is exposed up in center. He has to jump off. Great coordination there by Method Black, despite all of the chaos, totally shutting down that assault.
Yeah, the pressure's still rolling here for Wildcard Gaming, but Method Black, they've had good positioning, and now with an interrupt on Looney, it could be Blizzo once again, and as dampening gets higher and higher, it becomes really difficult for the Mistweaver Monk to keep up the Arms Warrior. Maro actually taking some damage as Method Black turned their attention onto him. Temporal Shield doesn't do too much. Big damage here from Raikou. Maro manages to hold on to his Cauterize. Just not enough damage, but that was a really good attempt by Method Black.
Pretty big mana advantage right now for Method Black. Another minute and 10 on Raiku's second ice block. I would say that Method Black are looking in a confident position to take the swing match and advance to match point. Wildcard Gaming need to get some work done here soon if they want to advance and take that title of BlizzCon champion.
Yep, and I mean, this is a best of 7, and we're all tied up 2-2. These two teams are playing out of their minds so far in the series, bringing in lots of different compositions, but these are the compositions these teams are known for. Nice setup here by Maro, full Ring of Frost onto Chaz, but Raikou just in a situation where he's avoiding a lot of damage. It doesn't look like they have the setup. Really good heads-up play by Method Black. Anytime there's crowd control on Chaz, Raikou and Waz are just immediately running out of danger.
All right, counterspell on Chaz. He can't heal for a moment. Now activating Iron Bark as soon as possible to then enable his team to get aggressive and go after Blizzo. Is there further follow-up for Looney? A full blind. This is dangerous. How is Blizzo going to respond? He's isolated. He's all alone. His teammates can't support him. He's Bladestorming. He War Banners. That reduces some crowd control for his team, but there's still more. Spell Reflect on 10%. buys him just enough time for Life Cocoon. Once again, now Watt's in trouble. He feints at low health. There's no Iron Bark for him. This may be the evasion if he's not careful. Blizzo can't keep up the chase. Instead, trying to go back over onto Raikou. These teams so evenly matched. Smoke bomb attempt here. They're trying to make Blizzo panic, but he is not panicking under the pressure.
Absolutely not. Now Raikou gets interrupted. Can they take him down? Ice block now available. That was a bit scary, but a polymorph over onto Looney. Raikou still managing to find the crowd control, and they get to die by the sword. This is a big victory for Method Black, but Raikou needs to be careful. He's getting so low into execute range. Just a bit more damage, and they can take him down. Temporal shield, huge plays there by Raikou in order to hold on to that ice block, and Wildcard Gaming cannot believe it.
All right, Raikou is just going to chill out here on this edge of the map while Chaz gets through crowd control. Waz was left behind again, though. What's he going to do in this position? Blizzo is marching forward to find the execute. He has evasion, he has cloak. It would be a throw to go down at this point. He needs to be careful. He's going to sprint off the side, concentrated flame on himself defensively, and wait for Chaz to get out of crowd control. What are Wildcard Gaming going to do while Waz retreats? Chaz reconnects, but they're going to go after Raikou. Raikou barely able to jump down in time, in line of sight of Chaz, and this battle is going to continue on the bottom side.
Yeah, but Waz, he's still in trouble. He's in execute range. Evasion, Cloak of Shadows, everything trades out for Method Black in order to stay in this game. That was a great offensive push by Wildcard Gaming. Now the pressure is being reversed, but the Life Cocoon from Looney completely denies that attempt by Waz and Raikou, keeping him nice and healthy so he can charge on and keep this pressure up.
This is actually insane between these teams. Such close calls. Mana totally even. Almost the 10-minute mark between these European titans battling for BlizzCon champion. Who's going to take it? It's too close to call. Ring of Frost attempt gets shut down. Perfect denial by Raikou. This now means that Blizzo will be in trouble. Cycloned at low health. This sets up Method Black to potentially push for the win. If they've got a kidney shot, they could have a kill. But a greater Pyroblast sneaks in on Waz at the same time. Potentially cross-kill. War Banner on the blind. Beautiful play by Blizzo, but it may not matter. He's so very low on health. Battlemaster at 10%. Is he going to be able to hold on? That Battlemaster is going to be fading, and with it, it's bonus health as well. Blizzo stuns Waz. He tries to stall. That Battlemaster is a ticking time bomb, but he manages to do it. Looney connects Life Cocoon, and Blizzo survives by the skin of his teeth.
Nicely done, and now Morrow looking to reverse the pressure. Greater Pyroblast, can he find a second? Unfortunately not. Waz manages to get out of line of sight. Nicely done, but now Blizzo in a kidney shot. Do they have the damage to take him down? Looney in a good position right now to try to find some heals, but at this point in dampening, it is so difficult.
They're going for it. He's going for it.
Blizzo and Waz trading blow for blow. Vanished by Waz to avoid the damage, and both these melee are very scared in this situation.
Blizzo butting heads at 10% to find the kill with Waz not finding it. Both teams restabilized. Slight mana lead at 11 minutes here in game number 5 of the grand finals of BlizzCon. Blizzo stunned up, once again isolated. Morrow can't support. Is he gonna pull it off again? Just a few more seconds, another polymorph comes in. Spell Reflect denies the Ice Lance Flurry combo on Blizzo. Beautifully timed there, but this is Icy Veins. Raikou is still quite a menace. Blizzo leaps over, looks to deny it further, switching to Raikou. Chaz is interrupted, he can't heal. Greater Pyroblast is being channeled. Morrow gets one, big connected. Raikou's gonna respect that Greater Pyro and Ice Block, but cancel it to go for the kill on Blizzo. They Cyclone Blizzo at low health, denying the recovery of Looney. Is Looney gonna try and drink? I don't think he can get away with that at this point in time. He's playing very far away from the fight, trying to max range or crowd control and stabilize Blizzo, but at 41% healing reduction, that is such a difficult task to deal with.
Yeah, Blizzo has to die by the sword, rotated back up. He might have to use it preemptively to just avoid some damage. Raikou has one ice block left. He's not going to be the best target. There's a full kidney shot. Looney rolls in, trying to get some heals, but the Vortex brings it back. Nicely done by Chaz, setting up the polymorph, but Blizzo still just running, hiding. He drops out the War Banner to avoid some crowd control on Looney, but he just can't get topped off. There's too much dampening.
Combustion pop. Morrow looking to burn down Raikou and take game 5. Huge connect here. Raikou has to use his second ice block, and suddenly he doesn't really have anything to work with. Blizzo has died by the sword. If Blizzo could just stay aggressive, stay on target, they could close it out here and now in game number 5 on their home territory. Pre-die by the sword of the kidney shot. Blizzo is reading Method Black like a book throughout this grand final, looking to close it out in a composition matchup that we thought could not be beat. The Rogue Mage Druid we thought was the best, but Wildcard Gaming looked to prove that wrong.
Yeah, but Blizzo's still not topped off. Method Black in a prime position to close this game out. Blizzo's
no.
They want to take down Raikou. Chaz and Apollo. Raikou gets interrupted. Do they have the damage? Blizzo could easily easily fall as well.
He's going
Kidney
for
shot, cheap shot onto Blizzo. Raikou hovering around 50% health with his temporal shield, trying to stay alive, but at 48% dampening. Which one of these two players is going to fall first?
No mana left for Looney. Dampening's at 50%. Watch sets up the Shadow Step kick, and that could easily close it out. Rallying Cry available. Life Cocoon, not that great of a heal at 50% dampening, only buying 3 seconds. There's no momentum. Wildcard Gaming, they've lost all of their steam. If Method Black just keep this up, Blizzo is going to be overwhelmed. He's blade storming. He's trying to go for it at 10% life. Blizzo is going for the kill in the grand finals.
Yeah, and they might be able to get it. Leg sweep on a Chaz. He manages to get the Iron Bar, but it's Blizzo that's low as well. Wildcard Gaming, can they do it? Blizzo with a kidney shot. Walk trying to take him down. They need to take down Blizzo. Raikou in so much trouble. Morrow setting up his team. Raikou barely surviving. Blizzo 10% health. What is going on?
Actually gonna do it.
Range. Temporal shield. Wildcard Gaming. Unbelievable.
Blizzo is undoubtedly the best warrior in World of Warcraft. Waslow is playing it out.
Oh,
Is he gonna do it?
He gets the
No
kidney
way.
shot.
No
Method
way.
Black turn it around. Can they get the cross kill? That is the question. Blizzo needs to run. Looney has no mana. There is a situation where we could go down to a 2v2. Blizzo and Looney, they need to play it safe. Morrow has to get the polymorphs rolling or just get the damage on Waz. If they can take down Waz, the game will be over. And I think they're going to be able to do it. Waz in execute range, the leg sweep. Unbelievable.
Slam dunk.
My goodness, Blizzo is an unstoppable force.
Wildcard Gaming is going to be able to pull it off, but this is their last chance to do it, and they are doing it. Blizzo is undoubtedly the best warrior in the world, now looking to prove his skills and prowess on the Windwalker as well.
Yeah, things in this, like, when these two teams have been playing these matchups so far, it has been advantage for Method Black, but for Wildcard Gaming, right now they've been playing on fire. And with this composition, there are moments where they can't close out the game. As Swapsy, Raikou, or Chaz, they just trip out a little bit in this game. There are opportunities, and you can bet Wildcard Gaming are going to be looking for that.
All right, early disruption here from Wildcard Gaming. Likely to be a little bit of a slower paced matchup between these teams. Of course, Wildcard Gaming, they're going to be focusing on defense and avoiding the Destruction Warlock, and then looking for triple pushes as a team. They're going to be extending the match, trying to find a kill onto the Warlock in dampening. Now Method Black, they're just going to be hammering down, focusing on triangle positioning. This means that Raikou will be far away from Swapsy, likely on the right-hand side. They're trying to punish that overextension by gripping Raikou in, stunning him up and bursting him down. Temporal Shield, though, will be more than enough for him to stabilize. Swapsy is pulling the trigger quite early on with that Infernal. Big Chaos Bolt lobbed over onto Zeepai. Looney stunned up by Chaz, but Blizzo has already retreated to safety. Zeepai is hiding at the balcony. They're going after Looney! It's game 6. They look to advance to the finals for potentially a bursty kill. Looney going to respect the swap, trade out both of his Iron Bark and Bark Skin to survive it, not getting caught off guard.
Yeah, definitely a good decision there by Looney. In this spot, if he wants to, he can play very defensive in this matchup, especially with his Gladiator's Medallion. And when Raikou and Swapsy are on top of him, that's when he's going to be really wanting to trade out those defensive cooldowns. So that was a great read by Wildcard Gaming, staying in it. For Method Black, at this point in the game, they can afford to play a little bit aggressive. Chaz having a lot of mana. It's going to be difficult for Blizzo and Zeepai to actually take someone down. So Raikou, Swapsy, Chaz, they can play aggressive, look for those one-shot kills, and if they can find it, they can get a quick win.
All right, Wildcard Gaming dealing with that early Infernal quite effectively. No major defensive cooldowns forced on their side. Raikou looking to build up Icicles for a push. Swapsy having a difficult time, 1 versus 1 on Blizzo around the corner. Blizzo actually just choosing to retreat away. Wildcard Gaming are avoiding the fight at all costs in the early rounds of this match before dampening. I am wondering who is going to be their target later on, having seen them play so defensively. This Death Grip stun strategy appears to be the main point of offense for them. Swapsy is not running the Demonic Circle, so he will not be able to escape from those, but Thorns is activated. Wildcard Gaming do not want to attack into that and take redirected damage. They are trying to retreat away, but Looney is caught out in the open in a bash. Mortal Coil combo. Swapsy gets shut down by Blizzo. Looney needs to get to a pillar. He does manage to do so. Chaz is just taking him out. We saw Chaz find a kill on Ashamanes, and Chaz could be the X factor here in game 6.
Yeah, and Swapsy has the Infernals rotating back up. If they can find that combo, the bash into the Mortal Coil, into the Infernal stun, and Raikou has damage available, that's when they can really punish Looney and try to take him down. And these are the setups we've seen from Cloud9 in the past. Method Black has definitely cleaned up their Mage Lock Druid play.
All right, Blizzo retreating away with that flying serpent kick, but WMChi, he's out midfield. He's got no death strike target that far away in the deep end of the pool, gripping Swapsy back. No stun, unfortunately. Now Swapsy is just happy to cleave them down, standing in their face with a double cataclysm. Looney just trying to sustain his mana as long as possible for a bursty kill later on. Method Black have control.
Yeah, they definitely do. Wildcard Gaming, they are struggling in this match so far to find damage, but you can kind of tell they're wanting to play for a little bit later of a game, just conservative goes, gripping into target, getting them into stuns, trying to get out that consistent damage, looking for a bursty one-shot, but it's unlikely that really happens until later on in dampening. I think they really want to exploit the fact that Swapsy on that Destruction Warlock becomes super vulnerable as healing gets limited the longer the game goes. And for Wildcard Gaming, I mean, with so much on the line, you really can't blame them for going for a strategy like this.
Both of these druids, Looney and Chaz, are going to be going after each other throughout the match, looking to deny drink. Swapsy with a demonic gateway aggressively. Looney immediately sees that and repositions away from it, and it looks like a game of keep away. Wildcard Gaming at all costs want to just stay as far away from Method Black as possible and go for these death grips, stun, burst opportunities, and try and find a kill with it. It's a solid strategy, but I'm not sold on it actually paying off for them. They're just doing their best in a matchup that is so challenging.
Yeah, Looney still taking some damage. Right now, Swapsy pushing in, Raikou as well.
Oh, no.
Triple Infernals drop out. Can they find any follow-up crowd control? Looney on the run, Kleptomania Spellsteal coming in from Raikou, nicely done. Method Black, I haven't really seen them play Mage Lock Druid this aggressively before. This is definitely interesting.
All right, let's see if they can keep it up. At any moment, Blizzo could turn it up with that touch of death if Method Black overextend and make a mistake. Looney still retreating away, and Chess continues to chase him. Blizzo trying to recover with WMChi, gripping Raikou over. No stun. He blinks to safety. Perhaps a bit of a misplay there between WMChi and Blizzo. Now, getting Ray of Frosted. Tons of damage. WMChi going to Death Strike the Water Elemental. We would like to see Raikou reposition that Water Elemental into a place where it cannot be Death Striked or taken down. It's just too much added benefit to the team of WMChi and Blizzo. Looney still on the run. I'm wondering if Method Black are trying to kill Looney. All three members are just formulating a plan here. Mortal Coil, do they have the bash? They do. They're going for it. How's Looney going to respond? Barkskin, looks like it's going to be enough due to the fact that Blizzo stopped Raikou, WMChi stopped Swapsy. Great teamwork by Wildcard Gaming to deny that attempt on Looney's life.
Yeah, I want to see them get more crowd control on Blizzo when they go for those attempts, because Blizzo, he managed to find the Expel Harms as well as the Paralysis on a Raikou, really shutting down that attempt. And now Method Black, they're still finding the damage, and I feel like if WMChi, Blizzo, and Looney, they're just running and hiding the entire game, they're going to get caught in this situation where they're all rotting down from the Blizzard as well as the Frozen Orb that Raikou has available. That damage starts really adding up later in the game.
All right, Looney's still on the run, but he's maintained his mana at least. Now a minute 20 into dampening. It could be an opportunity for Wildcard Gaming to strike. They're going to have to be careful, though. Both Swapsy and Raikou are such a threat. They really can't afford to leave either one of them open, but they have to if they want to commit for a kill. Chaz is still just attacked. I feel like Looney and Chaz have done more damage to each other in this match than anyone else has to the opposing team. Another aggressive demonic gateway from Swapsy. Looney repositions, but he's still in line of sight. One Chaos Bolt going to connect onto Looney, choosing not to Barkskin. Managing to escape, but barely. Chaz is still chasing him down. Blizzo tries to roll over to support. Looney gonna Iron Bark, but maybe it wasn't necessary. Chaz scaring Looney a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, these setups are really scary. He gets caught into a stun, a Chaos Bolt's flying at you. You can't really blame him for panicking a little bit in that situation. It looks like he is gonna be able to reset, get into stealth. Swapsy gets him out. But for the time being, it seems like Looney's going to be completely fine. Method Black eventually might switch their target. They are going after Blizzo. Big damage coming in from Swapsy and Raikou. Blizzo can't disrespect this. He uses the Fortifying Brew. Double Shadowveer coming in. Looney in a prime position to keep his team alive, but still, Blizzo really struggling. Finally getting a big heal. All
right, Raikou the target here as we see Cinder Grosa entering the fray. WMChi trying to amplify his damage. Raikou times the Temporal to soak all of it, healing him back to full. And now Icy Veins is popped. Wildcard Gaming need to retreat away from this, but they're snared up. They're not escaping too easily. Chaos Bolts are flying through as well. Chaz is all over them, adding some extra stuns and damage as well. Swapsy wrapping around the left side. Raikou going over and above, trying to go after WMChi. Now the Death Knight will become the main focus target as dampening gets higher, as that will reduce the healing of WMChi's most important ability, Death Strike. So all of the pressure, all of the eyes will be on WMChi. Can he stay alive?
Yeah, Looney's still running. Chaz all over him. Can they find the stun? manages to get behind the pillar once again. It just seems like this is the strategy Method Black wants to go with. They want to go after Looney. They did manage to get his trinket. One more setup. Infernal's coming up in around a minute for Swapsy. Double stun finally coming in from Zvi and Blizzo as they're looking to get aggressive onto Swapsy at 20% dampening. They may have found their mark. Big damage. Spear hand strike does interrupt Swapsy, but he still has that unending resolve. Chaz with Ironbark rotating back up. Swapsy should be able to stay alive, but that was a really nice push by Wildcard Gaming.
I just want to say, if Swapsy's interrupted and can't unending resolve, he's 5% health. It's the BlizzCon title on the line in that situation. That was, he narrowly escaped that. Method Black cannot afford to lose. Chaz drinks to full mana. Great awareness there on his part, realizing that this is a matchup that does go on for some time, but now Touch of Death is ticking. Blizzo's damage is going to be absolutely insane. Will Method Black have enough defense to answer it? Touch of Death explodes. Big hit. Swapsy, he's going to pop Dark Soul and try and counter-aggress. A risky decision here, deep into dampening.
Yeah, but Blizzo, he has the Touch of Karma. He should be able to hold on just a little bit longer. Swapsy, that was a really intelligent decision. He didn't panic in that situation, just relied on the Ironbark to deny the Touch of Death. Held on to his unending resolve and now has an opportunity with that defensive cooldown to push in and get a little bit aggressive. Looney now caught into a bash. Once again, Method Black really trying to punish this healer. Looney, how is he going to respond? He's trying to get out of line of sight. I think he's going to be able to do it, but that was the Bark Skin. And now there's no Bark Skin, there's no Trinket, and the Infernals are available for Swapsy. Method Black has this game set up perfectly.
Yeah, they've got Wildcard Gaming in checkmate at this point. And I think we're going to a game number 7 unless they can pull off a miracle. An interrupt on Swapsy, preventing unending resolve, I think is the only way that I see that. And Swapsy is the one who is in control of that situation. He's the one who needs to make the mistake, which means Method Black have all of the control here in game number 6. 10 minutes elapsing at this point in time. Blizzo trying to line of sight, but dipping even lower. Raikou blinks in to try and finish him. Not able to find it. Looney now stunning Raikou. He's overextended. Wildcard Gaming push. Trying to get an ice block from Raikou. They are just unable to. They don't have enough damage to even dent him. Mana is even, I believe, at this point as Looney comes out of cat form. This team's so evenly matched in the BlizzCon finals.
At 33% dampening, though, things are going to start spiraling out of control for both of these teams. Who's going to make mistakes? Swapsy, 60% health right now. Blizzo, Zpi could be in a little bit of trouble as well. Big Chaos Bolt lands on Blizzo. Fortifying Brute denies a little bit of that damage, but now he's pushing forward. He wants to take down Swapsy. Ironbark from Chaz might be able to keep him alive, but Blizzo is also in some trouble, Sid.
Yeah, Looney doing his best to have mana deep into dampening for a kill on the Warlock, but he's spell-locked. Swapsy with the hard carry. Looney can't heal for a couple seconds. Blizzo very low on health. He has cooldowns to trade, but he doesn't want to. This is a greedy decision at 36% dampening in the BlizzCon finals, but he gets away with it and he stays alive. Chaz has been hunting Looney this entire game in cap form, really being a menace and quite an annoyance, honestly, for Looney. If he can keep this up, Chaz could certainly close it out, bring it to a game 7. Double stun. Good opportunity for Wildcard Gaming if there ever was one. Cleaving down both Chaz and Swapsy. Swapsy gateway into safety. Chaz repositioning away as well. Now Zpi, I think he's a liability this deep into dampening.
Oh, he definitely is. The anti-magic shell trace, but now he doesn't have that available. And at this point in the game, if Wildcard Gaming, they're just running, they're just hiding, they're not doing damage, and Method Black can walk all over Wildcard Gaming, staying in this tournament. BlizzCon dreams on the line. Zpi hovering around 50% health. How is he going to find an opportunity to push forward and actually get some damage rolling? He's just so low on health. Looney's struggling to keep him alive. The anti-magic zone buys him a few more seconds, but I feel like their time is running out.
All right, Zpi on the run, but there's a Warlock on one side and there's a Mage on the other. That's not a good choice to make in this position in game number 6. Will he be able to do it? Can they pull off the miracle? Method Black have all defensives available. Basically full mana, I believe, on Chaz as well. They're in a great position to close this game out. Swapsy relaying the gateway. Looney, though, does manage to drink himself, pulling his team back into the fight.
That's huge for Looney and Wildcard Gaming. 100% mana. Now a big lead for the first time in this game, but he needs to use all of that mana to keep Zpi alive. Zpi and Blizzo, they need to find damage on someone. Raikou and Swapsy have been healthy for so long in this match. We are at 46% dampening. At some point, if they make an offensive push with that Touch of Death, they might be able to take Swapsy down, but he has all his defensive cooldowns to answer, and here it is. Wildcard Gaming looking to make a push, but not really committing too much just yet.
Mortal Coil, Chaos Bolt from Swapsy. That is a beefy one. Zpi trying to recover with the Ironbark active, and he will be able to. Now Chaos Bolt casted onto Blizzo. Swapsy switching his attention to him for a moment, trying to capitalize on that lack of defense. Blizzo may need to make a vital trade on Touch of Karma here shortly. Looney gets jumped on by Chaz. Hibernate Poly combo. Beautiful teamwork. And Swapsy's backing it up with the damage. Blizzo is pushing forward, once again pushing forward, even on the Windwalker Monk. Despite Swapsy's most powerful cooldown being active, Blizzo pushes for the win.
They're using everything to take Swapsy down. Can they do it? He has the unending resolve. Z5's low. Blizzo as well. There's no more defensive cooldowns. Raikou realizing Wildcard Gaming, they only have one opportunity to win the game right here, right now. And now it's Z5 on the back foot, running once again with that anti-magic shell, but it's just so difficult at 53% dampening for Looney to really keep him alive. Raikou pushes forward. Does he have the damage to take him down? Blizzo in desperation throwing in the Vivifies, but that Shadow Fury from Swapsy might be enough to close out the game. Z5 barely holds on.
They're using everything that they've got to stay alive, but even everything at 55% dampening will not be enough. I think we're going to a game number 6 despite Z5's best efforts. Chaz jumps in once again to finish the job. Raikou gates over to the side, and Z5 is going to get killed by Chaz in the near future. Chaz just needs to move in and finish this. Anti-Magic Zone denies the kill for a few more moments, but Looney is interrupted, and Swapsy's power play is looking likely to close it out. Z5 is going to fall, and we are going all the way to number 7.
I don't think that there was any doubt that these two teams would trade blows and that we would make it all of the way to the last possible game. But
a fitting final resting place for 2019. Only one team can take it. Who's gonna do it? Blizzo has played out of his mind. He has earned this. He has done everything possible. He's predicted the future. He's come back in a time machine to read every single situation. He just has to do it one more time.
And it will be a sap over on the Looney right away. Method Black looking to get aggressive. Are they going to go after Blizzo? That's what they've been doing so far when these two compositions have been going head-to-head. We'll have to see, though. For Wildcard Gaming, it's going to be all about aggression onto Raikou, getting the crowd control onto Chaz, and trying to get that damage rolling.
All right, Chaz is crowd-controlled. Waz is as well. Raikou is isolated for quite some time, but doing a great job to avoid all of the damage. He didn't take any throughout the first assault of Wildcard Gaming. And now guess what? Blizzo is alone. He needs to survive. Spell Reflect denying some damage from Raikou. War Banner on the sap. Beautifully timed there, but the crowd control is endless. Waz continues with the silence. Life Cocoon has now been forced as well. Chaz gets counterspelled by Maro. That's an opportunity for Blizzo. He sees it. He's going to pop Avatar, push forward onto Raikou, but not able to find the connect. Waz holding him at bay.
Not too much damage just yet. Raikou doing an excellent job so far. Kiting in it now. It's Blizzo in a kidney shot once again. Can Raikou find the polymorph? Bash over onto Looney. Every man for himself will free him from that crowd control. Allowing some heals onto Blizzo, keeping Wildcard Gaming in the fight. Very nicely done.
All right, Blizzo holds on. Chaz is now crowd controlled. Where are Wildcard Gaming going to go? Who's going to be the focus point? Doesn't look like they're able to develop too much damage. You can tell maybe it's they're on edge. I mean, this is game 7. It's only one win, and that's going to decide whether or not you're a BlizzCon champion. Both these teams have been in this position time and time again in the past in terms of a LAN environment. They have so much to prove here in this final match.
Yeah, game 7, this is gonna be it. Blizzo in a kidney shot. Do they have the damage to take him down? He's getting low. Looney got to his cycle. There's no shrinking. Can Method Black do it? Blizzo trying to keep himself alive. He has to die by the sword. Nice cycling by Chaz. There needs to be a little bit more crowd control on Looney. Then Method Black will close out this game.
Battlemaster's gonna fall.
Battlemaster's gonna fall. Bomb drops. Kidney shot on Blizzo. Massive damage, and Method Black does it. They take down Wildcard Gaming and are your 2019 BlizzCon champions.
they are not going to let a single question be in the air about who deserves to be the champions of the world. They are going to do it in a dominant fashion, just like they were able to take cup after cup after cup. But we couldn't say that they were the best team in the world until they were able to take down a BlizzCon, and they have done it. Method Black has finally done the one thing they couldn't do. They have won the biggest show of the year, 330,000. Method Black, ladies and gentlemen, they are finally able to do it. They are your champions of BlizzCon 2019. And I don't think there's any question about it. They are the best team in the entire world. Throughout the year, they showed us that. And at BlizzCon, they have showed us that. finally, they have done it.